For another month, and then it was gonna go back to online learning, and I was really hoping for that.
Still might, dude.
Dude,
what you're hoping for? Because if you are, I'll cross some fingers for you.
I mean, I want it to be, but I don't know, the way the CDC says anything over 5%, you have to go
check,
on
check,
online.
1, 2,
and
check.
Kim Reynolds saying,
Motherfucker.
oh, it's at 9%, but it's fine.
Right.
So we're
do you know Iowa?
Check, motherfucker.
Yeah. Worst in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
Iowa, we finally did it, guys. We got first.
Yeah, we're first.
We were the first state to legalize gay marriage, and now we're the first to just let everybody
That's
die.
Awesome. I didn't know we were the first.
Yeah.
So
it was like one of those little things that we kind of had to hold on to.
Yeah. First one is to legalize.
Now it's getting outshined.
Gay marriage and the worst in the world for coronavirus.
Yeah. Number 1 and 2 things. Both things.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it? Am I close?
I went ahead. You'll want to bring it decently close to you.
Does it come down?
Yeah, it'll come down. You can bring it closer to you too. Don't worry about it. It's battened down pretty good, so you can pull on it.
I just don't want to hurt it. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good, man. All right, I just started recording so that way I could see how the waves are going, but I can always cut around stuff. All right, welcome to another installment of They Came From the Underground. And this week we got Cameron Stevens sitting in with us with from Through the Darkness, progressive metalcore band. Through this podcast, we will discover just what that means. And then we also have Cooper Patterson sitting in because Cameron couldn't do it alone. And so thank you, Cooper, for letting us be here. We are currently in Def Comic Studios. And
Def Comic Studios.
Oh my goodness!
Did you just make that up right now?
Yeah, I made that up on the way here. I was like,
he's like, you know what? Now it is just Cam.
Yeah,
just the door shut.
It is.
Cooper's like, get the fuck out.
All right, please, please.
I like that you mentioned the progressive metalcore thing because if Dustin's listening right now, he's once again laughing about that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
That's exactly where that came from too. I fucking. I mean, we'll definitely get into it. But thank everybody for listening. We were just kind of rambling on beforehand, so we're not anything specific. But how are you guys doing today?
Good. I'm starting to get a slight buzz.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Right on, man.
I'm just glad that it's my day off of work and I don't have to deal with a bunch of kids because I'm working with middle schoolers right now during this COVID pandemic weird time, and
props, man, because that's tough without COVID.
Yeah, it's tough without COVID, but it's even worse because middle schoolers especially are the worst. They just want to disobey everything that you tell them to do.
Well, they're turning into
humans,
adults. I mean, they're transitioning. I don't want to say puberty because I don't want to be weird talking about kids getting pubes and shit, but they're changing, and I was an asshole at that age, so I can't believe you chose this profession.
I was
Did you pick it, or was it just an opportunity that came up and you're like, I'll try it?
It was just I needed a job and I just needed money, and but I mean to be honest, the job that I have, I don't have to plan any assignments or anything. I'm just so right now I'm basically kind of like the sub for this one classroom because the teacher has had cancer a couple years ago, and
don't say they have COVID
and she has this immune disorder. So So
she can't be around.
Yeah, so if she gets exposed, she will.
A goner.
Yeah,
she just needs some vitamin D.
Yeah.
Good.
Some vitamin C.
So,
she got over here.
Some zinc.
Some vitamin
Yeah,
Cooper.
so I'm
Get 'em all in.
basically I'm
Vitamin
basically just
Cooper.
in
She'll
one
be ship-shaped
classroom,
tomorrow
and
morning.
everything is online. They all have their laptop. They just have to type and everything. So those are the chill time, and I'm great. It's great. I'm writing jokes on my laptop. I'm on Facebook or just
That sounds like a great gig, actually.
It is,
Seems
but
convenient,
I also have to ride the bus in the morning and in the afternoon, and the kids are the worst on the bus because they're all in assigned seats. They all have to wear their masks.
They have assigned seats on the buses now?
Huh?
They have assigned seats on the buses now?
Yeah, just because they want kids who go home together stay with each other, so that way they don't.
Because back when I was in school, there was no assigned seats.
Yeah, it was just whatever you
It
want
was
to
like,
sit.
hey, first one to get to the back of the bus.
No, this is like a whole new thing.
that was a thing.
I was right behind the bus.
Yeah, this is like a
driver
whole
every
new thing. It's just it's just because of this whole thing. So
And look at me now.
yeah, and I just spent this whole week dealing with this 8th grader who kept making paper airplanes, and I'm just like,
Is this one that pulled the girl's hair that you were telling me
no,
about?
no, that was like
No, that's a different asshole.
This guy deals with like a Jerry Springer on a kid level. every
Yeah,
day.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, kids suck, dude.
Yeah, no. So the first kid, there's a little. I think he's either 5th grade or somewhere in the elementary school, and he's sitting next to a girl, and I think it's just because young girls, kids before they start being attracted to each other, they fight each other. That's how
What is
they.
that?
So
I don't know.
that's what it kind of is, and they were pulling, and the kid is pulling the girl's hair, and it's just dude, we can't allow that. So
Yeah.
and then there's an 8th grader I'm just hey man, stop making paper airplanes, and then I always see him folding papers, and I'm like, stop it, and it was just
What if he just looked at you and said, Cooper, I could be doing worse things? Because it's true, man. If you think about it, a kid making paper airplanes.
I am, but I have to clean it up, and I'm I don't feel like cleaning
Right,
it up.
it's
so
creating work for you, and plus
Yeah.
it's the kind of thing where he was telling me another story of the kids being rascally at a table.
Yeah.
It's always the kind of thing of they're just kind of doing a thing, and then you telling them no just makes them act out, and then when someone of real authority shows up, they just start to cry.
Yeah.
It's just if you were gonna cry at this, you shouldn't have done it.
Yeah,
Why
If
did
you
wait?
genuinely can't handle it, go home and make planes.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just
I'm mixing stories, I know.
Yeah, no, I think they just want to see. They just, they want to test the. They just
Test the
want
limits,
to
yeah.
test the limit. They want to cross the line, and I
Yep.
totally understand
Little
that. But I'm
comics and training.
I'm telling you, all right, but I have to address where the line is, and I'm saying, all right, here's the line, and they'll bang the table.
Don't cross it.
They'll bang the table a couple times, and I'll be like, all right, can we stop that, and just be chill.
Oh, this was a table full of kids that were just
Yeah.
smashing.
Yeah.
Yep.
See,
And
that would just annoy me. Why?
That is annoying.
Why are you doing this?
No one,
Yeah.
no one wants to hear
Listen,
that.
kid, I
Yeah,
have a
I'm just
hangover.
you want
Yeah,
to
you're right.
Stayed
Yeah.
up way too late last night.
Yeah,
I don't want
exactly.
to deal with you little.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
I'm just dude, I'm just I've been up since 6 in the morning, dude. I don't want to be up. I don't want to be near you at
Yes.
all. And I'm just I got my own problems. I'm mad
Yeah.
with I'm mad with my own personal life, and
Yeah.
I'm mad with the way things are being run, with the way the school is in general as well. So I'm just
So why add bang on the table?
Yeah,
making paper
please.
airplanes.
Yeah.
Why?
yeah.
Just I get it.
Just get here, learn your stuff, and leave,
Yeah.
man.
Right, yeah.
And
It's
then-
and you got it's this weird thing of you gotta be yeah, I get it. None of you want to be here, and
Yeah.
this isn't.
See, I liked school.
This isn't.
I wasn't good at it.
Oh, I
wasn't
didn't like.
smart.
I didn't like school at
Oh,
all.
I loved it, man.
Yeah.
7 hours of social hours. What
I
what
was
like.
I was pretty good
Oh,
for
yeah, I like
most
my
of
free
it,
time, especially. towards
but
the
I
end.
would say between 6th grade and 7th grade, I moved from Maryland to Texas, and then that year in Texas, I was pretty rough. I was pretty much of an asshole because I was just I was frustrated that I
had to move.
I had to
Yep.
move.
Yeah.
Make new friends. That would
Yeah.
suck. I never had to deal with that.
And
I had to do that once.
so that was the one year I was frustrated, and then the next year I moved to Iowa, and my mom was the school
Wait, so
nurse.
you're not from here originally?
No.
Where were you from originally?
Mar-
Where'd you spend most of your life?
the first
Before Iowa?
I don't know. I was born in Phoenix,
Okay.
but then I lived there for 3 months, and then I moved to Missouri, lived there for 3 years, and then Maryland for 9 years, Texas for 1 year, and then Iowa from like.
See, I feel like
14
most people I
to
know
now.
that live that life,
Yeah.
they're all just fucked up people because they never got to set their roots anywhere. You know, they are constantly learning.
Yeah.
I was gonna say smooth the mic over a little bit.
Toward me?
Okay.
Over this
Yeah.
way a little bit, so that way when you turn a little
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There. Sorry about that, people.
I'm getting used to everything and like.
I'm not a mic pro, okay? I'm a performer.
No, I get that.
I had people set this up for me at the studio. Chaz and Tyler, that's a shout out to you guys.
Woo,
Brett, love you.
Right on, man.
Jordan, so what do you do for a living? Like, what's your
I work at Honda in Ames. Honda.
hand?
I like saying Honda, but I did I started out as a technician, so I was just like changing oil and being like, here's what it needs done, but I would like pass on most things to like fully licensed mechanics or things. But then
So you're a service manager or what?
No, I just like ever since COVID, like I had like 3 months off because they were just they weren't closed, but they cut all of like the least important employees, and so I had like 3 months off.
Non-essential,
and then,
quote unquote.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So then when I came back, it was because they needed help in the detail department. So now I'm just fucking detailing cars. But
Oh, that would.
but if I move on to commission, I could probably make some good money. So I'm like, it is what it is. But yeah, that's what I.
It's
do.
always interesting to find because like.
Well, if you find something cool in a car, you get to keep it.
Oh,
I've,
really?
I found like a little multi-tool, and I found like $5 the other day. It was like just like
You get to keep it. Hey,
yeah.
Jordan, you just admitted to theft. You can't. We have to cut.
No,
this
that's
out.
not that's not theft. I don't have to say allegedly. That is a lot. It's a car
it's like
that,
one of those cars that they trade. And
Yeah,
then
it's
they
like-
ship
Oh,
it
I
to
thought you
the
meant they were
seller.
bringing it there just to have cleaned, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, cool."
Oh
mine."
no, yeah, People
Okay.
will like trade in their cars, and then but then we'll like forget shit in there,
Right.
And then
Yeah.
and then you gotta clean it out. So I found a Hawkeye's lunchbox, like a Coleman lunchbox the other day, and then so you get some pretty cool stuff.
I clean cars at the Toyota dealership, and we never found anything like that cool. It's just
Really?
like I don't know. There was like a DVD of Are We There Yet? The Ice Cube movie.
I think I
Yeah,
found that
definitely not
DVD in a
good.
car
But
too.
then
I feel like
I
at some
remember
level
there was
everybody
like
has a DVD lost in their car.
But I remember there was just like little like I don't know what like little bits of like weed from
Nice.
like the flowers
Little baby nugs.
in the cup holders, and I'm just
Nice.
like
If
Like
you
little
collected them
sticks
long
and
enough,
stuff.
you'd have a whole ounce. Of it.
exactly. I was just
I just keep adding to it.
I'm
It's
sorry,
been a year
Graham.
now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
what-
we were
Yeah,
just,
right.
We don't want
yeah.
to save for too long.
We were just
No,
like
yeah,
we
no,
could
no.
literally scrape this in like I don't know
Mhm.
maybe a quarter of a bowl, but then like the boss was like, all right, vacuum it up. And I'm like,
Yep.
It-
There's
it's-
like a half a joint. There's a half a smoke joint sitting on the bench in the Honda detail area, because Honda in the lot I'm in, it's Honda, Nissan, and then the used car building, which is much smaller than the other two. And I've been moved over to the used car building recently, and so but I'll jump back and forth between Honda and that. But at the Honda building, there's like a desk where everything is set up on.
Are you guys literally right next door to Hyundai?
No,
That's the different dealership I'm thinking of.
no, there's not. I don't even know if I don't think we have a Hyundai dealership
In Ames?
in Ames.
We do.
We do.
Yeah, on South Dakota, or I'm sorry, South Duff,
Oh, okay, I got you.
like next to Lowe's.
behind
Oh.
Lowe's,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
Yep.
Oh, it's like right there then. I didn't
Yeah,
even,
no, I didn't even-
Because there's
they
a Honda
have-
dealership next to that one too.
Yeah,
and
'cause
so I
they're-
thought it was.
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
'cause there's
Yeah, I didn't know
Honda,
that
Nissan.
exists until like a couple years, until like a year or two ago.
Yeah, I was like, there's a Hyundai dealership in Ames.
Yeah, like
yeah, no idea.
well,
I
like
still- I
I've
just
never
found out.
gone past Lowe's. Like I've gone to Lowe's,
Right.
but I've never gone past it. And I'm
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I
All
recently
the
met a buddy
dealerships
whose
are in
dad
one area.
lives in that, like even further
Yeah.
past that, and I went to that neighborhood and I was like, weird. Like I never
Yeah.
thought I'd be back here in this cul-de-sac
Yeah.
neighborhood.
There's like a tiny little dealership on Duff that's just like normal. That's just like kind of like more like real more selective kind of vehicles. It's like so it's where you go if
Okay.
you want to like they got like Jaguars and shit.
Mhm.
But then otherwise all the dealerships, which is kind of weird to think about, are all in the same area on like the south end of Duff. And so it's literally like you drive
Is that
past
Ames
George
Cars you're
White,
talking
Toyota,
about?
Ames Cars, yeah, Ames
Yep.
Cars, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And
Yeah,
so
they always
it-
have flat, and they're always like weirdly cheap for what they are.
Yeah.
So I'm always curious, like, are they
What's
salvage
wrong with it?
title? Yeah, what's
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
like? Why is that so cheap?
Uh huh. Yeah,
Is that a
exactly. It's
real
like
BMW?
it's like the kind. Yeah, exactly. You get a nice. It's
It's
the
a
kind of
kit
place.
car.
It's the kind of place you get a nice car and it just ends up being a lemon.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. So I just think it's fascinating because like I obviously watch both you guys with your comedy, and it's
we
weird.
have never been to your
because I forget. It's okay. Well, we haven't had any in a long. Like I don't think since I met you guys, we've actually played the show. We took a year off from everything with the band. Like we were still recording, but we wanted to take a year off of social media and playing shows and just focus on this album. So I mean, I get messages all day. But hey, are you guys playing a show anytime soon? And I wish we could. Like I miss being on stage, but I mean, and then Corona hit, and it's just a tough spot. But we're still able to keep working on the music. But I just think it's cool because like I think you guys are hilarious, and like seeing you guys like live and getting to know you guys is weird to think. Oh, they're regular people too, though. Like they work jobs.
Speaking
like
of,
you do with kids and you do with cars. Like how? It's just weird to me.
I know. Yeah, it's always that's always like the disconnect in people in performers because like. If I were to run into any of the people in the comedy scene out in the real world, if I was hanging out in Des Moines, I guarantee I would be like, "Whoa, this is weird," because you just you're not used to it.
I see people
because I watch all kinds of podcasts, and so like to see some of the guests that come on, if they're like low level and like kind of starting to get a name and starting to get some buzz, but like they still have to work a job. It's like it's so weird to think because like Jeremiah Watkins, for instance, who is the band leader on Kill Tony. He I had watched some podcasts of him like just starting to come on Kill Tony or whatever from like 4 or 5 years ago, and he'll talk about having getting a new job, and he's like, yeah, that's going well. I'm like, goddamn. I was like, knowing him now, I'm like, I was like, I could have sworn like you'd be, I was like, it feels like they've never had jobs.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And people think like I get called out sometimes because I'm a maintenance supervisor, so like I'll do everything from replacing your water heater to plunging your toilet. And I'll see people that like know me from the band.
You're a handyman.
And I'm in there like, I knock maintenance, and I come in and say, hey, I'm here to look at bathroom C. There's a work order for a clogged toilet, and they're like, hey, are you from Through the Darkness? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh my gosh, like I saw you guys at Woolies. I love you guys. And I'm like, thanks. Cool. I gotta go plunge your toilet though real quick.
Let me go clear this shit out of your drains.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, please buy one. You're an adult. You should have a plunger. Like, why doesn't everybody have a plunger?
Right. Yeah,
that's a whole other conversation. Go on.
I mean, I have a plunger, but there's some times where I just feel like I don't even know what just happened. Like after that aftermath.
What just happened?
Yeah, what just happened? Like
that's what I asked. I mean, some of these girls clogging their toilets are these petite little, and man, they drop some logs, and I don't know if they're wiping with like quilted.
Yeah,
like paper towels.
Yeah,
or maybe I don't know, but like I come in and they're always so embarrassed, and I'm like, it's okay, you're human.
Yeah,
there's faults in our plumbing.
But then the minute you get back into your car, you're just like, what the fuck did this?
Yeah. I'm like, it's really not a big. Oh my god! And I see it, and I'm like, what is that? It looks like a baby's arm in the form of a baby Ruth, and I'm like, that's not going down. I have to grab that out of there.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's like they were looking a little. Like, if you'd seen them earlier in that day, they'd be looking a little chunky.
Yeah,
like just pre-shit.
And when I see it, they just like run out of the room embarrassed. And it's always awkward. I'm like, hey, well, I'm all set.
Yeah.
So are you. Hope you're okay. Like that had to hurt.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, they're just like. Just imagine someone you've seen in a band that you like come into your house and like they gotta get the shit the shit log out of your toilet.
Yeah, I can't.
And you start going, man, I should probably stop trying to be this guy's fan.
Yeah, like my dad, he works in restaurants, but he also like has his band, and like he does like country rock and stuff.
Your dad's in a band?
Yeah, that's how we got all this cool stuff.
He doesn't have any symbols.
And like he like when he had a restaurant, he was just like the manager and everything and the owner and everything. So he's like always like walking up to tables and being like, how's your service? Is there anything you need? Like
would him and his band just perform there all the time? And
no, there wasn't much of a stage there, so he never got to really perform there. But like
every show is a secret.
But
show.
like he would always just like, but like he would always like have like little like on the. You would always have posters of his, like there's like a poster that's supposed to be like for any events that in Ames, and he would always put his poster up and like make sure he gets like the best viewing spots for anybody to see, and he'll be like, you're in a band too? Like, yeah, we go kind of like
do they still play?
Yeah, they actually just did a festival right before this whole thing closed. I don't know, there's like some hippie festival like somewhere like in the farm of Ames or something.
Okay.
I forgot what it's called. But
By the way, this is a dog having an asthma attack behind me. It's not me.
yeah,
Cameron is very out of shape.
I'm excited by
He's
this.
been
Your
very
dad's band. I'm
Yeah.
back here.
yeah.
I can barely breathe.
You have to go outside. I think he has to go outside.
Does he? All right, I'll let him out. You two talk.
Okay.
All right, Jordan.
All right, now we can get down to the real
Down to
brass
the
tacks of
nitty-gritty.
things.
So I don't know. When you walked in, did I smell like burnt food?
I didn't notice.
I told Cooper. Well, I passed out last night baking a pizza, cooking a pizza. Actually, if you think it is called baking a pizza because you put it in the oven.
Yeah, it's bacon.
But it's such a weird.
It's a
Like no one ever says, "Oh, I baked a pizza last night." No,
You just say you made a pizza.
Yeah, I made a Jack's Pizza last night.
Yeah.
But I passed out at like 5 a.m. making a Jack's Pizza.
Really?
Woke up at 2:00 this afternoon, just before like 1:40 something.
Oh fuck.
And I didn't notice the smoke or the smell at first because I was obviously pretty well adjusted to it after sleeping that whole time.
Right.
And I got up and I looked over. My timer was like on my screen. It showed that I had silenced it, but it was still up. And I was like, "What? Why did I have a timer on?"
You silenced the timer.
For 13 minutes, I had a timer, and I was like, "Oh, the pizza!"
Oh,
And
no.
I walked out from my bedroom to the living room area, like the common space, and it looked like a cumulus cloud in my whole apartment, just
Fuck,
smoke.
dude.
And my alarms never went off, and I can't
Really?
and I can't really shit on maintenance for that because I am the maintenance supervisor where I live. So, but yeah, my smoke detectors never went off, and so that's a
Are they
problem.
all dead? What's wrong?
Yeah, so now I'm curious after we get done and I go home tonight. If I walk in, my whole place smells like burnt pizza. I'm gonna have to wash all my clothes, all my blankets, and it's just. So I'm just really self-conscious. Like that. Do I smell like?
I would be
burnt
curious.
Supreme Jack's Pizza.
I would be curious if I smelled like pizza. It's burnt food too.
Yeah,
if I
please
had
be
slept
honest
in a
if I
cloud
am.
of
I
smoke,
trust you
yeah.
guys to give me your complete honesty.
God damn. No, I never noticed. So
I thought you were gonna say, "God damn, you fucking reek." I'm glad you gave me this opportunity because
it's like, dude, I've been meaning to say.
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna wrap
Actually-
it up. Hey, thanks for
actually,
tuning in, guys. Next
let me
week.
let me go back to one thing real fast. I didn't know that Amanda worked at First National Bank.
Oh, really?
And
Oh,
I've,
shit, she said she
I've
saw you.
gone through the drive-through a couple times and like, I think she's helped me, but like it wasn't until this last time that I realized. But I was like, just got off break. I just went on break and I just smoked a cigarette and like it's been a long week, so it took me so long to process of like. No, I was like, okay, fuck it. At first, I was like, from where again? It was like comedy, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, what? Oh fuck! And I was like trying to remember where exactly, but it wasn't until like the end that I was like, I remembered exactly where. And then like there was miscommunication because she thought that you were doing Cooper's podcast. She didn't know I was gonna be here, and then I was like, oh, that's my podcast. She was like, oh, like
Yeah.
I never mentioned you, so I was like, I'm gonna have to talk to him about that.
Oh,
no,
man,
no,
if
I'm
you're
just kidding.
listening,
No, I'm just kidding.
you need to
But-
listen better.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, yeah, she
Yeah.
messaged me. She was like, oh my god, I just ran to a guy that we both know that does comedy. I'm like, who? And she's like, Jordan. He goes to my bank, which congratulations by the way, because according to her, it's a very tough bank to bank at. You have to
Really?
yeah. She says they just because I was like, well, maybe I'll start an account there, and she literally laughed at me. She's like, yeah, no, you have to have like a decent credit score, and
Oh,
you
wow.
can't have stuff in collections. And I was like,
I got you.
so I'm very disqualified.
Oh
then.
shit!
So you should be proud of yourself, man.
Oh fuck! I learned something new today.
Yeah, you
Oh,
are.
man.
Yeah,
because I got in
Jordan,
early.
the financial wizard.
Like I have such a good credit score. I just brush it off. Like
Yeah, like, not a
I'm
big
just
deal.
living life. you
Yeah,
know?
I'm not gonna buy things.
I don't want to brag or nothing. I've like always had a good credit.
No,
score.
but I definitely told her Jordan has a podcast, and Cooper and I are gonna be guests on it. And I was nervous. Like I was like, man, what if we? Because when I got here, I was like, you had obviously gone to get the microphones, and really, I thought he said you went to get mics, like Mike's Hard Limit. He's like he left to get mics, and I was like, I was just at the gas station.
Could yeah right.
I could
They
have grabbed
could've
some
stood
mics,
me
dude.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, kind of looked at me, confused. Excuse me. And I was like, and he's like, and I was like, oh, you mean like microphones?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I'm like, I think it Mike's Hard Lemonade. Yeah, it was very embarrassing. But I was like, well, I'm like, I'm a bit nervous, man, because I've never done. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, me too.
But I've never. Obviously, this is my first time experiencing being on one.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, 100%. I'm glad
And
you're here.
and he's like, it's cool, man. We literally just bullshit, and we talk about things going on in
Yeah.
our lives and in the world, and
Yeah.
it just,
Like we'll get it. Like I'll ask you about the band and everything. But
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let it come up.
right. Yeah, I'm cool
like,
with just.
I'm not on an agenda. Like this is
Mhm.
this is Cooper's second time. This is technically Cooper's third time doing it because we did 2 episodes, but then I put them together and did like cuts in between stuff and like kind of just made it into like this 3-hour thing because it was like so pretty close together. So I just made it like a whole thing.
Dang it! I listened I listened to 2 years the other day, and there was this one thing that stuck with me that, I mean, obviously not very well because it's not with me now, but I was like, I'm going to mention that during the podcast, and he's going to be like, thank you for listening. And like, you heard that?
It makes me feel super good to hear anybody tell me that they've listened.
Oh,
to
yeah, I listened to your stuff, man.
I'm
not all the way through all of them yet because there's I think on your YouTube there's only like 5 listed, and then
Yeah,
there's 6 one up top.
Yeah, I only have. Yeah, I got to go through the YouTube channel and like kind of figure that out and like and whatever.
I just can't remember what it was. But there's something I was like, oh, that's, yeah, I love that. And I was going to mention it, and I just told, I don't even know why I brought it up.
I haven't even listened to my own podcast, but that's just because, like, I hate hearing my own voice, and I'm just like...
Oh, I'm a total narcissist. I can't wait to hear this later and be like, oh, I'm awful. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I get that. I get that.
So
no, I'm the same way. I'm the same way as Cooper, too, because, well, the thing is, too, is I've only done, like, one kind of podcast kind of show. It's called The Underground Economy.
Yeah.
And with Josh Graves, and... I went on, and it was like just about a half hour, and my mom had seen that it was recently posted, and I was tagged, so she saw it, and she fucking started listening to it just on her phone out loud, and I was like, I'm sorry, like, can we just? I'm not trying to be mean, like, just can you listen to it later? Because I don't want to hear myself.
The people in my office are big fans of my band.
Yeah.
And we have we have an aux port you can hook up, and it plays through all the speakers through our entire office.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of times Adam, our finance manager, our leasing manager, he'll
start playing your shit.
Yeah, and like and everyone's just like I should just stick around and listen with them, and I'm like, I don't want to listen to my own music.
The minute your shit is playing, they're just like, look at you right
now. I'm like,
hey, this is you. Like,
and it's this weird place because I am proud of it, but I don't want to seem like
you're
because it's such a weird line to flirt with.
Well, Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, he has a bit about Kanye West. Going to hang out with him, and Kanye was just like listening to his own shit, like bopping his head, like, man, like, this is fucking amazing. Like,
see, God,
I'm so smart. Like,
my close friends, like, I'll play them. Like, right now we're in the studio, working on a new album, and I'll play them like the raw tracks and like be like, what do you guys think? Because like, I trust their opinion to be like, yo, like, yes, that's good, or like, whatever, but. Yeah, you won't catch me just to jam my own music or like, and like my son, my oldest boy, Kale, he likes our band a lot, and he'll always ask like, Dad, play it because we covered Wonderwall.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like it was kind of like a joke thing. Like we were like, we should cover something, and we kind of suggested Wonderwall as a joke because everyone's covered that. Every guy with a 5 o'clock shadow and an acoustic guitar has played around a campfire at some point, trying to take someone home, and so we're like, let's do Wonderwall, and it turned into a really great song actually, and like it's played on Laser 103.3 now. Like I get snaps all the time, people like, hey, you guys are back on the radio, and
holy shit, really?
So Kale asks it to be played all the time, and so I have to listen to my own stuff when he asks.
Does your song like pop up on like Pandora? Or
yeah, yep,
oh, nice.
Yep. So I get snaps also about like people like, hey man, it's so cool that like someone I know comes across my Spotify on a random, and it's really humbling, but it's like there's
how much do you get like for
like financial?
Yeah.
See, so I don't handle that side of it. We don't make enough yet to really split it among the 6 of us yet. So kind of anything we get just gets put back into the band. Like,
nice.
Like we used to pay for studio time. Now we've all bought our own gear to kind of record from home because like when this COVID stuff came up, we all thought, like I bought like a nice mic, and I set of headphones, an interface, Pro Tools, like basically so I could do all my recording. So we can basically assemble an entire album from our own homes without even seeing each other. It's just, but
that's what I think is the only good thing about this whole time. It's just like, it's just you just gotta do it yourself, really. So, and like, it, like, we have like it's really just having the money to pay for those certain tools, but we can just easily get the tools and just start with the basic, little camera and start making random videos and stuff like that. So
100%.
But it's giving people a lot of excuse just to learn something new. Just to you're like, hey, we got a lot of time on our hands here. Let's why not now just try something that you've always wanted to that you never got around to.
Yeah,
that's a big thing about COVID right now. It's like either people with comedy, people are either deciding to give comedy a shot because why not?
Yep.
In a plague, and other people are going, you know what? I don't need this shit, and then quitting comedy. Like, though that's less frequent, but
either people are handling this whole situation in a very creative, constructive way, or they're hating it and they're miserable, and it's like there's not much of an in between really.
Yeah.
Like your video, I love. You have one on your
the quarantine.
With the boo, you're a stink. This
that was hilarious.
And sir, that's your opinion. Like I watch all. I got all my friends.
Banter.
That was good stuff.
Yeah,
man.
it's just like it's just that I don't know. I was just like, man, it sucks. No, it was just like one of those things where I'm just like, man, it sucks that I can't just go out on stage all the time. And like and I just like. I don't know, like they were trying to do like virtual stand-up where no one can hear laughters or anything, and it's just not the same. It's just it's basically a podcast. That's what it is.
Right.
I'm just like it's just like this is less
like sports. I understand not having a crowd there because
we all saw what happened at the Kansas City Chiefs game, did we?
With the Texans,
Well, they locked arms, like we stand in unity, and the crowd booed.
Why were they booing? Like, hey, they're standing. Like, what do you guys want? First they were mad because people knelt. Now they're mad because they're standing. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. It's like,
How are all 42 of you guys in the stands upset right now? I just didn't get it.
Are you all related?
yeah, probably.
It's just six particular families.
I don't know. I guess like they were just like so mad. It's just like, man, like the only sports that they could watch was the NBA, and they're like,
I'd be mad too, man.
And they're like literally wearing just like jerseys that just says,
I haven't noticed.
Say her name, Black Lives Matter, and all that, and it's just like tired of all this politics in the game.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden there's like, oh, we're all gonna be in unison because of all this. It's like, God damn it.
See, I'm excited because I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and we play Monday, and I'm excited to see like how that's handled now.
I'm not gonna lie. I root against the Steelers, but it's nothing because of their team. It was because growing up, there was a kid in my class that I despised, and I rooted against.
Because I like to see grown men act like children.
Against the Steelers just because.
Who's your team?
Huh?
Who's your team? Do you have one?
I guess the Chiefs.
Okay.
Because
I can respect that, but also now I don't anymore because you're a Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
And you don't like the Steelers, so Cooper and I have a rivalry now.
Oh boy.
Now the podcast ends.
Yes.
No, like
yes.
No, like it was just like there was this kid in my class who was so annoying. He picked his nose and ate his boogers in front of all of us, and like we all did that, but we did it in private.
I mean, we were all doing it, but we weren't showing.
It's funny
off.
you say that because I thought of that the other day. I thought because I was picking my nose while I was driving my truck.
Yeah.
And I was passing a bunch of cars, and I thought, what if I passed someone that I knew and they just saw me just knuckle deep in my nose?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like, yeah.
Can you?
I was just like,
everyone picks their nose.
If you're far enough away, you're good. But you do gotta pull. If it's in the daytime, you gotta pull out. But
I don't ever remember eating. I don't ever remember eating my boogers, man. But I have friends. Like I'm still friends with to this day that I remember as a kid seeing them eat their boogers, and I was like, I don't remember ever doing that.
I don't think I ever did either.
I mostly just picked them. I just picked them because, like, because like the boogers would just get annoying. And
I have a super embarrassing story. I was friends with this kid, Devin Spinks. He's now like.
Devin Speaks?
Yeah, Devin Spinks. He was awesome, man. Like, he was my first, like, rebellious friend I ever had.
Yeah.
And, like, he skateboarded, and, like, he smoked weed at a really young age. And,
I would have been like, oh, every time he would have been righteous, I would have been like, oh, Devin speaks the truth.
And one day, we're in math class with Mr. Kaler, who ended up being my jailer one time when I got older. Yeah, I went to jail at one point. He was my jailer and my math teacher. So I'm picking my nose in, like, 5th grade, and I pull out this colossal chunk. And I decided I'm gonna get rid of this tonight. And Devin's not a quiet friend. Like for one of you guys, I definitely like, yo, dude. So what I'm getting at is it landed on his arm. I didn't mean for that to happen, but it did. It went straight to the ceiling, back to his arm, and instead of being like, bro, look at this is gross. Like what? No, he goes, dude, what? You just flicked a booger on my arm, and the whole class looks, and so now I'm the guy that flicked a booger on someone's arm, and I've never gone to a class reunion. No, I'm just kidding.
I can't face those people
again.
No.
This year was supposed to be my 5-year class reunion, but
I never got any kind of invitation for that.
You guys go to the same school?
No.
Oh yeah, you went to 7 different ones. I forgot.
I stayed in the same. I went to the high school that I was in from freshman to senior in the high school.
So all 4 years you were at least at the same. Good.
But no, middle school I just moved a bunch. The middle school, I went to a different middle school for every 3 years.
You didn't go to your 5-year class reunion though?
Probably wasn't one. I don't think people do. I don't think they do 5-year reunions.
We graduated 2015. Was a graduation year, and right now it's just this whole thing. It's just,
see, I don't know if we had a 5-year. Like, so I graduated.
Mine would have been last year if it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I was just and also I was just like 5 years is just too early for me. I'm just
Right.
like
Not much has changed.
we like most of us just finished college or going to in grad school or
Yep.
just still working. Like I feel like 10 years is like okay, we need to rate the scales of who is successful and who is not.
See, so I went to my 10-year reunion.
Yeah.
And I was nervous about it. But it was honestly, it was a great time. Cause like a lot of the guys that were in the gals that were like kind of mean or judgy or pretentious.
Yeah.
They weren't even there, man. Like, and like we show up and a lot of them were just the great people that were kind to everybody that showed up. And it was, we only had a graduating class, like 42 kids, I think. So, it wasn't a big school. So everyone knew everyone. We all knew the teachers. They were all, I mean, I had a really great experience with school. And I think it was a lot to do with how the size that it was. But anyway, I went to my 10-year and I was worried because I was like, man, I don't have, like, I didn't go to college. I work, full time. I'm in a rock and roll band that's not even, we're not famous or signed or anything like that. Like,
but
I have 3 kids. I pay $1,410 a month in child support. Like, these guys are gonna look at me and be like, oh, here's my Mercedes.
$1,400 a month in child support.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. It's gonna be great when I'm like 50 something or whatever, and it's over with. I'm gonna be like, I'm rich because I've become pretty well adjusted to living on this budget. Yeah. And it's like people hear that and they're like, dude, how, like, that's a nice mortgage payment. That's a really nice, but I've just become used to it and I've made it work. Yeah. So
I mean, like, if you have to do it, you have to.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do.
But all these people at school, like at my reunion, they had done the stereotypical. A lot of them went to college. They'd gotten a job. My job.
That's what most people do.
It pays similar or better than some of them, and I'm also pursuing a hobby that they never. I mean, like a lot of people don't have the like you guys have a lot of like there's courage in pursuing a passion. There's balls in that because there's a risk to it. It's not there's no guarantee to anything, especially in entertainment, and so it was actually a really great experience. It felt more like.
Yeah.
I was a lot more proud of myself when I left than I expected to be.
Well, that's the thing I realized is literally right after graduating school, I realized that people were basing how they interacted with everybody based on everybody they were around. So because it was like, because I worked at Poncheros, which is a fast casual, what they called it. It's fast food, a fast casual Tex-Mex restaurant. So it's like,
what's it called again?
Poncheros.
Oh yeah.
And so it's and I really like it, and like. I'll still go occasionally, but I would like it's the kind of place where all kinds of people who are like students go, and so like because I mean it's literally the kind of place where at least when I was working there.
Is that right next to Best Buy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
At least when I was working there, you could have like a normal weeknight, like especially weekend, like we'll say it's like a Friday. It would be a line like from the register to the door for 4 hours. Like it was like it's just people fucking love Poncheros, and so it was like crazy. So I would see a ton of people I went to school with. I would see football players like from ISU and everything in between, and so it was like. And literally there one I remember in particular because I worked with like 4 dudes I was friends with, 3 I was in a band with, and 2 or 3.
Wait, you were in a band too?
Yeah, I was in a couple.
All been in bands.
I was in a couple bands. Yeah, that's what I thought I was gonna do for a while. But
yeah, but was your name as cool as Potato on Wheels?
It was not nearly that cool.
Yeah,
it started out as The Noise, and then it became Underdog Story, and then I like that one. And then they became Nothing. And so, but with their attitudes, it was like, it was doomed to fail because it was like some cocky white dudes who
hard to be in a band.
Got a little too much, let their
ego,
let their egos get a little too big. So then they just like looked down on it kind of on everybody a little, and like they're friends, but you could tell like there was still like they were trying to tell who was better than who when they should have just been like a thing.
Right, it's supposed to be a machine. We're all, and if you're in a band, you're each individual's a gear in that main machine. Yeah.
So it was doomed to fail. So if any 4 of them are listening, I'm like, yeah, you know what, like Gustavo, the drummer that came in later, passed when I already left the band. I love you, dude. You're great. But if any of the rest of you are listening, like y'all got to fucking relax. But,
watch out because Cooper and I are looking for you.
Yeah, because
Jordan's leading the way.
Yeah, because it was I forgot what the initial point was I was gonna make, but it was just I remember.
People in school, yeah.
But I would at the time I had started like switching up my slang and trying shit out, so I started throwing in the words like radical to just like my everyday kind of vocabulary. And this girl comes, and it's like a pretty insignificant story, but it was like this kind of thing. where it was a pretty rad story. But then, but then this girl named, I think her name's Emily Mars, I want to say, which Mars is a cool last name.
It is.
But then, she was beautiful. I'm sure she's just as beautiful now. And
she's definitely listening. So
she was a sport. Oh, definitely. But she was like she kind of hung out with certain the kids who are maybe more likely to play sports or just kind of hang out and be like the quote unquote normal dudes or whatever.
Yep.
Or girls I should say. But then she came, and then we never we basically never had spoken. But then she came into Poncheros and had a weird excitement for having seeing me in the wild. Technically, it's
right.
If you know I work there, it's pretty. You got some pretty obvious times where you can find me. But she comes to the line. She's like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, good. How are you? And she's like, I'm good. I'm asking her what she's been up to. So we've been graduated for a little while. She's like, I'm going to college. I'm doing. I think she's going to for something science based. I'm like, that's
so
great.
it was a positive exchange.
Yeah,
not what you expected.
I was like radical. Just
gosh,
and she kind of
she fucked it all up right there.
No, she kind of giggled, but then my friend Dakota, who we called Doc, also a dick.
Dick Doc.
Dick Doc. I like it. He's on TikTok now.
Dick Doc on TikTok.
To follow,
look him up.
Follow Dick Doc on TikTok. Nah, Doc's alright. He's alright. There was other shit going on that was underlying that you couldn't get to, but he's good. But the attitude was. Our attitudes are definitely clashing
for the band.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in a band with three brothers. Three of the guys are brothers.
Wow.
You talk about. Oh man, I've seen some. We could dedicate a whole podcast sometime to just all the crazy shit.
Because they're all they're brothers in a band, so
the Naked Brothers.
There's no filter. They don't have to have a filter. They can just go straight at it.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And they did, man. I've seen literally physical altercations between them. I've been involved since 2012. And obviously they were brothers before that, and now we're all in a band together, and so Andrew, who's one of the brothers, he's the front man. He shares the front man spot with me. He's our harsh vocalist, our screamer, and I do clean vocals. And like you're talking about with the ego thing, that's especially associated with frontmen, and it is hard. It is hard not to develop an ego. When a song starts doing well and you're getting a lot of shares and you're getting people reaching out to you, it's hard not to get a big head about that stuff, especially when you put so much work into it. One thing that Through the Darkness has always been good about is if one of us is kind of big headed, then the rest of us are it's not, you know what I mean? We're all really proud of what we do.
Feed off each other.
Yeah.
Sure.
And there's a lot of work that goes into it. I had no idea before I joined a band that there was so much that went into creating a song, the lyrics. Chris, our lyricist, is phenomenal. And I'll be in the studio in front of a mic just like this, tracking vocals, and he'll come into the room and
jokes and let's just hear a song right now.
Man, I think I'd have been because I as a musician, when I found out there was a musical act coming up, I was honestly disappointed in that.
Yeah,
because I love the comedy nights. PPR, man, that has been some of the most fun I've had in a long time. Since Amanda maybe introduced me to it at Mother's Pub.
It's just
a year ago. It's been one of the things I look forward to every week.
That's fucking awesome.
It's awesome.
It seemed like he was a good guitar player.
Hey, I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Sorry for that break there, folks. Something just came slightly unplugged, so we had to cut the music. We're talking about the last mic, which was also the first mic at Mother's Pub before the second shutdown. Fuck Kim Reynolds.
Maybe she gave us go alcohol.
And hey, right.
You walk out of bars.
I don't like to get political, and I don't like to say hurtful things about people. But Kim Reynolds is a poopy butthole.
If you know
that's
Cooper,
actually her campaign slogan.
Yeah. If you know Cooper, he basically just called her a cunt.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
that's his
her
nice
a
way.
poopy butthole. That's what I called her.
So we're talking about this dude named Rami.
I don't know. I saw her
Yeah.
last speech about COVID, how she was just saying how, the CDC says if it's more than 5%, the schools need to be shut down and go online. But she's like,
you said it's 9 now.
It's 9%, and she's like, that's only because Story County has the University of Iowa, and they're causing problem. It's just well, no, it's just
there's schools within Story County.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
school. That's a school.
You're right.
Yeah, I know. And so and I'm watching that, and it's gee, and I'm just and I want the school to close not because it's the best for everyone.
Yeah.
And it just it's just
let's be honest,
reasonable.
Cooper. It's because you don't want to deal with those kids.
Exactly. I don't want to deal with the kids, and then I'm under contract, so I will still get paid during this whole time.
Jealous.
And then
see, I have friends that are laid off because of Corona.
Yeah.
Making better money than they did when they were working.
Yeah.
And it's like, here I am, an essential employee with no incentive to keep working.
Yeah, like I want, a couple months of like not showing up to school but still getting paid, and I want to like travel, maybe just try to see whichever open mic.
I was just gonna say, like, do you ever just go to random places you don't know anybody?
Go to find an open mic, see what it is, like, network with other comics from other states, and just be like, all right, hey, if you ever want me, if I ever get the chance to be on your show, please give me that chance.
Reach out. Yeah,
and like, if you want to come to Iowa, and I can try to put together a show, and you can come here. So like, just trying to
networking,
get people. And like right now, Joe Rogan is in Austin, Texas, and I want to like see what that's gonna be like.
Dude,
I'm excited to see how.
I think it'd be cool if you went on the Joe Rogan experience. Because he doesn't know you, so it'd be just a cool, like, he just sit down and be like, I can see him right now. So what the fuck's up, man? Like, tell me a little about yourself.
Yeah, right. And like, what? Like, I'm pretty sure, like, when you show up, you only get like 5 minutes or 3 minutes. I can, like, what? I'll do something that I know that works.
I would say, the open mics.
And I'll do something that I know that works, and like, I'll talk, and then like, afterwards, hopefully someone will be like, hey man, that was really funny, and like,
right.
And just see what it's like, and if I get the chance to talk to Joe Rogan, that will be the dream. And
know what I found out yesterday listening to his latest podcast, not latest podcast, but recent podcast with Ron White.
Oh yeah,
Ron White also lives in Austin.
Yeah,
so
really?
that's so it's even more. And Ron White's like retiring, but he's like, I'll still do your club.
Ron White.
Yeah. Well,
that's one of the only comics I've ever watched that I watched progressively get more and more fucked up as his routine. Like. Yeah. Sometimes at the end of his shows, he is just
blasted. Yeah, because he's been microdosing and drinking, and had been drinking up to like a half bottle of tequila, of his own tequila that he like tequila branded.
That's a thing now. Like, even like Metallica has their own whiskey now. I think.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor does. Like, I want to make one.
If you're fat,
what would you name it? Like, what would each of you guys name your whiskey? Like right now, top of your head, what would you name your whiskey if you could make your own brand of? It doesn't have to be whiskey, alcohol.
Man, that's a good question. What would I name it?
Yeah.
It's not something not something I thought of, but like
I'm actually gonna go pee.
I don't know.
White boy wasted.
My uncle in Georgia knows a guy who owns a bar, like an Irish pub, but he used to be a priest. Like he was a priest, and he's from Ireland, so he has like the Irish accent and everything.
That's fucking awesome.
But now he just now he just runs a bar, and he makes his own moonshine.
Really?
And the fact that he is touching it, and he's a priest, he calls it holy water.
That's hilarious.
And
that's amazing.
And like, I've had that moonshine, and it is just
blinding.
It's just blinding.
Yeah.
And just like,
there's a lot of good moonshine around here, actually. Like, the Boone County area, there's a lot of like river towns.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people that make their own moonshine, and some of it is smooth, but some of it, like, you can literally feel yourself going blind as you drink it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
like,
potent.
It's
like ethanol.
I'll take a sip, and like my body will just like have a spasm. I'll just like
it's almost like a piss shiver. Like
yeah. Well,
Dude.
I just do that. There's sometimes like after like I give like a big stretch after sitting on the chair, all of a sudden like I'll just start quivering. And
Yeah. It's funny to see someone who's like redneck try to be all like Blue Lives Mattery, because their origins come because it's a stupid thing, and people there at one point it was like hillbillies or whatever the fuck it was, or rednecks, or these kind of country folks were making moonshine and building cars that could outrun cops. Right. Because they were like, fuck the feds. Right. And like, we're going to do our own fucking thing. And then to see people that like kind of come from that lineage be like, support the police. It's like, that's not what you come from.
Right.
Yeah, no.
You know,
they're moving forward. They're evolving.
Yeah.
Because back then it might have been the prohibition. Maybe they had to illegally transport
technically
their
was
alcohol.
prohibition. But also it's like the kind of thing where they're supposed to be like, it's like they took this imagery of like the tough guy who's like, fucking I live on the edge, but then they're like, respect the law.
I don't need authority. I am the authority.
Yeah.
And now they're like,
Yeah, and they live out in that kind of area in the intention that they're just like kind of free.
I think that's just like a thing of power. Like people just like to have a position of power. Like the power itself is just so delicious. And so it's just like that. Like
I actually hate it. Like being supervisor.
Yeah,
awkward.
I hate being. I hate like being like the authoritative figure in a classroom. Like I'm just like, please just chill out, but also stop being a prick.
Right. Like I want to be like. There's times like. So when I first got supervisor, I had to like find the line between being their friend and being their leader. Yeah. Because I hate the word boss. I don't want to be anybody's boss. I want to be like I want to be your leader, or you're like the figure there that's got more experience, that knows more than maybe you might know. Yeah. And or has more responsibilities, and it's hard because like I had to fire somebody, and it was really like a decent friend of mine. Yeah. And that was tough to do, man. Yeah, but like he needed it, he was walking on me because of how nice that I am. Yeah. And that was one of those times I was like, man, there really is a fine line between like being too nice, letting people get away with too much as their leader, quote unquote. Yeah.
I like, to me, I'm just like, I'm looking at them, and it's like I'm being hard on you now because most likely when you leave this place, you're gonna get a job,
right? You're gonna benefit from what I'm teaching you.
Yeah, you're gonna get a job, or you're gonna go to college. And like, if you think you can fuck around this time, try going through that and fuck around. It's just not gonna work out for you.
Some people that I hated the most when I was young, for the I guess the strictness, the advice that they would give me, are some of the people I look at now. Like they were some of the best people ever, because they like you said, they had my best intentions in mind. They were just trying to help me. Like, hey, the way you act is not going to fly in the real world. Yeah, that's like, you need to be corrected because apparently it's not happening elsewhere.
So I have a classroom where I'm just there to make sure the kid, just to be the adult in the room. Like they're all on their computer the entire time, so they're pretty set. And like, there's sometimes they're just gonna since they're on the computer, they look away. They put the computer away from me so they can just be on YouTube the entire time.
Right.
And like
they all have headphones in too.
I told them in the beginning of the class, like, hey, there's assignments that you gotta do. Hopefully you're doing them. I know for a fact that the minute I get up, you're instantly gonna switch your tabs and stop playing YouTube or stop playing the game. And then when I show up, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm doing your work. Oh, I'm doing work. So I'm just like, I can't just like keep, because the fact that I can't like prevent you from doing that, like I'm not gonna fight that. So I'm just gonna say this, but the teacher is gonna know that you're not doing your homework because you're not doing your homework.
Right.
So
it's not getting turned in.
Yeah. So if it's gonna be that problem, I'm gonna treat you like a baby and like say, all right, you gotta sit next to me. Yep. I have to be watching your screen the entire time. So like, I'm saying, like, you know what? I'm fine if you want to watch YouTube for a little bit, if you want to like take a break, but you have to make sure you're still doing your work.
Right.
And like, also like in study hall, I'm like, you know what? Like there's no actual assignments in here, and you could be like someone that just does the homework right away. Right. And there's nothing for you to do. So if you want to be on your phone, go ahead. But
yeah, because it's an open period technically at that point.
Yeah. So I'm just like, you can be on your phone. I don't care. Just just stop being loud and just and just don't distract.
Right.
Don't be distracting to other people. That's really,
do they all wear headphones on their computers?
Yeah, they can wear their headphones and stuff. But like, I don't know, like there's some girls that want to just do TikTok dances, and I'm like,
in class,
in study hall.
Oh man.
And I'm like, one, we can't do that because we gotta be socially distancing, and like you're dancing in front of each other.
Right.
And two, I don't want you to do TikTok dances because one, I think it's the stupidest thing in the world. Yeah. And two, I know for a fact that 5 years later you're gonna look back and be like, oh, that was the dumbest thing I've ever done.
Why didn't Mr. Patterson make you stop?
Yeah, and I told one of the girls, and I was like, I was just like strict. I was like, no TikTok. One, you gotta be at your desk. Two, I don't enjoy them. I don't enjoy watching them, so I don't
want to watch it live. I don't want to watch it later.
Yeah, I don't want to watch some underage girl do some like slightly seductive move where it's like you're trying to border on something.
Dad recording.
You're in class and then like
14 and you're like doing butt things. I'm like, this is just inappropriate.
Yeah, there's no do it. You can't like no.
I will say though, I found like 3 songs that I'm kind of into now from TikTok.
Yeah.
Like I found some decent
there's some
music
songs on TikTok and I'm just like, oh, that's a cool song.
Yeah.
There's one song from Thundercat called funny things, and it's just like a disco kind of disco like funk kind of vibe, and it's only like, and it's one of those songs that you just wish that there was still more to the song,
right?
Because it's like about a minute 50 seconds long.
Oh wow!
I'm just like, I wish
Dude,
there was
I
like another verse.
a lot of songs.
Another,
like, yeah, I'm like, why is this longer?
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
I wish there was like a bridge. There's no
right,
bridge.
but it makes
it's
you wonder,
just,
like, if it was longer, would that take away from the effectiveness that it has right now?
Yeah.
But like, that's what's so crazy about songs. Just like there's some songs where it's just like it's so good, but I wish there was more. But then if there was more, then maybe it wouldn't be as good. So it's just like a thing about that thing. So
yeah, man.
I have to sneak.
But I don't know.
The restroom.
Okay. I think I don't know.
Cameron will be right back after a short pee.
After the short message. It just cost me pee.
Just the audio.
Yeah.
By the way, the water is blue in there, so don't freak out.
Dude, I love blue water.
All right.
Blue water.
Yeah.
What is this? The ocean?
No, it's a puck you put in the tank.
Yeah, that's what he did. He put like a yeah.
Like I have in my apartment, and all growing up, I didn't know that how they did it. I just
Yeah.
thought it was a puck.
Yeah.
Like, man, these guys have blue water. Like my cousin Zach
Yeah.
had it, and I thought he was just the coolest dude.
Yeah.
I got old, I was like, I can do this.
Right.
Buy this at Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blue water at home. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So a friend of mine has a little purple light inside their toilet bowl
All right.
for getting to the toilet at night.
Oh, it's like a nightlight.
Yeah. Nightlight for your penis.
I think once I get my first paycheck, for some reason the school they're like, we'll pay you once
He's
a month.
freaking out about the water in
Every the 20th of every month we'll give you your paycheck. I'm
Really?
Like, all right. Like I wish it was just like every other week or so, but I don't know. But and like I know it's gonna be long. It's gonna be a big fat because like I'm working like almost 50 hours a week. Now,
Damn.
So like
Killing
that
it.
overtime is gonna be really like once I get that paycheck, riding the bus will be worth it. I'll be
Yeah,
like, all right,
definitely.
so I know how much I'm getting paid. So.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
But I think once I get my paycheck, I'm gonna get the Tushy bidet thing.
That'd be awesome.
Cause I don't know. I just wanna. Cause I feel like I've done one bidet in my life, and it was scalding hot water up my butthole. And I'm like,
Yeah, the Tushy has adjustable water. If I remember right,
I think there's like 3 different settings. Like one
Yeah.
that's like kind of light, and then like the third one is just like it's like a fire hose up your butt or whatever. So
if you get like I don't know if it's the first tier, or if you have to get like the next level up or something. But yeah, you can get. They have ones where it's like you get the heated water option and the power or whatever. So
I don't know. I think so I'm really excited for that. Like I really think it's gonna
go to tushy.com. Use promo code underground.
Your mom's house. Use another podcast promo.
Just use it.
Yeah, that should be your sponsorship thing. Just like, hey, so the podcast that I
plug
listen
other
to
people.
has these promos, and then maybe those company that you
They'd probably shut me down.
no, and then they'll be happy. It's just like, hey, we'll give you a free bidet. We'll give you a free tushy if you want to keep doing that.
Well, see, that's the thing is, I wish that was like, I wish that they would transfer over to that. But I had also heard but I also learned that they'll often change the promo codes on podcasts for things because they will leak and get to people who aren't listeners. And so if it's getting out to a bunch of people who don't even listen to that podcast that you're putting the code out for, then they'll just like. Instead, they'll just change the promo code.
Oh, well.
So, I learned that from Pete Holmes' podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
Huh.
that way
Well,
I've been doing fake.
The way he does it, I thought it was just like these aren't really things that sponsor me. These are things that I like, and like I spoke out to them, and they were like, "All right, yeah, you could use a promo." Whatever.
Yeah. Pete especially, that's how he does his. Is it's like things he actually likes and uses,
Yeah.
and then he reaches out and sees that they want to give him a promo code.
Pete Holmes, he's a comedian. He also has a podcast. Like
it's called "You Made It Weird."
Yeah, and like when there's like sponsorship for podcasts, and it's like this podcast, but he doesn't really does that. He kind of like he's like, these are products that I actually enjoy. Like I don't want to just like do a thing that just pays me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And like all the stuff is pretty good. It's just like stuff about being healthier. Or just like there's like I think like. One of the things is like Alpha Brain is like a supplement that you take that can.
Yes.
Doesn't Joe Rogan advocate for that too?
Yeah, that's he's Joe. It's from Alpha Brain is from On It, and On It is at least partially Rogan's company.
Yeah,
Really?
I
Yeah.
think he's like one of the founders or something.
Yeah,
and then,
he's like one
and
of the
then
main
like
guys.
Pete Holmes like was promoting Kachava, it's like a protein
Yeah.
powder and stuff, and like
It's
I
like
use
a-
those, and like
it
they
good?
work like
Really?
for real. Like I remember like I'll put like they say put 2 scoops, shake it or use like a blender or whatever, and
Jack
then,
it off.
and then like I remember drinking it, and like right away I'm like, oh shit, I'm awake. I'm like fired up. I'm ready to like I'll like drink a protein shake and then
Gives you all
get-
the nutrients you need. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And like
Yeah.
it'll
Kinda
wake
like-
me up when I'm up at 6 in the morning. And I'm
Yeah.
like, God damn it.
So it's like what my
Alright, here we
Adderall
go.
does for me.
Pretty
But
much.
without the protein synthesis.
Yeah, because
Well,
it's like a powder that's they put in all kinds of like all the nutrients that you need for the day.
Yeah.
And then it's that way you can do like their measurement and get it in. Now you're good for the
Yeah,
day.
it's like
but it's also got coconut milk and stuff, so it's sweet.
It's all the superfood, and it's like it's supposed to like keep you full but not like feeling bloated and whatever.
Right.
And like it's great. I will tell you like it takes what you have to like do it for 3 months for your body to actually like get used to it, because I don't know, the first month I did it, I was just pooping and puking, and I was just like, I feel
Are you
sick.
stuck with it?
I was just like,
Even throwing up?
well, I was just like,
Like pooping? I can understand that.
well, I was just like, I already
Holy shit.
paid for the badge, so I was just like, I might as well just
Right,
finish
yeah.
it.
Riding it out.
See, I do intermittent fasting. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys know what that is.
Yeah.
I do that
just-
sometimes.
Yeah,
I usually do that.
I do it like almost every single day.
Mhm.
I don't eat anything with any kind of like measurable caloric amount. I just like black coffee, water, and then
Because even on like because you can still drink coffee and stuff. Like
Yeah,
even
but
on
you
a
just can't
keto
put creamer
diet,
in
you
it.
can do,
Yeah.
yeah. Even on the keto diet, they say
so-
coffee with
Sparkling
heavy
water.
coffee with heavy cream is okay.
I'm so
Really?
mad at coffee because, like, I remember growing up, I never drank, like, when you're a kid, you don't drink coffee, but
Mhm.
I remember going down the aisles and like taking a big whiff.
It smells
and
so good.
It smells so good, but then it doesn't.
Doesn't
taste the
taste
same
the
It
as
tastes
same.
like it
smell.
smells, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is weird because like that's a really good point, but I love coffee. Like, and
I love
I,
it
and I
now.
drink mine black even after I broken my fast. I still drink it black.
Yeah.
Which I never like. If you would ask me like 4
I
years
can't drink
ago,
it black. I
can
have
drink-
to add creamer.
Yeah, see, I used to add like so much creamer, so much sugar. It's basically a latte when I was done with it. And now, like, I prefer it black. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Yeah,
And
I'll
all the
just buy the-
teachers growing up that would talk, to me at their desk and at my desk, and they'd have that black coffee breath that teachers always have.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I just-
Yeah, when I lost my when I was positive for COVID and I lost my like sense of taste and smell for like 2 weeks.
You loved coffee.
I was just
That
like,
was such a fucking.
That'd be depressing, man.
It was.
It's so funny.
I was just like, I would rather have diarrhea and
Right.
be throwing up and having a fever than not being
And
able,
not be able
to
to taste my cocoa puffs.
Yeah.
I remember the first it was the funniest thing that came out about that because like this has been brought up multiple times, so I'm kind of beating a dead horse at this
Yeah.
point. But one of the funniest things that came out of that was like we're already like aware that Cooper has hearing loss, which was why I started this being like Def Comic Studios because
Yeah.
I like closed my notebook.
Yeah.
Before I left, in the intention that you guys wouldn't look at it, and then I could just drop that
Yeah.
out of nowhere.
That's good. It was good, by the way.
And so, but when Cooper got COVID, he lost
Yeah.
the sense of taste and smell. And so I was like, you are literally eyesight away from Helen Keller,
Dude,
Yeah.
I
And so,
saw before.
and then as soon as I told
While
him
you
that,
were
he's
talking,
like,
I
my
was like,
family's
you
been
guys-
making that joke all week. I was
no,
like, fuck.
everyone,
Oh, they have?
Yeah.
That's
So they
everyone-
beat me to the punch.
Yeah, exactly. It's like no,
Punchline.
it's just like one of those. Yeah, I don't know. It was just like one of those moments where like everybody could like just see a joke right there. It's just like,
Yep.
oh, that's
it was
just
the most fucking. It was so obvious that
Yeah.
it was. I didn't realize how obvious it was till he
yeah,
told me.
and it was like when the minute like one of the other local comics would like find out, they would like message me and be like, hey bud, I heard you got COVID, how you feeling? And I'm like, not great because I have COVID. And it's like, oh yeah, she's like, so like, are you feeling all right? And she's like, I feel fine, I just can't taste or smell. And then like,
What a fucked up disease.
All right.
really is. And like,
weird.
it's just fucking annoying. And like, I would definitely say like my sense of smell is not back to 100% for sure. It's
Yeah.
still like kind of weird and wonky.
Which if
but
I had to lose one permanently, I would definitely lose smell. I think. Over
Yeah.
taste.
I would say
Yeah.
smell Like,
Smell is so
I
much
need
part
my
of
I
taste,
need
though.
my sense of taste
Right.
because I just love food too much.
Yeah, exactly. That would be a huge fucking depression
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I
in
mean,
my
it's great
life.
to
Like, I
smell
can't
food,
taste
but
things anymore.
it's great to smell because you know you're gonna probably eat it afterwards.
Yeah.
So like I'd definitely rather have my taste than my smell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's like for all the smarts, for all the farts you won't smell.
Right.
That's also a lot of steaks and
the only thing I
whatever you can't
hope
smell.
like the only like I feel like if I lost my sense of smell, like I'm just gonna be like so obsessed with like making sure that I smell clean.
Proper deodorant. Yeah,
Yeah. Like just
Yeah, that would be tough. Actually, I'm glad you said that because I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that. Because I like to smell decent. Like I'm a big guy on fragrance, and like I just
Yeah.
like even my kids they're not old enough to even need deodorant, but like
Yeah.
when they get out of their showers or their baths, like they'll like Kale ask me like, Dad, can I have some of your deodorant? I'm like, yeah, bud. And
Yeah.
or like when we're getting ready to leave, like he'll see me put a spray of cologne on, and he'll be
Yeah.
like, can I get some? And so I,
Yeah.
and it's a huge.
Start learning, like
Yeah.
at a young
Exactly.
age,
Yeah, to be
no, I
hygienic.
think
Just
it's-
yeah.
it's
Yeah, exactly.
important, but it's just like I just feel like I would be so obsessed with like making sure everything smells.
Here, hold on 1 second. This is kind of being weird and jumpy, and I don't want it to glitch out. So we will be right back.
I can do a commercial if you want.
That was like their favorite show, and I think the fact that
Is
they
that the one where it starts off like a? Yeah.
The Dick Van Dyke Show.
That's now
Two
the intro to
slurs
this
and one-
episode. Just us
Dick
whistling.
Van Dyke, the only show to have 2 curse words in the title.
Yes. Two derogatory Dick and
Derogatory terms. That's what I was looking for.
Dick Van Dyke.
Welcome back, everybody. I just got out of Cooper's bathroom, and there's a signed photo of Don Knotts next to the toilet.
Yeah.
Real comedy fan.
Was he?
Oh, Don Knotts, he was like a comedic actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But anyway, that's just a fun thought to me because it's like super cool to see, and
You
it's
do have
just
a really
super
cool
funny
bathroom,
that
though.
it's. But there's also so much wall space taken out here in the actual pub. That it's like, yeah, that makes sense. He used what space he had.
we just want to make people forget that there's an actual wall.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of random.
Well, this place,
pictures
no,
and
this fucking, I mean, this whole thing is awesome.
It is
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's not what I expected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to do a show here, do like a comedy maybe / music.
That'd be pretty
show
sweet.
in here, but then because of COVID, I was just like, no, I don't want to die.
You don't want the
Right.
liability of it.
Yeah, you don't want to put that on.
Yeah,
Don't put that evil on me.
I noticed somebody signed one of their pictures, the paintings in there with,
yeah,
like they signed it, but they also did a thumbprint.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like, do you know the people that made those paintings?
I don't think so.
Okay, I just didn't know. Like I had to ask because I didn't know if they're
Yeah.
like family or maybe you. I couldn't really read the signatures very well. I was like, signatures suck. I don't know. I have to ask. He could have totally just been like, yeah, those are all me, dude.
Right.
I did those before you got
Oh.
here.
No,
I did those
and
for you.
Yeah.
No, I can't paint. I think like a few of those paintings are my brother's. I think there's one where it's making fun of the live, laugh, love thing, but instead it's drink, fall, crawl, puke, die,
Oh my gosh.
and after everything there's like a cartoon of like someone drinking, someone falling, someone puking because they were drunk and everything, and then there's like a
headstone.
There's like a headstone that said R.I.P.
That's awesome.
That's cool. I like that.
And and then there's so like my dad, he had a restaurant in Ames, and
What was it? How long ago was that?
Huh?
How long ago was that he had his restaurant?
We opened in 2013.
What was it called?
Oddfellows.
That
I
was
thought
your
I'd
dad's
been there.
restaurant?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Dude, my
Yeah.
brother's girlfriend worked there.
Oh,
My
really?
older brother's girlfriend. Yeah, well, the one he had been seeing at the time, like
Do you know her
Nicole, I
name?
think her name was. Like this tall brunette chick.
Well,
Well, no, she's about she's
What was
about
her
my
name?
height. Nicole, I don't know her last name. She was just at the wedding.
Johnson.
I think it was that. Johnson's a good.
yeah,
That's a
what-
good generic
was
one to
she
just
like
go
a
out there.
server or a host or whatever.
I think she was a server.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't remember. But that
Did
I
you
was,
work there too?
dude. Oddfellows
Yeah.
is like that's right by my house.
Yeah,
It's in the Northern Lights district. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so
And it
funny.
I don't know. It was a great place. It was
Small
like,
fucking world,
It
man.
was like, yeah, it was like we grinded our own burger meat. So-
Really?
Yeah.
Why
so
did
we-
that close down? Just wasn't doing well?
Yeah, so like like during
It's a
the
tough
summer, it always slow because all the college students are gone.
Yeah,
So you can't. So we.
it is
So
harder.
it's
Or
always
as
a bit of a
locals say
struggle.
it, break time.
Yeah.
It's so nice, man.
Yeah,
the
but
slow
then
season. Yeah.
but then the Mexican restaurant that's there right now, they like saw the venue and they were like, we want to have our restaurant in here, and they literally called like the landlord of the place to be like,
wow.
hey, we want to live in here, and
Yeah.
and we'll pay $1,000 a month extra for like rent and everything. And
So they don't. So there's no business there now. They live there.
so like we were renting the spot, and then like the landlord was like, hey, what's up? And then like the Mexican restaurant was like, we want that spot and we'll pay an extra $1,000 a month.
The landlord was like, hey, I can't turn this deal down.
Yeah, exactly. And then like they had to buy out my dad's restaurant as well, and so yeah.
So they got probably good.
So
little
we
something.
so we really didn't get much of a stay, but I just remember like the minute my dad posted it on Facebook, like saying, hey, we're closing, we just have different agreements with, everything. Right. After that, it was just packed.
Because they're trying to get in.
They're trying to
Yeah,
get that
exactly.
last time in. That's crazy,
yeah.
dude. What that would have been so crazy if business would have been doing so good all of a sudden that they were just like, oh man, like okay, we can actually make some money off here, and
Exactly.
like, all right, get out of here, guys.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I wonder if your dad ever thought during that time, like, hey, we'll pay the extra $1,000 a month to stay here.
Yeah.
Then it turns out the Mexican restaurant
would've
people
died off.
were working for him and set
Yeah.
that whole thing up just to get $1,000 more out of you guys.
Right.
And
No.
it backfired.
No, it's
Right.
all this fucking
But
conspiracy.
no, and like I don't know, like I haven't gone there, but
Los
people-
Altos is just a cult.
Yeah.
Yep.
Haven't gone there, but the
Property management
people,
Everyone there is
people that
bald.
said they'd gone to that restaurant, they say it's just every basic.
Where's it at now? So I'm trying to.
So Northern Lights District, it's like if you're it's like literally the edge of town. It's like but north side. So it's the complete opposite end of
Kinda
like
like by
where
the mall.
Kinda by
Poncheros and Best Buy
Somerset?
is.
Kind of like
Yeah.
the North Spot, like the mall, like the North Star.
Yeah,
Mall
you
and
ever
everything.
been over the like so it's like if you ever go to the North Grand Mall
Mhm.
and then like J.C. Penney and then there's Walmart and then across from that there's like if you just keep going that way right at the end of there's the Northern Lights Plaza
Yeah.
and it's like they got
Oh
like,
yeah.
they got yeah so
So there's like a
there's
chiropractic place
so-
in there.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
DH or the not
Yeah,
DH.
just
yeah,
all
they got like a
little
tanning
UPS
place
store.
and like
Yeah.
Wiley Eye's there. There's a UPS store.
I think I did eat at Oddfellows one
Yeah.
time.
Giangelo's is actually a very
Maybe that's
much
where I ate.
Italian restaurant
Yes.
that I've been meaning to go to.
That's
I had a
where
roommate
ate.
I had a roommate and a neighbor that both worked there, and I still never went. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, but
think it
I hated
I think it
him, and
worked
she
out
was just like,
I think it worked out for
hated
us
him.
because for some reason, like Walmart decided to destroy the building and rebuilt it, but they, like, it was like
Yeah, that was weird.
horizontal, but then now it's vertical.
Yeah.
and it just blocks all
The
that
whole
little
area.
plaza
it
area.
does, yeah.
So like
It was
people
weird
can
that
just,
that was super weird that was the whole thing Walmart did
Yeah.
was they just went from this to this. So it's
Yeah, I
like,
don't know why
they didn't like build. They didn't make it a super Walmart. They didn't like build like a lot
I
of
guess-
extra.
Right, they're like, we're sick of the sun coming in the windows the way they do.
Yeah.
Let's move the whole building.
Yeah,
change
I genuinely don't know what the
like I
purpose
don't
was.
know what I don't understand the whole. Well, like I remember, like originally there was a Walmart and then there was a grocery store right next to it, and then that grocery store closed down, and then Walmart decided to buy that building as well, and then they just crashed the whole thing, and then
Yep.
for some reason they just went.
Yeah, and now they're building. I don't even know what the fuck it's gonna be. Now there's a Bebop's by there, which
Yeah.
is pretty fucking awesome.
A
and then
sit-in
there's-
Bebops. I
Yeah.
yeah. One of those. I didn't know they existed.
Yeah,
Dude, Bebop's is great.
Oh, I knew there was like the drive-through Bebops like we have on Duff.
yeah.
Oh,
I-
a sit-in. Oh, I
Yeah, I
missed
had no idea that
sit-in
you could
Bebop's.
sit in until
didn't-
I was in Des Moines one time and
Oh, yeah.
saw when we
That's
could go
cool.
sit down and
Yeah, I
eat
thought
Bebops.
Bebop was just a thing that
I've
you
never
just
eaten
drive
Bebops
through.
that wasn't either in my truck or in my home.
Yeah.
So
Oh
like,
yeah, because that's how the Bebop's names are.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I was
interesting.
so excited when Five Guys came, but then I was so disappointed when I went to Five Guys. Cause,
Yeah, the food's not that great, and it was like 30-some bucks. They
Yeah.
don't have combo meals. Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
think it's highly overrated.
Yeah, so that's the thing is we tried it in like Kansas
so
City. And it was
like
pretty
when I
good.
lived in Maryland, like when I was a kid growing up, like we had Five Guys and we had Chipotle and we had a bunch of like cool restaurants, and I was so excited, and I was just like, those were like my favorite place to go as a kid, and I was like, let's get that burrito, man. And then when you moved to Iowa, it's like, you guys have Five Guys? And it's like, no, what is that? I'm like,
Yeah.
what
Yep.
the fuck?
Yeah.
And
What
then
the
and then I was
right?
like, you guys have Chipotle? And it's just like, we have Poncheros. And I was just like, what's that? And then it was
Ponchos?
like, But
We got
then I was just
Chipotle
like,
names.
and then I was like, oh, Pancheros, it's actually better than Chipotle because
I've never had Chipotle. I've had
No.
Pancheros. I like it.
I see. The thing is Chipotle has been closed down
Chipotle's
on a
more-
mass scale, not just
Yeah.
like the one. A few times because of like disease
Contamination.
outbreaks
Yeah.
and contamination. So I was like, you know what? I think it's just better if I never know what Chipotle tastes like.
I've never
Yeah.
had
It's
it.
like, I don't want to risk Ebola for a
I don't know.
bowl.
I was just like,
Right.
I was
you
so
know,
impressed
for a
by
rice
Punch
bowl.
because they first off the tortilla is fresh. Like they use the dough and they press it and then they like grill it and then
Yep.
like it's fresh dough instead of like the thing that they pull out of the plastic bag.
Yeah, that's one of the best parts of Pancheros. is the
Yeah,
fucking
and then
tortillas.
also they mixed the rice and everything. So
Yeah.
and I was just like, oh man, like sometimes when you're eating a burrito, from
Everything is
Chipotle,
marinated
you
or
just take a bite
seasoned.
and it's just rice, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
See,
And
I've never had it, but like, do you guys remember Fighting Burrito? You guys ever have that?
yeah.
yeah,
That place was, dude. That was probably the best burritos I've ever had.
I
Oh,
honestly,
good,
it
yeah.
honestly was the shit for a little while for me because I didn't go there much because it's kind of pricey.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it was like because like for the same cost of a burrito at Fighting Burrito, you could go to Pancheros and get almost double the amount.
Right.
Of
I just
burrito.
like their chicken way more. I thought they were just. I don't know. I just thought they
Oh,
were.
at
good.
Fighting Burrito.
Yeah, but I'd also had that a bunch before I ever had Chipotle.
Mm.
I'm sorry, Pancheros.
I always get excited like when you pay when you like you redeem points every time you order a burrito, and then like when
Points
you get
points to restaurants that depending on how frequently people are able to use them, that's more of an indication of how fucking fat they are.
and
Yeah.
Like, like
But-
you really need to change your
but
diet
man,
if you're
like-
redeeming points all the time at
but
restaurants.
like oh my god, when you get that thing where you can get a free burrito, I'm like, oh, I'm going to
I'm
the
there.
max
Fuck
on
yeah, it's like
And
all
I'm
right.
like,
That's
They've
honestly the
got
best
me
thing
locked
about
in
Ames
for my next
Yeah.
dinner.
and Boone
I
or
was-
Box Home. It's just the
Yeah.
like
food.
triple. I was like, give me triple meat, give me guac, give me like double everything. And I'm
see
just-
guac. I've never tried guacamole.
Guacamole's
Yeah?
delicious.
I think I've maybe dipped a chip in it a time or two.
Mm.
I've never
It's
had
it's
anything.
literally the blood of the Mexican. That's what
The blo-
guacamole is.
the blood of a
with some pico de gallo mixed in.
Is it just avocado?
Yeah, it's avocado, cilantro, jalapenos,
There's
Tomatoes.
jalapenos
some
in it?
lime juice.
Well, it's because guacamole is like it's like a few. Yeah, lime juice is a big factor. It's
The
like
texture
you
just gets
literally
me.
pour it in. It's like because like they basically just like get all the inner workings of avocados, get all the mush, and then
Yeah.
they mix in a bunch of vegetables. So it's like pico de gallo,
Right.
which is like onions, tomatoes,
Mhm.
cilantro, et cetera, et cetera. Like they
Which, by the way, is a
it's
really cool
basically-
name.
Yeah,
Pico
it's
de gallo.
basically you get this pico de gallo.
And it
you
sounds
get
like a
this
drug
big
dealer,
bowl, you
like
just
giving an
mix it in.
order, like, hey, pico de gallo.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what to do.
hey, go pick up the guy. We got a
Hey,
delivery
go,
for him.
pick up.
We got the next round of Coke. There's like 16 kilos here. Where the fuck is Pico?
Oh my God.
Dude, yeah, no, dude, for real. That's a good point. Actually, I never thought of that.
Pico
That
de
is like
gallo.
that is like a name of like.
Like, I feel like you can't say
fancy
without
guy.
shrugging your shoulders and doing it.
Pico
de
de
gallo.
gallo. Hey, Pico de gallo.
Yeah, like, okay, now you just went Italian with it.
Yeah.
Pico de
You
gallo.
gotta clench all your fingers
Yeah.
together.
It's
and
a
then,
pico de
mwah,
gallo.
The, the perky butthole. Mwah, so good. Explode.
Tocinos.
Totinos.
Pasquale's, man.
Pasquale's is really good.
Yeah.
And that's Iowa.
Humble,
That's
yeah.
Iowa local. Yeah, that's
Yep.
great. You know, so okay. You know what?
ADHD.
I
is
have you
so
here.
fun.
You're I did. So why I have you here? Let's talk about the band a little bit.
Okay.
So this is a hard lane switch. Hard lane change.
Yeah, that was through the ditch, back to the exit ramp. That
Yes,
wasn't even-
exactly. Yeah, we're just fucking drifting across the divider and then go to the other side. So through the darkness. You said the name came from, like, you came into the band late. So since they were like, you said like they were like 15, they had this name or something.
Yeah, or
Through
younger.
through
yeah.
the dark or younger through the darkness. So
Yep.
she's like these brothers, and so like three brothers, and they have and so they have this name, and which at the time sounds like an amazing. When you're especially when you're that age, sounds like
Sounds
an amazing
killer name.
metal band name. And then even today, as long as you've been around a while, it still can be solid.
Right, like,
But, like,
I feel
it's
like our
in
core
modern
fans that have been
day, yeah.
around for a long time, we are just through the darkness, and they don't see any like genericism, if that's a word, in the name. But anybody that asks, like, "Oh, you're the bit, what's the name?" and I'm like, "Through the darkness." You can like through the darkness. Like I had someone ask me the other day, "Is that one word?" I'm like, No, there's 3 of them. There's spaces.
Is that
There's
one
spaces
word?
there.
That one word.
Yeah, I was asked that, and I feel bad actually saying this. 'Cause I don't remember who asked that, and if they're listening, they're gonna be like, "Damn it, that was me."
Dude, you know what?
Oh no, it was the guy at the gas pump. It was the guy I met.
I can picture you just like trying to like think, just trying to like
How do I not say this sarcastically?
Yeah.
Oh
No,
yeah.
there's spaces.
100%.
3 separate words.
just like one of those questions. Don't like when you're saying it, you don't realize how stupid
Yeah, like-
it is. But then the minute you hear it, someone asks you that question, it's just like,
Can you imagine? Like, oh, we're called Through the Darkness. Oh, is that one word?
It's like what?
Why would it be?
No,
Yeah.
no, sir. But thank you for following us on Spotify. I appreciate
Yeah.
you.
All right.
Yeah.
fine.
If you follow us, you should
No,
see
I
the
was-
spaces.
I was it was like 2012. I got a message on Facebook from Tyler, the drummer. He's one of the 3 brothers, and he just asked. He's like, "Hey man, heard you can sing. We're looking for," which I don't know how he knew that, because I really couldn't then. Like our whole first album. Please, everyone, go listen to it. It's awful vocally. It's embarrassing.
Vocally,
Yeah,
fucking
it's
terrible.
called "Paint the Walls with Purpose." That was the title of it. And
What was it?
"Paint the Walls with Purpose."
Paint the walls with purpose.
Yeah, and it's
I feel like it. I feel
So,
like
a lot of the
saying "paint
songs-
the walls with purpose" would have been slightly better.
That's
It's
what it
still
is.
dumb.
So like,
Oh,
how
it
did
is.
you-
That
Yep,
is.
paint the
dumb.
walls
like,
with
how did you
purpose.
get into
I just
singing?
talk
Were
fast,
You,
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Were you
you're
like
good.
in choir in high school, or were you just like someone that just sang?
So I was in choir for like, I think 6th, 7th grade, maybe 8th,
Right.
and I didn't like it much. I wish I
Yeah.
would have stuck with it, but no, I got out of it, and I just like I was in speech and stuff in school, and I loved speech. We went to state like every year, and but no, like yeah, like I don't like I like to sing a lot of my own, and I think we had some mutual friends that maybe told the Gathercoles, that's their names, the brothers in the band, the Tyler, Andrew, and Chris Gathercole, that hey, like Cameron sings, and so he messaged me and was like, hey, you want to come try out for the band, like, and so I was like, sure, and I was really nervous. I went and I show up to their house, and they're like, yeah, we're actually going to leave for a show right now in Carroll, getting the Monte Carlo. And I'm like, what? Like, okay. So I jump in this car with these random people I've never really hung out with or met.
Yeah.
I'm in the backseat of this Monte Carlo, and they're just like, so do you want to try out now? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And like,
You wanna try
like,
out on the way to the
what do you want
show?
to sing to? So they put on some Bless the Fall.
Oh, there you go.
And I sang to Bo Boken and
Yeah.
Bless the Fall. And yeah, they're like, yeah, so if you, like, do you want the gig? And I was like, yeah, sure. And
All right.
I went to the
Wow.
Carroll Armory where the show was and watched them play. And I remember just being like, because we weren't good at first, and they weren't the greatest
Band
when I
is
joined
never
at all.
good at first.
And like I remember watching them being like, why did I say yes to this before
Yeah.
watching them play? Like I was just excited for the offer. Like
Yeah.
and so, but I pitched early on. Like can we maybe talk about a name change? And nobody went for it. And yeah, it's been an insane ride. Like just to think about that day to where I am now. Like so many crazy stories and memories have happened in between, and like I'm eternally thankful for Tyler for reaching out and
Yeah.
giving me a shot, because some of my favorite memories and experiences were thanks to Through the Darkness, and Tyler. But there's
Yeah,
also been a
dude.
lot of crazy, like dramatic negative memories that have come from it too. But I think they all contribute to who we all end up
Yeah.
as a
Oh,
person.
100%. Well, there's no performer alive that doesn't have a mix of good and bad experiences. Like there's always
Oh yeah,
there's
being
a-
a performer. Period.
yeah.
There's lots of negative
So-
experiences, and
Yeah. There was like Bill Burr,
Yeah.
Bill Burr was talking about the comedian, because this is like a good example of just like, we all have this place of like we're trying to be performers, we're just trying so hard for a fucking dream, and like Bill Burr was talking about he's doing the set like years ago, and like this dude got off stage and like the set didn't go well, or didn't go that well at least, and then this other comedian was having like I think like a Goodwill Hunting, or I don't know, I can't remember what movie it was from, because like I don't think I've seen it, but it was like the moment where it's like, it's not your fault, man. It's not your fault.
Right.
And then he keeps
Yeah.
saying it, and no matter how much the guy's like, yeah, I know. Then he eventually just starts crying.
he had one of those moments.
Because like so this comic gets off stage, he's like having a drink, and this other comic's like trying to console him. He's like, hey, it's not your fault, man. It was like this kind of thing, and the guy's like, yeah, I know. It's like, it's just a crowd, and whatever. And then the guy keeps going, and then eventually the guy just starts breaking out like, yeah, I just haven't been getting good shows lately. And like it's like, fuck, man.
No, it's I don't know how you get like a comedy, which I've said this to you guys before,
Yeah.
and I'll spew my opinion over the podcast as well. But like, I think comedy is way more risky, and it's more vulnerable than I think being in the music industry is because, like I've told you guys, comedy. Nobody has the same like taste in comedy. In music, yes, nobody has the same taste either, but you can't deny musical talent. Like if someone's great at piano, you can't like. You might not like piano very much, but they're good at it.
Yeah.
You never hear anybody say like, "Oh, that comic is." They're very talented, but they're not funny.
No.
Yeah,
it doesn't work. You know, like,
true. Yeah, because it's very determined in the room.
I mean, I look at I don't know. Like I feel like musicians want to be comics and comics want to be musicians.
Yes,
that's a big.
I want to be I want to do comedy so bad.
We were both in a band before doing this.
But like, I would like to be able to like write an actual song and like write a song about. And like I don't know, like the minute I try to write something, I'm like, oh, what rhymes with pain? And then I'm looking at all these, I'm looking at the rhyming dictionary.
Dude, songwriting is hard.
Yeah, exactly. So like, it's so hard.
So
and,
I don't know how Chris
like,
does it.
And also, and I'm just like, I'm trying to like, and like.
It's like I've never written a song. I don't know how.
I've written like one generic song that has like, it meant a lot to me at the time. It still does. And it's got like 30,000 views on Facebook.
Nice.
And it was only, and I feel bad because like I posted because I really wanted to, but it was, so some people had passed away, and like that's when a lot of my writing happens. And like a good buddy of mine lost his whole family in a fire.
Holy shit.
And like my best friend had committed suicide. So like, one day I just got hired here, or not here, but in Ames where I work now. And I was driving to work one day before I lived in Ames, and it was just kind of a rough morning. And I got these few lyrics in my head, and it's like, well, I need to write this down. So I punched up my notes on my phone, and spent all day like trying to figure it out in my head. And then I got home and immediately recorded it, or like finished the song on my guitar and the vocals, and then recorded on just a shitty cell phone video and posted to Facebook. And that's probably the only full song I've ever written myself. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
it's hard, man. Like unless there's a lot of inspiration.
Are there like hecklers at the show, or are they just like a bunch of drunk people?
So yeah, I played shows before where there's, you know what? Honestly, no, I don't know if I've ever dealt with like I've dealt with like I stopped the show at Woolies one time. We were playing because some guy was being too rough in the mosh pit.
Okay.
It was like hitting people and stuff, and I was like, oh, stop! Hey, knock the fuck off, man! I'm like, we're not here for that. We're here for music. Like, if you want to push and shove and mosh, that's fine. But if you're trying to hurt people, you're here for the wrong reason. You need to leave. And everyone's like, woo, and like other than that, really, no. I mean, it's always been a pretty good experience. Not
man.
I mean, I've had awful shows where, like, I didn't sing well, or like, because like I said earlier, like before we were recording, I need to start taking a little bit better care of myself. And I've always kind of lived this way where I like the nightlife. I like to stay out and drink, and and I smoked for 10 years. I smoked cigarettes, and now
that's the life I prefer, but that's what fucking sucks about having a job that I have to get up at, I have to be at 8 a.m.
Try being a vocalist, so like all the guys in the band, they can, besides Andrew, which he's a freak. The dude's a phenomenal screamer. He can abuse his voice nonstop and still show up and perform like top notch. Yeah, I don't get it. Like just like Freddie Mercury, he smoked his whole career, I'm pretty sure, and he had a beautiful voice. You know what I mean? Like, but me, I have a little Sally voice. I have, I'm in a room with a smoker for 3 hours talking loud and enthusiastically, and I can't sing the next day,
Oh, wow.
So, like, with the guys,
I should show. I got. Have you ever heard? Do you know who Melissa Cross is?
Yes. Yep. She actually trained Matthew Tuck from Both My Valentine how to scream. Yeah.
When I was in my band, I was screaming and singing, and so I had to so I was always doing her vocal warm up training.
I wish I could scream so bad.
It's a fucking thing to learn, man.
Yeah, I do. I do whisper screams all the time.
You gotta really want to learn how to do it.
Yeah,
I really
like,
wanted to learn.
Well, I just said it last night. I was like, I wish I could scream, and Tyler and Travis were like, then learn, dude. And I was like, okay, give me 6 months off.
Yeah.
I can send you. I can. Do you have? If I don't know if you have them, I have both of her training videos.
No, I don't. I was
singing
gonna
and then
order
screaming, so I can send. I'll find them. I can send them to you.
Deal, dude. That'd be
My
awesome.
dad told me that one time he went to go to a show, and it was like in this little bar, and it was just heavy snowing that day, and I think he and his group of friends, like 4 of them, and then like another group of friends of like 3 or 4 people were the only people that showed up to the show.
Oh yeah.
And then the band was there, and then they just they still play the song and everything. But then my dad was just like, he went to the bathroom, and the lead singer was in it, and he had like a very deep singing voice, and then my dad was just like, hey man, what's up? And he's like, hey man, what's up? And they were like chatting, and then he was like, hey, how do you sing so low? Like, how can you hit those low notes? and he was just like, "Oh, I use muscle relaxers. I take muscle relaxers
Really?
before I go on stage."
Wow.
Yeah.
So he was basically like, "Yeah, I'm a pill popper."
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I had to drug myself to perform this.
That's
Yeah.
so bad. Oh man,
Oh yeah, like we played a lot of shows for
Yeah.
that's
just
like an
the other
insane-
bands that were there. Like
Yeah.
the crowd was the other bands that were waiting to get up on stage.
I
And we
know
traveled
that
for it and-
I don't
The,
know, I remember- I
the
was
crowd is other bands waiting to play. It
Yeah.
sounds like a lot of mics we go to.
Yeah.
Like I was in choir, and there was one day I got released. I got like I don't know, like the seasonal flu, and I was having a sore throat, and like I remember like my throat hurt, and then like I was finally like
dick sucking.
good enough to go to school, but like I could not sing, and my voice was just gone. And then all of a sudden, like we had a concert, and I was like, I need to sing and whatever, because I was like, I have to sing good,
Right.
Even though I'm with a choir of
Yep.
kids.
I
who
gotta
can't
sing
I
good.
have to
Mama
stand
said.
out. Yep.
Yeah.
Mama said I got to
and
sing
I
it.
knew that if you take a shot of apple cider vinegar, that it like clears your
That's what they
throat.
say. I've never
That's what
tried
they
it.
say. I did a shot of apple cider vinegar once because the girl I live with, who is a dumb hippie, who was a dumb wannabe hippie, said that it's good to like detox your lungs. And I smoke a lot, and so she was like, "Hey, do this detox." So I took the shot and then immediately threw up. I was like, "That was
I
fucking
can't-
disgusting."
Did it work for you? Did it work?
I guess so, but like I just remember the minute I did it, I thought I could not breathe. Like it was just,
The fumes,
Ugh.
like,
Huh?
yeah, like just
I
like
ju-
the
yeah,
like, trying to breathe afterwards with all the fumes of it in it. Like,
yeah,
Pretty
exactly.
much. You
Like,
basically just
like,
took
and
a
like
shot of
everyone was,
acid.
and like I
Right.
remember my dad was laughing, and I was just like, why are you doing this? Why are you taking a shot of this? And he's like, because I need to clear my throat. And like my mom, she's a school nurse. She's like, yeah, it's a thing, but it's not gonna, you're not gonna
it's not a
enjoy
miracle
it.
worker, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It
So-
seems like the kind of thing where if it really does have those benefits, it'd have to be something you do frequently, so that
Right,
way you
yeah.
can like
World
build
known.
up.
I mean,
And it's like I would rather not taste that on a frequent
Right.
basis.
yeah, no, like I don't know, like
I'm gonna have to mix it with
I mean,
with liquor.
yeah, but like I'm pretty sure like I was fine right afterwards. Like I could talk a little bit and like be able to sing pretty well and hit the notes and stuff. But
Really?
I just remember that. Just for,
Maybe it
like,
was a
about
placebo.
a minute. I thought I could not breathe, or I was just like panicking. I was just like, that was the worst experience of my life. But then once, I don't know, like it
Once you get up there, it's a lot different. Like, once
Yeah.
you start like,
and also like I don't know, like
Never
the
more
pain-
nervous than I am before on stage.
I don't know, like the pain and suffering
Mhm.
is always just like a quick glimpse of a moment, and then like it's fine right
Yep.
afterwards. But it's just like that moment just sucks so much.
oh, 90% of my performances, because any artist is their own worst critic. I mean,
yeah.
everyone they're really critical on themselves. They're always thinking, it's unfortunate, but a lot of times we kind of brace for the worst, which I do anyway. That's me. I guess I'm speaking just for myself, but like, and then like 90% of the time I leave a show and I'm super happy with how it turned out, like the energy on
Yeah.
stage, like
Yeah.
everything. But no, the best thing I ever bought, they have these things called vocal steamers, and you can buy them like CVS, and all it is like you just put it. It's like a thing that goes over your mouth,
Mhm.
and it has like saline water in it that you have to buy it separately and then put it in, and then it just creates steam that you breathe in the steam for 5 minutes, and it just literally cleans your vocal cords out. It relaxes them. It's pretty awesome. It's
Hell yeah.
It's like $100, but it was worth it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's not
Hell yeah.
It
That's
sits
what's
right
up.
next to my bed, next to my slippers. Yeah, I've
That's my morning routine. I wake up,
Mhm.
slip on my slippers. I put
hit
on
my vocal steamer
saline
for a
face
while.
cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, breathe in some saline steam, and then
Have you guys
Walk
ever
around.
almost passed out before going on? Like been so nervous for anything?
I've felt like I've gotten to the point of nerves that I could see why my body would want to,
Yeah.
but I've never had it in me to pass out. Like no matter what, like whether it be drinking or like whatever, it's like I can stay stable to get myself to a place where I'm alone and I'm like safe and I'm like I'm just away.
Right.
I'm good, even if I'm like real fucked up. But like but like as far as nerves going on stage, I've never felt like I would pass out, but I've gotten to the point where I realized that it was like bordering on what people who would do that would be
Right.
feeling, So, but I've also been doing it, but also like I did theater in high school, and then like I played in bands for a while, for a little while after. Like we didn't really do any shows, but like then maybe a couple, and then
So you're familiar with the pressures of it?
yeah. So like I've just been doing it for so long. It's just like doing a new thing that you're just adjusting. And also, comedy is the hardest thing I've ever done.
I think, I guess, I don't know. I guess like when I don't know, kind of like when you first start, and then like when we first came back during the quarantine, like the first time I went to an open mic, I was just like, oh shit, like I don't know how this feels again or whatever. It's just so weird and like, but now I don't know. I don't know, like I did choir and theater and stuff as well, and like one thing they say is to not lock your knees.
Right.
If you lock your knee, like the blood won't flow and stuff, and then you'll pass out.
Yep.
That like thing for real.
Yeah.
So
like
just keep your knees.
And I feel like
bent.
the pressure gets stronger, like the
Yeah.
better you get or the more well known you get, because then you feel like you have something to live up to. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Like the minute we started getting a lot of traction with some of our songs, and like we got a lot more, like we went from like when I joined the band we had like less than 50 followers, and now we're like verified and have like I think it's like 10,000 some followers or whatever.
Oh, nice.
That's fucking awesome.
Well, yeah, we should be a lot further than
yes,
that.
Please,
but it's still good.
Please share this episode when I put it
Oh,
out
for
to
sure.
your followers, because that's
100%.
the one thing. That,
Well,
like,
I just told him when you were
9
pissing, I
out
was
of
like, we need
10
to get a picture of all of us, like
yes, please don't let me
in this
forget that
mode.
too, because
Yeah.
I forget that all the time.
Like I want to get one of us
I don't
just like we
know.
are right now.
Yeah.
There was a time I was at an open mic, and I remember there was one guy who was going on stage, and he wasn't doing that well, and all of a sudden in the middle of his set, he just goes, "Oh my goodness, I think I'm about to pass out."
Oh no.
And then, like you could see in his eyes that he really meant that. And
Like
then
he was giving the 1,000-yard stare, like the
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And then but then he continued on to the jokes, and I hate to admit this, but the minute he said, "I'm about to pass out,"
That's when
I
you got
started
funny.
laughing hysterically.
That's
because it got real.
yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
the
it got
thing is it got
real.
real.
there's the vulnerability that
Yeah.
because that's the beauty of comedy to me. Like I
Yeah.
feel like it's all psychology. It's all you guys going up and like giving little glimpses in a sarcastic, maybe I'm kidding, maybe I'm not way of like.
I'm learning how I
think it's therapeutic. It seems like
I try to hit the ground running on just like talking about shit that I like where it's honest and it's about me, so that way I can try to figure out that rhythm early. Because I know, because I listen to so many fucking podcasts and they're mostly comedians that it's like, yeah, it's like they always say it's like that's like a big thing that they always had to like learn how to do is the vulnerability and like learning to just be honest. And so I'm like, so that's what I'm like trying so hard to do. So I try to not try too hard so that way it comes out more naturally.
Yep.
But then at the same time, I'm like,
Well, it's like
trying to make sure everything kind of feels like it's really kind of how I'm thinking about it.
yeah.
You know?
So I love Cody. He's a great host.
Yeah,
And Shane was awesome as well.
yeah,
But like when I went to Teehees that night with you guys,
yeah.
that host, the way that he set that show up, I
Yeah.
thought was phenomenal.
Oh,
the way,
yeah.
the way
Yeah,
he
he does.
Sid is amazing.
yeah, the way
Yeah.
he basically made it like, hey guys, a lot of people it's their first time, some of it's not, and basically like, be kind and work. We're here to have a good time. And he told like into the comics like, some of you guys might bomb. That's okay. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Kind of, like I loved it. He almost took a slight little insurance policy out before the show for the crowd and the performers to let them know like we're here to have a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And I thought that was really really
Working
cool.
stuff
That,
out,
yep.
yeah.
He does a great job of like just like just really just letting people understand like, hey, like you're
It's a
here for
safe
a good,
place.
you're here for a good
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
but you have to understand that this is this is a very vulnerable thing
Yes.
to be doing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
and-
it's a room full of people perfecting their craft is what
Yeah.
it was.
It's a lot of opinions and it's a
It's not
lot
a
of just
Netflix
like
special,
thoughts
it's-
and ideas
Yeah.
that people
Yeah.
are just kind of
Like-
hashing out and trying
Yep.
out.
yeah, it's just like if you don't think it's funny, just don't laugh. And then it might suck for you, but it's like 1,000 times
Oh.
worse for the person on stage
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
who like came up
Yeah.
with that
Yep.
idea. 'Cause
Yeah.
that it's full approval or full disapproval right at you. And,
Yep.
And like
That's what I'm saying. Because like you can fake applause.
yeah,
Yeah.
As a musician, I've played many bad sets where my voice was not good. Us as a band weren't rehearsed, and we have a supportive following that
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. We could play it the shittiest, way we've ever played. Defiance, for instance, one of our songs. And after the song's done, people are gonna, you can't fake that. But you can. I mean, if you don't just laugh, you can fake a laugh, yes, but not everyone's great at it. And I think you can tell when someone's not really laughing.
Yeah.
So comedy's just so much more vulnerable than music to me. Like I just think.
Well, there's a difference between the oh they're trying laugh and then like oh fuck laugh there's like when but like if it's like if you tell a joke and there's like a light throughout the crowd, it's like yeah,
Right.
I see what he did, then you're like all right, so that one's not
Right.
maybe up the par, maybe they're having fun and they're helping me out. They want people. But then when you tell a joke and then everyone's like, "Oh fuck!" Like you catch them off guard.
Oh, there's
like,
definitely tears to laughter.
Yeah.
Like
that's when you're.
I do a lot of just like light laughing or like. But then if someone says something that literally catches me off guard, that's the head back out loud like gross laugh, like the one that you're like, I don't want to laugh like that in front of people.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like like one of the things that like intimidates me about music and performing music is like you could just be performing a whole song and there might be people in the audience just talking and you just have to like just keep playing.
You guys deal with that too though.
Yeah
But
like
and I look back a lot when I'm there and go shh, like shut the fuck up.
but there's like
at least we have distortion behind us, like
but like everybody who is talking during a comedy set, most of the people around them is like, that guy's a fucking asshole,
right?
But like sometimes with music you can just that person is talking and it's just like, oh whatever, and it's just a casual thing. And like I feel like it's a lot more casual in the music world than it is in comedy.
I agree.
And that
there's not much in it because I mean almost 99.9% of the time it's just one guy up there bearing his soul, like hey guys, let me convince you that I'm funny. Whereas me, I'm up there with it's me and 5 other guys, and like it's just not as
how you deal with like creative differences with a band.
It's pretty tough. We've got it figured out. We got a pretty good system now, but it was tough at first because with 6 guys, we have a lot of different tastes and ideas and approaches, and a lot of my ideas, they don't even favor me because I like a lot of heavier music that doesn't even have clean vocals in it.
Okay.
So like if I want to start gearing our stuff and like more like stylistically more toward like heavier stuff, that's just me basically kind of kicking myself out of the job essentially. But that's where a lot of my favorite music is, so like, but like if I've had an idea in the past and it's shot down, it is tough, but we always take a vote pretty much, it's always pretty much like a, hey, I have this idea, where do we all stand on it, and it might be like, yeah, I agree, we should try it, we should try it, okay, good, we're trying it, we got 4 guys out of the 6 that said let's try it, or it's like, no, I think that's a bad idea, and then I just have to swallow my pride at that point, or whoever's getting shot down has to say, okay, fine, sorry, and we're like, hey, no, it's great idea, but we're not, we like it like this, and it's about knowing that it's a collective and it's not just you can't just be, there's a lot of, like he said earlier, there's a lot of ego in any entertainment industry. But when you involve 6 different guys, it does become really big on, you have to know that we're in this together. It's not all about me. And there's times I've left practice pissed off, because I'm like, God damn it, like I really wanted to try this. Like I think the breakdown needed to be 30 seconds longer and not have any vocals in it at all. And we did it this way instead. It's like, and then later on, I hear it and it's like, it's still good. It's maybe not what I wished it would have been, but nothing, not everything can be, is what I should say.
Yeah, I can see that. I definitely feel like that's the kind of area where you need to, like, especially as a group, it doesn't hurt to try things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, and that's like what I told him. Like, we've gotten to a better place now, because now it's big on, like, well, whether we do the vote anymore or not, we always try. Like, I don't care who has the idea, we'll try it, because I've been surprised a lot. Like, I've had people while I'm in recording vocals say, hey, instead of going aggressive with that, maybe try to go more calm, because it's just a bass lick. There's no, there's not a heavy guitar going on, so let's just try to be calm. And I'm like, that's dumb. That doesn't feel right. And then I try it. Like, this just happened 2 studio sessions ago. Chris came in. He's our lyricist and our bass player, and he's like, hey, how about instead of, like, shouting that lyric or this, this verse, do it more chill and, like, kind of like the band Tool, like more of a Tool styled. And I was like, no, I don't like that. And, and I tried it anyway. Yeah. And that's what we went with. Like, that's what that's what we're going to hear on the album, is that style of vocal. Yeah. And it was a great idea. And, like, when he was done, I was like, man, that sounds so much better than how I was doing it before. Like, so that's what it takes, is just honestly keeping an open mind and just knowing that, like, there's always another way to look at something, and you might not have the best way.
It must be nice to have that perk of, like, having, like, another perspective, just to be in your, like, in a supportive way. They're giving you a new perspective.
Yeah, it's all constructive. Yeah, and that's how you have to look at it, because most of the time that's all it is anyway. But people feel attacked. Like, I for a lot of time felt attacked when people be like, "Hey, man, you should work on this." I thought I was self-conscious. I was insecure. So I thought that it was just an attack, and I was really resentful. But now I'm able to be like, yeah, like thank you, like
Yeah.
I appreciate that, because now a lot of times it's a better, maybe not always better, but it's a different approach that deserves some attention.
And,
Right.
I mean, like, yeah, we can't really do that in comedy because, like, I don't know, like, you
Yeah.
know, I feel like comics can give each other advice, but it won't really but I don't know, they're like saying, here, you should do this, which is kind of like saying, oh, you should do what I would do.
Right.
And I'm like, well, we're all doing our own thing, so it's
Right.
kind of hard. Like, we might give each other, like, a tag or, like, you know, like, not like an idea of a joke, but maybe just, like, something to add on to a joke that still relates to
Oh
it.
yeah. Which is, I'm glad you guys say that stuff to each other,
Yeah.
because like there's been times I've been in the crowd and someone will wrap a joke up and I'm like, oh, I thought he was gonna go here with it, which would have been way more effective. And but I don't ever like go up and say, hey, oh, by the way, I ran into one of the comics at Hy-Vee the other day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name was. I can't remember. He's really, if we pull him up on the PPR Instagram, I'll be able to point him out. But
He's
he
at
was-
PPR.
yeah,
Can you describe him?
um,
Can you describe the perpetrator, son?
he looked like a man. No, he
All
was
right, we're looking at a
like
man.
tall. Like I know he performed at the last one. Hold on one second. Let me see. Oh shit.
There we go.
Here. How old do you know Callum?
Awkward pause.
I can't find him. Oh,
Yeah.
there's a separate post.
Yeah, there's another one as well.
Him.
Oh, Rob. Rob
Oh,
Reiner.
Rob Reinhardt.
I saw Rob, so I was
Good old
at
Ross.
I'd already checked out, and I was walking out the door, and obviously we're all wearing our masks in Hy-Vee, and so I'm walking out, and I see him at Starbucks with a few of his friends, and we kind of lock eyes, and he didn't recognize me, and I looked, and I was like, hey man, and he's like, hey, kind of looked confused, and I was like, I'm just a big fan of your comedy. Because I am, like, I think it's great that he, you know, because, like, well, there's been many times I've watched him perform, and he'll, like, something won't land, and he'll just be like, that's all that I got, and leave, you know? But he gets right back up, like, that's what's amazing, and, like, so, and, like, just this face when I was like, bro, I'm a big fan of your comedy, and I just left, like, that, because, I mean, obviously, I being in the entertainment business, it's super cool when a random person you never says, like, bro, I love your music, and that's all they leave you with, because, like, you know, so I was like, I hope that helped, you know, I hope that made his day. Because I know he had all his friends, and being entertainers, all of our friends give us shit for, you know, like my best friends are like, bro, like maybe it's time to like, quit the music stuff and like think with the real world. I'm like, no, how about this? We're all gonna die someday.
Yeah, exactly.
So why not just do what the fuck we want to do?
It's like what I'm
Just be a
hearing
good
is you
person.
don't enjoy what you're doing, and you want me to be
Right,
miserable
yes.
like you are.
Yep.
To me, it's just like I need to know if I have what it takes to like just do this as a career or whatever. Like, and I don't know. I feel like I'm.
You have an incredibly unique style. Pace,
I think you definitely have what it
voice.
takes. Yeah.
You have you're incredibly unique in the scene, and that's
like,
why I
feel
was so
like
drawn to
I
you.
can bring something new. You know, I can always work harder than I should.
Look at him cut me off
which
when
I
I'm
feel like
complimenting him.
everybody could.
Just can't take
Humility. That's real humility, right?
Yeah. But I don't know. I was just like, this is something that I feel like I can really do and like, you know, actually.
I think you can. Like, honestly, like the first time we saw you, the first time Amanda brought me to Mother's Pub was the first time I ever saw you.
Yeah.
And I was just like, dude, that guy's gonna be famous.
Yeah.
And I think it was maybe the next show that I bought you a shot.
Yeah.
And that's when you asked, was it Mallory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got him so fucked up.
Yep.
he forgot how to flirt.
But yeah, he forgot to
I
flirt.
don't know how to flirt at all.
You wanna make
that's just
out?
me in general.
Alcohol will
Wanna
teach
make
you.
out?
Irish car bombs will show you the way.
Yeah, they will. They'll just get you there.
No, like I'm just bad at flirt. I'm just too socially awkward. Like I can't. Like I don't know. Like I'm always like trying to make a joke. I'm always trying to be funny, and like my style of comedy is weird and like offbeat, but it's fun.
But
It's
you
like,
own it. Like that's the thing. Is like you embody it the whole time.
But like it's weird as fuck and shit. And
Yeah.
like, you know, on Tinder that does not fly. You have to be cool and suave or everything.
Yep.
You have to act like you don't care or whatever. And like I'm like making jokes. It's like, hey girl, I can make you some pasta, or like, hey, let me serenade you on the ukulele.
Oh God.
cover.
But this song's about when I was born.
Right,
I'm just
exactly.
like, hey,
Let me play Can't Help
serenade
Falling
you.
in Love with you.
I was like, let me serenade you with the ukulele cover of Gin and Juice by Snoop Dogg.
Oh my God.
And-
Tell me that you actually know how to do that.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
That's hilarious.
That's impressive. Why am I not surprised?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, it's only like 2 chords. for the whole
Yeah.
song.
Really?
Yeah, so it was just pretty simple. But I was just like, yeah, no, I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I thought you should not give a fuck when you're on Tinder. It's just like, you know what, just fuck you, whatever.
Honestly, it's
So that's what I'm doing. But the thing that makes me not give a fuck is like making me not sexually attractive. It's just more of just like, this guy is weird as fuck.
yeah. There's
that
a
doesn't
fine
make
line.
any
Tinder's
that doesn't
weird.
make any sense to me. Because here's the thing: when you're like, that's like here, like every girl is different, and there are definitely like different things that are like different styles that work on different kind of like styles of women. Blah,
Right.
blah blah. Same thing with guys, obviously, but this is just going that one direction from our perspective. But Tinder for sure is definitely a place where girls go on and they'll match with you, but will never message you. Like it's like this kind of thing where like guys will kind of do that too. But I definitely have gone on in the intention of like, yeah, I would prefer for one of these to be met in person. And
Right.
Then
what I
like
don't like about it. It's just like it seems like there's so much conversation, but then like like I'm always, I don't know.
I barely
like,
get conversation. I'll get
there's-
matches and we'll never
like,
hear from them.
Yeah, no, like there's never the right time to be like, hey, do you want to meet up? And then like when you do say, hey, would you like to meet up? There's just like, I don't
See,
think
that's
so.
why. So I have two different like genres of acquaintances on Tinder. I have the ones that I conversate with, and then you really do have to just be like, hey, I'm sick of bullshitting over the phone. Like, I'd like to meet you in person.
Yeah, I know.
We should grab a drink sometime. Or B, the fucked up Cameron that's drunk at 3 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
just messaging them all like, hey, what's going on? You know, and it works for some, and if some it doesn't, and and it's.
Yeah.
I treat Tinder literally because I legit. Well, Caleb, my son's trying to video chat me right now,
Yeah.
but I have so I actually have Tinder Premium.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and that was just so that people
Ooh.
couldn't see me on there.
Alright.
But which is weird because I thought that made sense at first because I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's cool. Like, there's two perks to it. Two of the main perks that stood out to me was like people can't see that I'm on it, but I can see the people that match with me before I swipe on them. So I can see the people that swipe
must
right.
be nice.
Yeah.
It is nice, but that doesn't make any sense because then how
No.
are they seeing me on there? How are they
Yeah.
swiping on me if they don't know that I'm on?
Yeah.
But it is
So,
nice because
yeah.
because basically every time I get on there, I'm presented with a list of people that swiped right on me already, and I get to kind of go, okay, cool, yeah, cool, or no, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I always open up like so my like famous stupid go-to line because like people like to laugh. Obviously, you guys know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You guys are well acquainted with that. I always just message, hey, my parents are really excited to meet you. That's always my opening. It's not always, but a lot of time my opening line, unless something in their bio stuck out that I'm like, we have to talk about this. Like,
Yeah.
I love your bio. But I always usually open up if it's someone that has like a dull bio and like they didn't give me much context to work
I mean,
from.
sometimes if like they have something in their bio that's like kind of catchy
Yep.
or something that you just.
But
can,
dude,
like,
people are just dense anymore.
I
Like,
don't know.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok that made me laugh so hard. The guy was just like, so I matched with this girl on Tinder, and on her bio it's just like, I like my man the way I like my coffee, and that was it. And then he just messaged her saying, "Why do you like small penis in your coffee?"
oh my god. He's like, now they're married.
Yeah, and like that was it, and it just made me laugh so hard.
Did you respond? Did he give any further?
No, that was the whole video. It was just him like saying, "Why do you like small penis in your coffee?"
That
And
is
then- and that was
hilarious.
it, and
That's
how it ended.
hilarious.
And I was just like,
I like that.
Ah.
That's
And
good
I-
stuff.
New area.
And like I know that probably ruined his chance at all. But it was
Oh, there's
just
some
like-
girls that I'll send the parent, like my parents come to me and they'll either
Yeah.
they'll block me or they'll unmatch
Yeah.
me, or B, they think it's hilarious and the cute
Yeah.
and whatever and it inspires conversation. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've gotten, I don't know, I've gotten better when I'm in person.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's
I'm
just a
I'm
lot
better
more
in
easier.
person, but that's very new. Like
Because
Yeah.
messaging
went-
sucks. It's
I-
a
I
lot of
went-
work.
I went through this shift in my life where I was trying to look at everything through like the scope of how things were supposed to be, you could say, and then like how I had been interpreting the way I was supposed to act instead of like just doing it my way.
Right.
And
Just
then,
being
like,
you, the
and then
authentic
just not
you.
and then not caring about something that doesn't matter. Like if it doesn't work out, I'm like, yeah, you're not the only bitch here. It's
Right.
Like, you know, it's
And
like,
it does. Yeah. And not
you know?
everyone's gonna be the perfect
Yeah.
person for us.
and so it's
Yeah.
so I had to really get over that gap, and so now like I fucking it's like there's real weird truth to things when they tell you, because like I have a girlfriend now,
Yeah.
and it's been like, and I haven't had like any kind of a girlfriend since high school when I graduated in 2014, and so like And so
You're that young?
Yeah,
how old are you?
I'm 24 now. I'll be 25 at the end of the year.
I graduated in 2008.
Damn.
I'll be 31
you got
next
6
month.
years on me. Yeah.
31.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Like it was a big struggle for me just growing up in general, because like there was times where I'm like talking to girls and like I don't understand what I'm saying.
Right.
And I need them to repeat themselves, and they always kind of like get annoyed by that, and then that always kind of like that
was a deterrent.
That made like my self-esteem like way
Right.
down and stuff. But now, like, I don't know, I've noticed like as they get older, they seem to be more sympathetic. Or,
Understanding, not even sympathetic, just understanding. Like there's nothing that's not in your control.
My girlfriend is
Exactly.
4 years older than me. Well, 3 years when I turned 25, but like because her birthday just passed, and so she's like 28. But she is like the fact that she's 4 years older than me, and then like we vibe well. I'm like, oh fuck, like I'm just above youngster bullshit. Like I'm just like I've just always I've always floated above or underneath like all of this like vapid fucking nonsense. I told somebody that music influences style. Yeah. And they were like, no. And I was like,
definitely.
I told them what they listened to their face. And I was like, I don't even know you. I know exactly what you listen to by what you wear. And like, and then they're like,
yeah, my jeans
that doesn't mean
Polaris. My shirt says Luke Bryan, and that's true.
But of course, people can't be wrong, and so then they fight me. They still fought me. And I'm like, no, that's not accurate. And I'm like, yeah, there's a reason dudes who love country music all wear cowboy boots.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's because fucking country. It's like they always it's because fucking country
gross.
stars all do that shit.
Yeah,
it's like there's a reason. There's a reason.
Hey, y'all, I'm Jason Aldean.
There's a reason it looks kind of like you're wearing a white tee, but it's got like little spots in it that are kind of ripped. Yeah, like you're in a metal
Amazon.
band. Yeah. So exactly, but it's like that's a huge thing. Is like especially in school, you're just trying to do what people who are cool are doing, because then you're like, well, then that'll make me cool. It's like no, you just end up being a douchebag.
No, I think it's just gotta be you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I don't know. One thing like been working for me. It's just like I'll just give her. We'll like just text each if we're like in a loud place. I'll like give her my phone and like on the note I'll just like have a question or something like that and just like, hey, I'm Cooper, over here in Los. I can't hear in loud places and stuff, but I think you're cute, and I don't know that.
That's smooth.
The paragraph.
That's real smooth.
By the time she's at the end, she's either in or out.
I think it helped because it shows like I'm being vulnerable in a place where I'm like, I'm having a struggle, but I want to talk to you.
Right. Like, hey, even though I'm facing this obstacle, I'm willing to try to overcome that just to say that I think you're attractive. Yeah. That's powerful.
I also learned, you guys might be aware of this too. It's like we often base things we say based on what it feels like a cool person would say.
Oh yeah.
And ever since I started fucking
I used
around,
to, man.
Ever since I started fucking around, I'll say ridiculous things, and then and it always works out. Like it's just like I just say insane things unless it's some prudish person, then it's like
it's people like that. Like I have some friends that are really arrogant and like outspoken, and it works for them around certain people because that abrasiveness makes them like. But I think they gain friendship through almost intimidation. Yeah. Because the people don't want to be called out by that guy that's not afraid to be loud and say the dumb shit that you maybe shouldn't be saying because it's not socially nice. Yeah. But like I found out like a few years ago, and I've been a lot happier since, that instead of trying to constantly please everybody, I need to just please me all the time, and then it's automatically going to naturally attract the people that are compatible with me, whether it's friends or romantic wise, and I'm gonna have a much happier time, and it's gonna be a lot easier the nights that I want to, because I like being single. I really I enjoy it. Like I don't have much to worry about. I don't have someone to worry about taking care of. Yeah. But
also you're lonely.
Yeah, right. But I also like companionship. I like having a connection with people and that's the thing. Like through being this new person I've been the last few years, like I have a really great open relationship with a lot of different females that understand where I'm coming from, and there's never been a matter of like leading them on. It's just a matter of like, hey, this is just me being real. I think that you're great. I think we should we're friends. We should.
Well, and I think like me and Cooper, I feel me and Cooper got a good energy. That's what I'm talking about, right?
I didn't pick up on it at all.
I like being spoken down to. And he really gets at he really gets to my need to be degraded.
I regret letting you know where
I live.
I regret letting you know.
I've since slashed 2 of your tires.
You degrade me. I fuck you in the ass. We all work. We all work.
Oh, guys, that got nice and dark real fast.
I don't know. I feel like for most people, just people in general, you start to become yourself as you get older.
Yep.
And like I feel like I'm still in my. I'm still
Formative
24.
years.
I'm 24. I just turned 24. So
That's crazy.
And I'm just just still like figuring myself who I am and everything. So, but I do know that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be so much.
28 years
better.
old, you guys are gonna sink into who you really, really are, and you're gonna love it.
I'm like, I
I've
can't
discovered.
wait.
I've definitely discovered myself starting to slip into that.
Yeah.
So
I
I believe
can't
you.
wait to become old. I wear cardigans and I have a rocking chair.
Oh yeah.
So I can't wait.
All
dude.
things that
Dude, I hope
any
I'm
real
hanging
good
out-
person should like. In
I
you.
hope I'm hanging out with you when I'm old, just so I can just so that way I can do that same shit. We can sit on a fucking porch in a rocking chair, just
Fuck you,
I can't
bitch.
wait
look,
for that.
blanket over our lap,
like,
just going.
My neighbor right down
Oh.
right down there on that little gravel road.
I
He
remember
just
back in
spends his days just
2020.
sitting on the chair outside the porch, and I'm like, I can't wait for that. That just seems. I can't wait to retire. Like I don't know, like retire. I don't know, especially.
And this isn't you
stand-up.
saying you want
Grandpa,
your life
can you
to
tell
go
us
by.
about the great pandemic of 2020? Well, sit down, chillin'.
Yeah.
First of all, Carol Baskin's a bitch.
Let's start off with this key detail. Carol
can't
Baskin
wait.
killed her husband and then went on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh yeah, she's going on Dancing with
No,
the
she's
Stars.
not.
She is.
What?
Yes. If you're a woman and kill someone, you can get on TV.
I have to pee on that note.
Someone,
All right. You know what? Since he's going to
someone
pee anyway.
posted an article on Facebook saying, "Oh, they just found the body of Carol Baskin husband."
No, he didn't.
And then I clicked on the link and it was Rick Ashley.
Got Rick
Yeah, I got
rolled.
Rick
That's
rolled.
amazing. Someone brought
And
it
I was
back.
just like, God damn
Fuck,
it.
man.
But
Oh,
also,
God.
like, well done. Well done.
Well, you fucking got me. On that note, we will be taking a short break just to make sure I do not lose audio. And so Cameron can empty his bladder. I will also be emptying mine.
never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you.
All right, thanks for tuning in to 107.5 here at the Def Comic Studios, where we will be right back after these messages.
Ooh, give you up. Ooh.
Today's gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. And by now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. Well, I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. Well, I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had a doubt. Well, I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now.
Heat up the end of a paperclip, and then I was just like drill a hole into my finger
To drain it?
Fuck.
just like drain
Drain the
out,
pressure of the
drain
blood
the
in there?
pressure and
Oh
the
my
blood out of
God.
it, and it was just
God, that
disgusting.
sounds horrible.
yeah.
Well,
And,
welcome back,
and
everybody,
like
from the break.
and
God.
like you can kind of tell like there's still like a little bit of a, it's still a little bit wonky or whatever.
Still a bit of red there.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of red on the finger, but
That's like Cooper stopped watching
finally normal
basketball.
again.
How long ago
But
that happened?
a couple months ago.
Really?
But now I got this show.
How did you do that one now? Is that a soccer goal?
I was
Got a black toe.
So we bought like a new above ground pool, and it was a lot bigger than the one that we used to have. I think it was like a couple inches wider. So we had to plow the area and put more dirt and sand into it. So we bought like a bunch of sand and dirt, and we had like a wheelbarrow, and like it just jammed on my toe, like the thing that was
The metal thing that just rests on the ground.
yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
Yeah, and it jammed
Damn.
on my toe, and like now
Ugh.
the bottom of it stopped having nails, so like there's a gap where there's no nail, and I think at some point this whole nail is gonna come off.
You're just gonna be nailless forever?
No, the nails grow back.
I think the nails grow back.
I think you should change your Tinder profile picture to every picture a different angle of that toe. I think we should try it and see
The
what.
first picture could be your face, but then
Yeah.
every following picture is just of your toe.
But it's your face.
Know what you're getting
but it's
into.
pointing down at your toe.
Well, I mean,
It's your picture that I have of you when you call, where that kind of came from.
Well, I'm
Facebook
doing,
or whatever. It's like down, like
one of the things I've been doing a lot lately is yoga, and I want to like start becoming a lot more flexible.
You
And
should
just-
do it. You should look up yoga with Ari.
and like I want to like start doing like so hopefully I can like get to a point where I can put my leg right next to my shoulder and just be like,
So you can take a picture. Of it.
and then so me.
Why don't we just take on, like, let me put my leg up there. I'll pull my sleeve up, and then we'll act like it's yours.
Right, there you go.
You can act like you're
Just
already
pretend.
There we
Yeah,
go.
exactly. It's like how they do it in movies where you see the leg go shooting
Yup.
straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every sex scene in any Adam Sandler movie. You mean?
The fucking you don't mess with the Zohan.
I
or like
love
those
Adam
feet
Sandler,
kicks.
by the way. What is your
Oh.
guys' stance on that?
I
on him?
fucking love Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't give a fuck. He's got a couple bad movies, but most of them I love.
People are always just like, oh, he doing childish humor, and like, well, you just humor yourself. It's just difficult to do. And like, he's not,
Again, subjective.
He's not like trying to. He's not trying to be like the sophisticated comedic person that makes social commentary. He's just gonna be like, hey, this is funny,
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, it's funny and ridiculous and it's outlandish.
It's silly. He's a very silly performer, and that's what I like about him.
Agreed.
And he's like a sweet guy. In
Yeah, he's
general.
really nice.
Yeah.
And I don't know, his last comedy special, the one that
100%
he's-
Fresh was so fucking good.
Was that when we did a bunch of songs and stuff too?
Yeah.
He does
it
a
was
bunch
so
of songs,
good.
yeah, dude.
was really good.
I love that fucking special, and then
Yeah.
it builds and it starts because Maria Bamford did a similar thing with her special, but it was much different because you could tell with Adam it was him kind of working out the thing, but with Maria you can tell it was just her. Like she had like, well, I shouldn't say just because it was amazing. Maria Bamford is fucking hilarious,
Yeah,
I do not want to discredit her because her special was extremely unique because it had a similar structure,
Right.
to Adam Sandler, but wherein shit started out, she was just in her living room doing her set to her parents and maybe some grandpa,
that's
grandpa,
cool.
uncles, whatever, like some relatives, and then it slowly builds to this giant fucking
Auditorium,
audience. And so it's
yeah.
just like the location. One couple are outside, and then it's like insane.
Yeah, I think a
theaters.
few Adams, he was just like, it was during stage setup. Like he was just basically like
yeah,
talking.
because he starts out the lowest thing he starts out in is like a comedy club,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Comedy
to me,
Cellar he goes to, and
But to me, it was just like he would like it was like he would do a bit and then they would cut to another place.
Yep.
And then he would do a different bit.
Yeah,
and
skip
then,
to the
like,
new bit.
Even halfway through some of the
Oh,
songs,
and then
they'd
even-
cut to a different location.
yeah, and then and then he would cut away to him in like
in the music
train
business, I know
station
that's
and-
because
that
he
was
didn't
my
hit something
favorite
right.
part of
Yeah.
the whole thing when he went
Yep.
to the train
Grandma
station.
died. Dude.
Oh yeah, what I loved about that was the fact that like he could have just sang. I'm sure he did that on stage, and like he could have put that there. But
Yeah,
what
he
but
could have,
what I
but that
loved
was
about
such
it-
a good fucking idea.
But what I liked about it was it's just like like I could sing that song and like have people be laughing, because like the audience understand that this is a silly song. But he decided no, I'm gonna do it at a train station where people don't expect they know that there's gonna be
I think
artists.
it's a guy.
Yeah. Have you seen it yet, Cameron?
Yeah, what him and the
100% fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Was it on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah,
okay. I was just making sure you're.
because,
Yeah.
like he has a hoodie, he has sunglasses.
Yeah, he
and,
covered.
like,
He disguised
and then
himself.
he's singing this song about like
In the way they
grandma
do it too
died.
is it's just the piano player and he's chilling there and then he just
Yeah.
comes in
Yeah.
as if he's just like a stranger picking up the microphone on a guy
Yeah.
playing piano.
Yeah.
And it's just like funny because like I think it's so funny on two levels. One, because the song is just ridiculous, but two, the fact that he's singing it in front of people and like people were just probably just walking. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This dude is singing this song.
Uh-huh.
His grandma died.
Yeah, because
So-
it's exactly. It's just people that have to hear this crazy shit just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Who do you guys like individually look up to? I guess the most in the comedy world. Like who's your guys' like
fucking-
not just favorite comedy, but like your biggest like inspiration? Like who do you admire the most?
Pete Holmes, Tony Hinchcliffe, Joe Rogan, Tom Segura, and Bert Kreischer. Those are probably my top 5.
Okay.
I would say like Bo Burnham.
Yeah.
Bo Burnham. How did I
Yep.
fucking forget
Yep.
about Bo Burnham?
That's actually it was him coming to my mind and maybe that
Yeah.
prompted that question. Yeah.
You know,
he
like
was one of
Steve-
the main dudes who got me
Yeah.
watching specials.
Like him, Steve Martin, and Andy Kaufman, and then Jim Gaffigan, and then there's just a Dutch absurdist called Hans Theeuwen. I don't know if you ever. he's a weird dude. Like,
You went back and watched like who was the Kaufman?
Andy Kaufman.
Andy.
Yeah.
Didn't Jim Carrey do a movie?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you watch that documentary where like people were like,
yeah.
yo, he was
Jim and
Andy
Andy?
the whole time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. He even refers to him being that character as a different person.
right.
Yeah.
He doesn't refer to it as him being a character. He's so ashamed of how method he went with that.
Mhm.
That he like how rude how big of a piece of shit he was.
Yeah, he
to
was
people.
pretty. He was pretty
Nicolas
abrasive.
Cage. He says that Nicolas Cage went to dinner with him after the movie was done shooting when Jim was just being himself. It was like, you got like a different look in your eyes, man. Like,
Yeah.
I can't be here. And like when you scare off Nicolas Cage,
Right.
Yeah.
you've done something wrong.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That was. Yeah.
It said he was gone in like 60 seconds. He was so.
Drum roll.
I read a
Wait,
book
where's the drums?
about, I read a book about Andy Kaufman, and the guy who wrote it was Andy Kaufman's like writing partner, and like he was like the only person that was in on the jokes
Yep.
that Andy Kaufman had.
Really?
Yeah, he was like his only like trustee sidekick.
With
or
like the
whatever.
wrestling thing, like
Yeah,
basically
the
anything he did, like
he
this
knew-
was only there was only
yeah.
one person that was down the loop.
Yeah, Bob Zamuda. He was the only one that knew about the wrestling bit. He knew about some of the jokes that he was doing on stage, and like just like he was just the only like he would like be like the plant in the audience for whatever, and like I don't know, he would tell stories about and like apparently like Andy Kaufman was like a vegetarian. He didn't drink. He didn't smoke. He'd meditate a lot, but he also had his alter ego Tony Hinchcliffe, where
Yeah, is that the guy with the mustache?
Tony Clifton, and where
His alter ego's Tony Hinchcliffe.
yeah, and I was like Tony Clifton, where he has a mustache. He's like the biggest asshole on the
Yep.
planet, and he will eat steaks and drink and like smoke a pack of cigarette and everything.
It makes you wonder if he was just so genius that he thought, I'm a comedian. If I make up, if I act as if I've got another alter ego character that I'm going to play, then I can go out and I can eat the foods that I don't normally or drink. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes you wonder. Cause
the way I
like,
read
how
the
far it
book,
goes.
the way I read the book, I think it was just I don't know. It was just like the way he. Well, like I think he just wanted an outlet where he could be the biggest asshole he wants.
Right.
Yeah.
Where in Andy Kaufman, where in real life he's like a really sweet.
Which is insanely intelligent if you think about it, because he
Yeah.
basically rebranded himself,
But-
gave himself a whole new name, and then
Yeah.
got to act out as.
Yeah.
But one thing in the story was like because like Tony said he was Tony would eat and drink all those things that were very bad for you, and he was like a vegetarian and stuff. One thing he would do, there's like this weird cleansing thing in the Eastern culture where you get like this
Butt chug.
where you get this cheesecloth, like this 15-foot long cheesecloth, and you just start swallowing it, and then you
do
poop
a
it out.
handstand and they
and it's
put a
supposed
beer
to,
bong
like-
up your asshole.
Yeah.
Wait, so you poop it and then they pull it out of you?
I mean, like, you poop it out, and then maybe you start pulling it out, or you just let it pull
Guys,
out.
I'm a little constipated. I got a cheesecloth blocking me.
But yeah, it's supposed to
Cheesecloth.
just like clean out your
Wow.
stomach, and it's supposed to it's like a cleansing thing and everything. And I just remember reading that, and just like, holy shit! It's like, and he was like, I've seen him do it multiple times,
Wow.
and like, it's like the fact that he's willing to put himself through that, or just so he could continue doing that bit or whatever.
Holy shit, dude.
So it's just like, what the fuck?
And I wonder if he was like always like that, or if it was after he got like the media attention. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
how,
Yeah.
kind of like how like Jim Carrey is obviously known for being
Yeah.
way out there and like
Yeah.
woke and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like same with
Yeah.
like Shia LaBeouf, for instance. I'm a
Yeah.
huge fan of him. Like
Yeah.
I think he's awesome. He's another guy that was like wildly famous and then
Yeah.
kind of like lost it for a while, and
Yeah.
now he's back, and I'm a bigger fan of him than I've ever been. You know, like you guys ever seen Hot Ones on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like his episode of that's probably my favorite Hot Ones
yeah.
ever. You know, like because he's just such a real guy. Like he treats.
Yeah.
He treats, and I like how he comments. He's always like,
Yeah.
yeah, "That's a really cool question, man. That's,
Yeah.
I like that you've done like that. That's a great question." But anyway, like I like
Yeah.
that he takes the time to recognize that it's someone across from him that just because he's maybe not paid the same or doesn't have the same notoriety, he's still, like, hey man, like he appreciates the work he put into that production,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, exactly.
And like Peanut Butter Falcon, that was a great movie.
I still gotta see that movie.
It's amazing.
Well, I don't
Honey
know.
Boy, I still
Have you
gotta
seen
see,
that
too.
movie? Was it that Shia LaBeouf did
That's what
that
I
he
heard.
like directed and
Honey
wrote? Where like it
Where
was
he
kind of
plays
like
his dad.
yeah.
Yep, that's Honey Boy.
Yeah, so
That's
like
good as well.
yeah, so like you look at that, yeah, and like you know, like I know like
iRobot.
people were just like saying, "Oh, Shia LaBeouf is crazy," and like he
Yeah, look what he went through.
yeah, exactly. So it's just like, you know what, this is I wouldn't yeah, like it's obvious like it's not completely accurate of his life of
Yeah,
his,
exactly.
but it's based on it, and like
Yeah. Well, he
there's-
even said when he called his dad, because he did an interview, and he's like, "Yeah, I had to call my dad and be like, hey, Dad, I'm writing a movie.
yeah.
I'm gonna play you."
No, he said that he said Mel Gibson was gonna play him.
Oh
and then-
yeah,
and then he
that's
lied,
what it was.
and
That's
then
hilarious.
and then he was
Because
like,
his dad loves Mel Gibson, so he
Yeah.
thought he'll be okay with that, and
Yeah.
it really was Shia doing it. Yeah, it's a powerful movie. So you have watched it then?
yeah, and like you know what, like I loved the Even Steven show.
Yep.
And then
Oh,
like,
dude, that's when I first.
and then
First
when
introduction.
Holes came out, I was like, that's
One
that
of
was
the.
a
I
great
still fucking
movie.
love that
That's
movie.
still a movie.
That's
that
still a
that
good
still
movie.
holds up, to
Yep.
be honest.
Yeah, man.
And then
What
I
does
actually enjoy the
B.I.G.
Transformers.
spell?
Yeah, I actually
Bam!
enjoyed the
Spells dick.
Transformers movies.
So did I.
Like when he was in it, I was like,
Me
yeah,
too.
Charlie Buff,
That was
what's up?
when the Transformers movies were good.
Before Mark
Like,
Wahlberg came
Yeah,
in.
dude, like the last Shia LaBeouf Transformers, like you could tell it was starting to get.
They were all
it
good
was starting
before
to get-
Megan
It-
Fox.
well, I
starting
mean-
to get
Plastic
overdone,
surgery.
but then the second the main cast changes, it's
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's like the first one is
like
like,
change- it's
the
like-
first one was exciting because it was just like a badass, you know, cars that are aliens. It's just like a great,
yeah,
it's
you
a great
saw the
movie
whole
when you're
thing.
like a teenager. You're just like, yeah, this is badass.
Nick
and then,
Swardson
like-
has a joke that to best fuck
Yeah.
with stoners in the audience, they should have opened the movie with based on a true story.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Like, when did that happen?
but I don't know. Like, I feel like, yeah, I think he's a cool dude. And then like, I remember when there's like that song on YouTube, Actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf, where like Shia LaBeouf is like a cannibal that it's gonna kill you and eat you.
Yeah,
And like the whole
Really?
song is just
Yeah.
about that. And then like they made the music video where there's like a kids choir, then there's like another choir,
yeah, they have big
and then
paper
there's
mache
ballet
faces
dance.
of
There's like a
Shia.
ballet dancer and an orchestra
They have
and everything.
there's a whole production.
Yeah, and then at
all
the
about Shia.
yeah,
Huh.
all about Shia LaBeouf, and then like at the end of it, Shia LaBeouf is in the audience, and
He's
he's
the
doing,
only one in the
and he's doing like the Citizen Kane thing where he's just like clapping, and then like he rises, he stands up and like claps even harder, and then he just sits and like the fact that he's willing to make a joke of, he's willing to laugh at himself. That
Right,
just shows
yes.
that all right, he's in a good place.
Yeah, like they're during his just do it
Yeah,
phase of life. That was
He actually explained what that was about.
yeah,
He said that it was a conference that they went to,
yeah,
and basically they had like, there was a one of the stands or like the booths that was like meme makers.
Yeah.
and they're like, he said that those were specifically made for the purpose of
meme. Yeah,
making him famous.
that's
again.
hilarious.
yeah,
Because like they knew it was gonna be so outlandish and ridiculous that people would make fun of it, but that would mean he was relevant again.
Yeah, true.
And
Yeah.
so like it's genius. Like he was like basically he's like, yeah, let's do it. And he said they literally just sat there with the green screen and just did a
Yeah.
bunch of like speeches and like
Yeah.
different like they said like be really expressive and bold and like
Yeah.
so he was, and it made him look crazy, but it brought his name back up. You know.
yeah. I mean, yeah, and then like I
That makes a lot
saw.
of sense, actually.
Yeah, I saw Honey Boy, and then I just like watched his other movie, Peanut Butter Falcon.
That's so good.
That's just a really
It was
and-
super
feel-good
funny
movie.
hearing a movie called The Peanut Butter Falcon
Yeah.
coming out because I listened to the podcast How Did This Get Made, where they talk about bad movies,
yeah,
and some new movies have been on there. Hint, hint.
Yeah, yeah.
Was
go check
Uncut
'em out.
Gems on there?
How was that?
Uncut Gems.
No.
That's the new Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah,
That
that is
was
a
a-
new one.
that-
That is true.
yeah. The first time
That
I
was
watched
not.
it.
That was
Yeah,
not
the
on there.
first
I
time
don't
I
think
saw
it.
it.
I
think
liked
it's.
it.
I think it's got too many. It's got too many good reviews. That it's more. It would be more likely be on Unspooled. Which
See,
is,
it's got bad reviews as far as the people go, but Rotten Tomatoes gave it like a 92.
Yeah, that's.
%,
Yeah,
which-
I haven't had the chance to watch
Dude,
it. But I've been
dude,
meaning to.
I mean, it's on Netflix, so yeah.
That's it. Yeah,
Is it on
which is.
Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Fuck,
put it
I
on
just
Netflix.
bought it for
yeah.
$12.
Well, I mean,
Well, it won't
I
be
mean,
on Netflix forever.
I mean, yeah,
For a while,
eventually
it
they're
was
gonna
only
be
on
like
Canadian Netflix.
I don't know, like I just bought Parasite on DVD.
Was that good?
That one?
That's on Hulu.
Yeah,
That won a bunch of awards, didn't it?
it won
Academy
Best
Award?
Picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say like the first time you watch it, I mean, like when you first start watching it, you're kind of like, what the fuck? Cause it's all
I like
in
subtitles.
it's all in Korean,
Yeah.
and so it's just
I always have subtitles on anyway.
Exactly.
I have a hard
Always.
time. I always find myself. I don't like having
me a better
subtitles
reader.
because I can. Nice. That's how I learned to read.
Yes.
Is watching movies. But I typically have never liked having subtitles because I just prefer to kind of hear them say it.
See, I didn't
get in
like
the
it because
moment.
I was such
But
a
I-
slow reader before that it would
Yeah.
distract me from the scene.
Yeah.
I was never like appreciating visually what was happening
Yeah.
or the nonverbal
Yeah.
cues between the characters. I was just trying to read it, but like living in an apartment, having kids, having a girlfriend that wanted to go to bed early, but I wanted to, I just got used to having subtitles on with the volume low. But even now, like with the volume up, like if I'm by myself with my 5.1 surround sound, I'm still at the volume cranked up and the subtitles on. I just like it.
I know people like that.
And sometimes it gives things away. Sometimes subtitles actually fuck the movie up because if there's something that's supposed to be muttered under your breath that you're not supposed to fully understand, that's supposed to come and like play late, like they do a callback to it.
Yeah.
And then it's like you get to see what that person said under their breath, and it's like, oh, it's supposed to
Yeah.
make sense at that time, but you already
Yeah.
read it out loud.
Well,
You're
and
like,
plus
Well,
the problem with subtitles can be is sometimes it's not accurate because like Narcos, I've never seen Narcos, but I had heard recently that Narcos, like the translation is like almost like college style. Someone who doesn't speak
Oh, yeah.
Spanish, who, with slang and everything.
Yeah.
And so when someone will say something, they'll translate it wrong, and so like you're not actually hearing what they're
Yep.
actually trying to say. And so which the example I heard was about like if you don't, it was something along the lines of, you don't do this, I'm gonna fuck your mother, or like or whatever. But it was like, but the actual translation was a lot longer and more intricate and had more detail. It was like a much deeper insult, but like at the same time it was like, it hit properly and had proper slang
Right.
and stuff if it was translated correctly.
because it sounds
So that can also be a problem, and a lot of plus I've met a lot of people who watch anime, and they're like, yeah, you gotta watch it with subtitles. You watch it in Japanese and just read subtitles.
It's funny because one of the comedians brought up anime a while back,
Oh yeah.
and they're like, how many anime fans are in the crowd? And I was like,
Yeah.
so I was like, where's this going? Like, 'cause,
Right.
like, there's a reason why I sit where I sit because like
Yeah.
I don't mind being picked on. Like
Yeah.
that's why I go. Like if I can help make whoever's performing set more effective, I'm there for
Yeah,
that. Like,
exactly.
use me.
Yeah.
And the guy asked, and I don't remember like where it went, but it was basically he was more or less kind of making fun of anime, which is fine because like all my friends think it's dumb that because like I watch the Attack on Titan series,
That was huge.
Death Note.
I just started
Death Note I
watching
finished.
One Punch Man.
Oh
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
I watched like 5 or so episodes of that. My
Yeah.
cousin had it. That's good.
I've been told that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about checking it
Yeah,
out.
it's just ridiculous.
Also-
I
hair
got
falls
a Funko. I don't know if you might have seen my post. I got a Funko Pop.
Is that those things
of-
with the big teeth and they're ugly?
No, Funko Pop is like the little collectible figurines where they got a big head and a little body, and it's like the body's and it's all representative of just like a certain character from
Right.
something. And I got one of One Punch Man. I can show you a picture. I had gotten one of One Punch Man. I've never seen the show, but it's literally the
You
dude.
poser.
It's just like I know. It's just a completely bald guy. I just have it for clout. It's just like it's
It's like all those girls wearing Slayer T-shirts.
Yeah,
You have
exactly.
no
It's like,
idea.
you've never
Yeah.
listened to Slayer.
Yeah.
But it's like
In
it's
one
like
song.
it's a bald figurine with like very thin pencil thin eyebrows, like just
Yep.
like the eyes and the nose, because One Punch Man doesn't have
Yeah, all his hair fell off.
features, and he's just wearing a hoodie and jeans with shoes, and it's got the hoodie also has like technically it's supposed to look like boobs because it's like this and then just dots and then it has like writing above it. But it's supposed to look like boobs, but it also looks exactly like Matthew Jacobson
Yeah.
from the comedy scene. And so I
Oh,
I
the tall,
bought
thin,
it.
bald dude from Des
Yeah.
Moines. Yeah.
And so I bought it and posted it online. I was like, yeah, I just got my new Funko Pop of Matthew Jacobson.
That's hilarious.
Guy's really killing it. and then he commented like, now I will never have to wonder what I look like as a Funko Pop. He's like, I used to wonder what I used to always wanted to have my likeness as a Lego figurine. And then he realized that if you just have like the generic Lego man head and then take the wig off, it's him.
That's
That's
awesome.
So I was like, I'm sorry, that sounds like a very dissatisfying,
I made my,
unsatisfying way to realize your dream.
for,
Because he said it was his dream.
for my brother's birthday, last year I gave him a Lego that looked exactly like him.
Yeah.
Like who?
I would
Him?
fucking love
Yeah,
that.
of himself, yeah.
Really?
There's like
That's
a thing.
super
There's
cool.
like a thing online where I think it was for like $15. You can make your own Lego.
Like you just
That's
send a picture
sick.
of your family member or whoever. and be like,
No, it's just like they just give you different options of like facial expressions and hair and outfits and stuff like that. And
Nice.
it's
that's
just-
super cool.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have to check that out.
So like and he's a guy.
It's gonna be your birthday present.
He has a beard, curly hair, and glasses. And I was just like,
Your brother does?
Yeah,
That's like polar opposite of you.
yeah,
A
yeah,
curly
beard,
hair.
beard, no glasses, and straight hair.
yeah.
Yeah, because you have wavy hair.
Yeah, he has like curly
Okay.
hair. Mine's more wavy. Yeah.
Jealous.
I got the solid white man.
Dude,
fro.
your hair could be like we could make your hair great.
Oh yeah.
You have what's his name? Patrick Mahomes, from the quarterback for
Oh,
the
yeah.
Chiefs. You have his hair, and he has bomb ass hair. 'Cause
True.
He cuts it right, man.
Yeah. I go to a lady who I've kind of finally learned how I can cut it to make it look all right.
I love that. So if this podcast like ever were like to get like big and a bunch of notoriety, and like because I love listening to podcasts and hearing their voices and wondering what do they look like. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like and then like I listen to a lot of Crime Junkie.
Yeah.
And so I had to look up like what's it actually look like, you know? And I was always surprised, but like right there.
I always have to look up what
I
they look
love like when they give like when the guests or the co-hosts give like kind of descriptors accidentally, like I just did of the host.
Yeah.
Because it's always like, what do they look like? And then right there I just said like I'm like, you have Patrick Mahomes hair. So like so right there they're gonna be
Yeah.
like, oh okay, so he's got curly hair. Like 'cause
Right,
maybe
yeah.
right now someone's listening 2 years from now, maybe they heard episode 87 and you're
Yeah.
really famous right now and you don't
Yeah.
know that
I
because you
mean,
were on
yeah.
2020.
I mean, like
and
the
they're going back and listening and they're like they haven't looked you up just yet, but you got a big following and they're like, oh, he's got curly hair, and then they finally just find you on Instagram.
Right, yeah.
And they're like,
yeah. I mean, there's like
That's
some
true, that-
podcasts.
I'm underwhelmed.
It's a good.
I mean, I've noticed that
look anything
podcasts.
like him.
I've noticed that like podcasts have now
so
like
white.
they started putting cameras on and they're just uploading it on YouTube.
Yeah.
'cause
Uh-huh.
It's just a bigger platform and stuff.
I wonder if that was
I'm
gonna
gonna
happen
do
today.
that soon. The
wonder if
problem
Yeah.
is
that
I'm gonna
happened
get a
today.
camera because right now I have like the webcam, but
Yeah.
like, it'd be so much to like have this all set up and then also have
mean,
the laptop play so
I have a
well
nice
that
tripod
it's
I
got
got
us
for
in
free.
camera.
Like, I mean,
doesn't
like
have,
the
you know-
like the Joe Rogan podcast. Like, I don't have to watch a video of it. Like,
No.
Yeah, I'll put it on and go to sleep to it because
yeah, I'll
I'll
put it-
watch
like
it.
if anything, you can just Google what they look like real quick and then
yeah, exactly. And then like sometime when they're talking, they might like bring up something or Jamie will be like posting something. I'm like, all right.
Right, like okay, yeah, like he'll be like,
Okay,
hey,
maybe,
Jamie,
like,
Jamie,
when I, yeah,
pull up
and
the
I'll be
picture
like,
of that.
all right, when I go on YouTube, I will
Jamie's a
try to
bomb
get
at
to that glimpse. I'll try to get to that part of the episode and try to see
Right.
what's happening.
Yeah.
But other than that, I usually just listen to it.
Yep.
But it's your mom's house that I have to like watch it.
Oh,
And-
you have to fucking watch a video of
Oh,
your
you
mom's
sent me
house.
an email on that.
yeah,
Yep.
Have you seen your mom's house?
I haven't yet,
dude.
It's funny because it was like 3 days
100%
ago. I went through my email and I was like,
yeah,
Cooper sent me an email.
yeah.
And I looked, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we talked to Time Out, and he sent me a
Yeah.
link to this." And I was like, "Yeah, I haven't watched it yet."
Your
Yeah,
mom's
I
house is
apologize,
the
but-
best, dude. They have on
It's-
that they like because they'll be sent and we'll find videos of insane people and then
Yeah.
do a whole TikTok segment of Christina P.
Yeah.
Because she set her algorithm on TikTok to be
That's
insane people.
Yeah.
And so
Really?
it's all the sub genres of TikTok. There's no some 17-year-old chick
Like,
shaking her ass in high school in
Yeah,
her
yeah.
bedroom,
None of that,
like
yeah.
lip syncing,
No,
like all that
like,
bullshit. This is like people
They
doing their own shit.
like they will find
And it's all
videos. They enjoy the horrific things in the world. Like they enjoy like the video. There's videos
We talked about
of
this that one night.
there's like
Yeah.
videos
Made me
of
feel a lot better
guys.
about myself.
There's like videos of guys who are just like really creepy, like saying like, "Hey, I want to have sex. I want to have sex with a girl,"
want some
and like
titties in
he
my face.
posting it on YouTube.
Oh,
and
okay,
then
for everyone listening, we did not talk about this that night.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's like, and then
Let
there's-
me eat you one time.
and then
Put your pussy lips on live. I'll give you
You sleep for 3
$1,000.
days,
Yeah.
my baby.
And then there's what was it? There's like
We
it was
are outta
last
here.
episode. There was a video of a guy who like walks into like a just like a store, and like he was obviously from California because he had like swim trunks, no shirt, and he had a towel around his neck. And there's like, "Sir, you can't be in here. First of all,
No shooting or service.
yeah, like first of all, you should be wearing a shirt, but also you need to be wearing a mask because we asked everyone to wear a mask, and he keeps like saying, I have a medical excuse to not wear a mask. I'm like, well, then you can't. That's not without policy.
Yeah, then use GoPuff.
Yeah,
right.
And
and they
then-
keep telling me you have to order online, and then like
Yeah.
they have all these implemented
Yeah.
strategies. And he's saying like, I use cash money, and he calls a girl retarded, and he
Yeah.
calls her a little girl, and then the second he says something, they go, "Are you?" And he goes, "Watch your mouth."
Yeah.
And it's like, and he's like,
Yeah.
and then he walks in and starts getting closer, and then he does this thing where he's like kind of adjusts his hat, and he's got like an alcoholic's
Like he's
meth
squaring
user.
up to the guy.
Like no, it's just he's the only one you really see because there's a guy in the back who's like, my husband is a somethinologist, like a doctor, and he's like, he can
Gynecologist.
He like, I know for sure that there is no
it's like
medical
a
excuse to
BS
not wear a
medical reason. Like, and he's just like, my husband or whatever, and he's just like, your husband. And he's like,
Yeah,
let me
that
take
was
a
the thing
good.
he stopped
And then all of a sudden he's like, let me take a good look at you.
So the guy with no shirt called this guy for being homosexual.
But
Yeah.
when this guy goes, my husband
Yeah.
is a doctor, he goes, your husband.
So the
Yeah.
guy with the
It
guy
was
with no
like,
shirt
so-
said, "Your husband."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at one point he was like, I'm gonna have fun with this one.
Yeah, this
And
is
like,
after he's taken a few steps into the store, and he
So
stopped.
was
He's
trying
like,
to troll.
he's
Yeah.
wearing a fanny pack, and he's got like just like a towel over his shoulder. And
Yeah.
he's wearing like a ball
He
cap.
was-
But he's got like long, like dead hair.
Yeah.
And
Long,
so
sun fried.
yeah, so it's like you can tell like he doesn't take care of himself. He's probably on
Yeah.
drugs, currently on drugs, a long-time drug user, and is likely drunk at this moment.
By the way,
Yeah.
this is very off subject, but just you brought up drugs, and I love the description you gave of yourself during one of your routines that I watched about being like the adult version of the Rugrats version of
Yeah.
Chucky that discovered marijuana.
yeah,
it's
Chucky
so
the-
accurate, man. Like
Chucky the later years after
Yes.
he found weed. Yeah.
all grown
I
up.
like Dexter's Laboratory, but if Dexter was really into meth.
Yes.
If it was a
that
meth
too.
lab, yeah.
Yeah.
That was Matt Jacobson, who's because I went up and I said Matthew Jacobson looks like if Matthew Jacobson was in Star Wars, he'd be Leukemia Skywalker.
Oh my
And-
God! Why did I miss
and-
that one?
And so so Matt Jacobson went up on stage after and was like, "You look like
Leukemia
you look like
Skywalker,
Dexter."
that's-
He goes, "You look
that's
like
good.
Dexter's meth lab." I
Yeah.
was like, it was good.
It's funny because like it's true.
Yeah.
Like both
Oh, yeah.
on both sides of
Yeah.
things. Like
I remember.
Oh, yeah.
I remember.
I'm 100% open to people coming
Yeah.
up with.
honestly,
unique
that's why I'm
ways
scared to
describe
get
it.
involved in the I'm not.
I
Scared,
went to
Yeah.
send Greg Roman.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
I
the
remember
I went
one
to send.
night.
I went to send
I
Greg
remember at-
Romans a picture of myself for advertisement for promo for the showcase.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, give me a little bit to get a picture," because
Yeah.
I was trying to find one and I didn't because I didn't have anything ready. And
Right.
then Dave Kilbride in the messenger sends just a picture of Chucky from the Rugrats. He goes, "This is Jordan." I was like,
is
you know what? That's
awesome.
better than anything I have
Yeah,
right now.
I remember at timeout I was doing this bit and I was just like, you know what? I've been starting comedy for a little bit, so I'm still, learning how to do this. And one thing I need to work on is dealing with hecklers. So everybody start giving me your worst heckles and like they would say you suck, and then I was just like, hey, I disagree with your opinion, and just
But I respect
just
it.
being dumb with
Right.
that. And then I was like, hey Matt, give me a heckle, and he was just pretend to like mouth. He was just mouthing.
I was there for that one.
Yeah, and then
I
we
thought that was at Mother's.
no, it was
It's
at
like
yeah,
it
no,
was
it
like-
was at timeout. And I remember, when we did the hot minutes, I just bashed him for being, and I was just like, "You're bald!" Like I just screamed, "You're bald!"
you're bald.
Yeah,
You're fucking bald.
and I was just like, "Oh, don't you enjoy wearing hats as a fashion statement, and not because you're bald?"
Not because you have to cover your shiny sunburned
Yeah,
head.
don't you love putting sunscreen on just your face and not your entire head? And I was just like bashing him for that, and then we were doing the hot minutes, and I was like, "Can I just go up again and do another minute of bashing Matt?"
Yeah.
And
Did they prove it?
and then Cody was like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck." And then Matt comes on stage again, and I do it
back and
again, and
forth.
I just keep bashing him.
Uh-huh.
And
That is
then
awesome.
Matt goes on, and then he does an impression of me because I guess I don't you don't realize you have a weird voice until someone makes fun of your voice.
You
I'm
do
like,
have a weird
I-
voice, but it's a very cool voice. It's
Yeah.
very niche. Like it's gonna work well for you. It's
Yeah.
one of the things that's gonna honestly gonna make you very successful.
I'm gonna have a successful.
I thought it
I'm
was
gonna
an
have
act.
a quick. I'm gonna have a quick success, and then all of a sudden it's all gonna be taken away from me right away.
Well,
Well, I mean, how would you ever hear about it?
I'm glad you brought it up because when I first saw you, Cooper perform,
Cooper, don't go.
The night I first
Cooper,
saw
no.
Cooper's
Please,
totally
I didn't
walking
mean
away.
it. Oh God, he threw the amp over. Oh wow, oh
Not
wow,
the
that
dog.
couch
Leave,
is
leave the
dusty.
dog alone. No, I was kidding. No, but the night that I first saw you perform, I was like, man, this guy's really fucking got what it takes. Like, because like before I'd ever been to a live event.
He's got it. Well, and that's the thing is that we have very different styles, and so that's like
Right.
that's a big thing that draws me to watching him. Is that it's like I'm not gonna like if I said like say like Dustin, like if Dustin goes up, I love watching Dustin, but at the same time I can kind of be like we have like a similar kind of vibe, like kind of rhythm to us where we're trying to like kind of like trying to build. So I don't even know how to describe it really, but we're not so much on the ridiculous side as much as like even if we would want to be, like we have trouble kind of
Right,
finding
it's
that
not in some
weird
people.
angle.
Yeah.
But then but then obviously you have that style too, where you're so good at having like the like it's like it's almost like a sketch.
Yeah, it's like
That kind of thing, and I fucking that kind of shit kills me.
Yeah.
So I love watching you perform.
Well,
and
it was
I know I'm really buttering your toast.
Yeah, well,
but,
no,
you know.
it was just because
Buttering
you
your
know, like
toast.
when you go to the open
Butter
mics and
toast.
you're like 20th on the list, and you're just stuck there, and you have to like
you
watch.
have to watch all the other successes. I always
Ye-
think about that. Like, if you see someone go up and kill it, is that honestly more intimidating than? So
Uh,
say someone's like up maybe one or two right before you go up.
I mean, I
and
would.
they just absolutely knock out of the park. Does that add a bunch
I would
of pressure?
say it is at first, but
can.
then it's just really just like hoping. It's just really just relying on the material, because like.
Because you can either A, look at it like, damn, they killed it, I have a lot to live up to, or B, this crowd's warmed up now. Like,
Yeah.
I
let me
always
slay
try to
this
look
shit.
at it in the way where if someone does well, I need to take that as a reason to work harder.
Yeah.
Never, I should. If I find myself getting jealous, I try to slap myself out of it. I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
Stop,
I have to
fucking
show you
stop.
guys this.
Your whole act is gonna you're gonna ruin your whole fucking.
Yeah.
You're gonna ruin your whole set if you
Yeah.
start getting your head about being
And
jealous.
look,
that they-
yeah, but what I did was just like you know, like when you're waiting for 20 comics to be done so you can go on, you have to sit there and watch, and like there's some nights where I'm like everyone is saying the same type of jokes.
Yep.
Like I remember I heard like 8 comics, they talk about weed and they talk about ancestry and 23andMe and like Hitler and stuff, and I was just like, all right, I'm not gonna do. All right, I'm just gonna not do these jokes because I'm just like, all right, because they're all saying it, and like
Yep.
even if I have like a good, if I think I have like a good like take on it,
It's already been touched on.
Yeah, so I'm
touched,
just
yeah.
like, all right, I'm just gonna be weird and
Yeah.
silly, and just because like so that
Exactly.
way,
That's what sets you apart.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like the whole point is just find a way to set you apart from everyone else.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, and it works. It works. Like, when I first saw you, I thought that the way you talked was a part of your act.
yeah,
I think I even might have asked you about it, I think. And you're like, oh, no, I'm partially deaf. Like, I have hearing loss. And I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
And, like, that alone in itself, like, even though we didn't call it out as that at the time, that's comedy in itself. The fact that, like, I thought that was a part of your act.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. That was just part of you being you.
Yeah.
And that's what
I remember
It
I had
works
to
so
like
good,
I had
yeah.
to take like a speech class growing up. Like I had like a speech therapist, and like I had to like the silent like CH and SH. I always had a struggle with that. And like I remember when I moved here to Iowa, I remember I went to a baseball game. And I was just talking, and like someone said, "Are you from Ireland or something?" And I was just like, and I was just like, "Yeah."
I was gonna say, I'd be like, yep.
Yeah, I was
At
just
some
like,
point in the bloodline.
I was just like, "Yeah, I'm from Ireland." Yeah, and it's just like, "Oh, my lady," and it's just like,
oh, my
I was like, I was born
Pour me another
there.
pint.
I was,
Oh, but
yeah,
we
yeah. I was
still
just like,
have
I
a
was
pint
born
date
there,
that
but I moved when I was young. So, but it's still like kind of in me.
You
Whatever.
should be like, we had to outrun the war.
yeah.
It was getting too crazy there.
but-
And just see if they're like, oh, I'm glad.
Ever
I'm glad
since the
you're here.
potato famine,
yeah,
Yeah.
my family's been
Ever since
here
we put wheels on the
overseas.
potato.
Yeah.
I've
That's
never
a
gone a
callback.
day, never gone a day without a potato.
Full circle, full
Yeah,
circle.
Thank you guys.
Oh yeah, I've been drinking Guinness ever since I was 7 years old now.
Drinking
It's just, it's just.
I prefer it at room
I
temperature.
feel like you need your cardigan on and a
Yeah.
cigar to
Yeah.
pull that off.
I mean,
That's fucking. It makes sense. You bring up fucking Ireland again. This motherfucker's been drinking beer at room temperature all night like a savage.
I don't know why. I prefer it that way. But as I'm
I
getting
don't know why
older,
either.
I don't. My dad thinks I'm
So-
adopted.
so like when you go to bar, do you ask for like, hey, give me a beer, but then just leave it?
Can you microwave that? Is what I tell him. No.
Yeah. Do you have any beers you guys haven't put away yet? Give me
Yeah,
those.
hey, do you guys have any back in the back room that you just haven't stocked yet?
Right,
in the
yeah,
cooler?
yeah.
No, I drink a cold at the bar.
Okay.
And there are times like I'll get off work and be like, I'm glad I have some beer in the fridge because I like them cold. But
Yeah.
like most
Maybe-
of the time, I just like them room temperature, like 70 degrees.
To me, the best beer is just like after you did like a bunch of like physical labor, or like if you're
the best beer.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. You want me to tell you like what my go-to would be?
What?
Is that what you're asking?
No. Like
Oh.
I'm just saying like when like you know like if I'm like painting the deck or just like
Yep.
I'm out in the sun all day.
Then a cold beer.
like, that cold beer.
Yep.
That's like
When
to me
you've had your shirt off all day, the
Yeah.
sweat's starting to cause
Yeah.
the sun to
Yep.
glisten off your muscles.
And if you're mad,
and
your head's blistered
your
now.
firm tits.
Yeah, I remember. I remember doing that hurricane. 3 about branches, 3 of the limbs on different trees fell. Like
During the
just-
derecho?
Yeah, and so we like spent like once like it was all like kind of like early in the morning and the afternoon, and then like once around like 2 or 3, it like stopped raining and it was just sunny and everything. It just passed. So that's when we just started getting the chainsaw and like sometimes the chainsaw wasn't work, so we would use like the handsaw and just shake that, and then just dragging branches and limbs and logs and like putting it over there, and then like right afterwards
Were you drinking Coors Banquet earlier? Is that what I saw?
yeah,
Coors Banquet.
Is that like a full flavored Coors? I've never had it before.
I don't know, it was just there.
Was it good?
I guess so.
So is Coors your primary beer of choice?
No, I would say my primary beer is PBR.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
Pabst. For me, if it has to be a beer, I probably lean Roofies, just because it's been one of the ones I've tried where I was like, this
Roofies?
is so bad.
So you
Roofie.
remember Cosby? Oh, sorry. No.
I'm a big fan of
Yeah.
his work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
with
love
the-
to put the. Okay, sorry.
I always order it as a Jello shot.
Oh my,
And I've-
the Jello shot.
But
Nice.
I like Roofies. Ruthie.
I never heard of it.
Yeah.
Is it a craft beer? It's like a local.
Yeah, it's more of like a.
I think it's like a Des Moines local.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe so. It's pretty good. But then I'm more of a liquor guy. Like I've discovered that there are good seltzers because White Claw
Oh, dude.
sucks buttholes.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
And so
Natural
I
Light
found-
makes a seltzer, and it's fucking delicious.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Natural
So
Light.
good.
Oh, I think I've tried one.
It's called like
of theirs.
the Catalina Lime mixer is what they call it.
Catalina Lime
I-
mix.
So good. So good.
realized
This is the
that-
fucking Catalina wine mix.
I don't know. I realize I'm a gulper.
fucking
Like I
Catalina
will
Light.
just like I don't know if I have like a drink, I like to just finish it right away.
Yep,
And
so,
like
same.
with beer, I can kind of do that, and like I'll get fucked up pretty easily.
Yeah, sometimes I get drunk too fast. I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
I still want to be at this event, but I need to
Yeah.
probably go home.
Right.
So
I'm drunk.
That's
I
a
don't
good way to
know.
pace
So
yourself.
I usually just try to do whiskey neat or like a glass of red wine. That's
Yeah.
usually just like like if you try to gulp red wine, you're just like you feel sick.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, that's what I did. Like, so my ex, which you guys both know, that's Amanda. We're now friends. She I liked wine before I started dating her. And actually, fun fact, she was my. We dated back when we were 19. Back in
Oh,
the
really?
day. She's my first love, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like there's always been like this weird draw between the two of us. We tried to date again, found out once again that this won't work. We hate each other, but we're still we still wanted to be around each other. So we decided recently, within the last I think that actually the first time we saw you guys again at open mic night was I think that was the first time we had actually hung out
As friends
in
and stuff.
6 or so months since we broke
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's been great. Like we have a really good understanding. But I didn't drink wine before, much
Yeah.
before her. I kind of liked it, but and she would get a whole bottle, and I would get a whole bottle,
Yeah.
and I would always finish mine. I would drink
Yeah.
just right out of the bottle, and a wine buzz hits so much differently.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
I got a little sleepy.
wine to me makes me what whiskey makes some people.
Really?
Just more I want to go do fun, crazy shit. Not,
Yeah.
I love whiskey.
Yeah.
I feel like with
Whiskey
I don't know
and Tito's
like
vodka.
yeah.
Tito's is good.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I do shots, I feel like I have to watch myself because if
Yeah.
someone gives me a shot,
Oh.
I'm like I need to watch myself
can-
because it's just I'm just gonna become a dick or something.
And I'll wake up
I
and
can
not want to look at
fucking-
my phone. 'Cause
Yeah,
what did I
I
send
can
last
fucking
night?
handle my alcohol. Let me tell you, dude. I grew up.
I like to think I can, but I don't think I can.
I drink, so
Anymore.
I mean, I built my tolerance, but at the same time, I remember the first time I drank. I didn't really it was a thing I was drinking a lot, and I didn't know how to determine being drunk. So I just
Yeah.
so it was
Yeah, because
a
when you
real
first
crash
start,
course.
you don't know it hits you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, the first time I went to first time I
wine
ever
sneaks
drank
up on
was at
you.
a
Yeah.
the first time I ever drank was at a college party, and like everyone, like I remember, like I had a Gatorade just by myself. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna have a crazy night. I'm drinking a Gatorade.
Oh god.
And then like
Is
I
it
took,
in you?
I'm gonna be
and
so
like I
hydrated.
took a couple, and then like I took a couple sips, and then all of a sudden my friend grabbed it and then
Poured
filled
UV
it back
blue?
up with vodka.
Yep.
And then like the guy, and then like one of the guys was like, "Hey, we're gonna play this game. It's called I Drink, You Drink, Go." And then like he just starts chugging his drink, so I start chugging mine. I was like, "Oh, this feels weird."
Yep.
And then I was just like, "I feel sleepy. I feel weird." And then like I remember the girl.
And then I woke
who
up in
hosted the-
Cosby's bed.
And then I remember the girl who hosted the party. She's like, "Here, let's just go to my room." And then like we started talking, and then we started making out. And then
And you're like, I suddenly love vodka
And
and,
she's like, I
Gatorade.
can't
And then,
do
like,
this.
someone-
And you were
and then,
like,
like-
I can't either. And she was like, now I want to do it.
And then like someone, and then like
So
someone
deep.
gave me another drink, and I started drinking more. And then like that girl that I just spent time with, her best friend was like, "Here, come on the dance floor," and she was grinding on me. And then she just grabbed me and started like making out with me.
Damn.
And I was like, all right. And then I go
Good
upstairs.
fucking night.
yeah, you're like, thank
And
you,
then, like-
alcohol.
And then like
God
I go
damn.
upstairs and I
That's
have
a hell of
another
a first
drink, and I sit
experience.
on-
Like, is this alcohol for everybody?
No shit,
and,
mine was
and
all
then like
dudes.
I sit
I'm
on
gonna
a
be an
couch,
alcoholic.
and then like some guy who's like senior in college, he was like, "All right, I'm gonna like," since they knew that this was my first college party, she was
Right.
like, "All right, we're gonna blast this kid. Like we're gonna
fucking
we're gonna,
alcohol
we're
poisoning.
gonna get you fucked up, but also we're gonna make you have a fun time." And he sent two girls.
Well, that's good at least.
And he's like sent two girls over to come kiss me, and I'm like, all
Eh.
right. So I'm just like, oh, this is what it is. You just get fucked up.
You're like,
and
this is what my parents drink. I get it.
Yeah.
Dad, I understand.
And
I
I,
wonder I have so
yeah,
many
and
siblings.
then like, and that's what I thought. It was like, oh, you just get fucked up at parties, and then you can just act like that. You can just, and then like,
What kind of? Oh my god, I have so many questions.
It was a-
This is what I love about my brain now that
Yeah.
I've like embraced my analytical nature. Is that I hear that a guy sent two girls to kiss you, and I go,
Yeah.
"What the fuck is his story?"
I know.
And he
Right.
just has the power of a couple chicks to be like, "Go
I know.
make out with
Was
him."
he a
I
pimp?
know.
Like,
Was
like,
this guy a
are you a
pimp?
drug dealer? Like, are you
Right.
like, are you like early phase?
it was
Scarface?
a. Well,
you have his number?
It was,
Right.
like,
Like, do you
everybody
have- do you have
there was
control
like
over
a
them with
theater.
coke?
Everyone there was like a theater major, so it was like a theater party.
Oh, and you
Really?
know they're freaky,
Yeah.
man.
They are freaky people.
Well, entertainers in general are just more outgoing,
yeah,
risky as
Yeah.
far as like just social, especially like social
yeah.
events and like out, just being
They're less
outgoing.
likely to be like.
Yeah, because we're always
scared.
hungry for the next. Because you get a huge rush and a huge high of entertaining and performing. Like, so we're always looking for
Yeah.
more, like
Yeah.
that next edge, like what's gonna make
Keep
you
it
know.
going.
Yeah, like it's. I've
I
never.
am 100% in that.
Yeah, I've never been more
I've never
of
been
an
more happy.
extremist
I've
than
never
I
been more
was
happy.
after I became like after I joined this band and like started
Yeah.
like I remember my first show ever. I thought like we were talking about earlier. I thought I was gonna pass out. The stage lights were so bright that I was like, I can't see anybody anyway. This is great.
I know.
We start playing, my eyes adjust. Everybody that I cared about was front row, and I was like, oh my god. And it went well, thankfully. But like, I don't know if you're okay with talking about drugs on the show,
100%.
but okay, cool. So, one time I did.
Police, open the door.
Boom, DEA. No,
we're just gonna. I'll just make a disclaimer here. All of this is alleged and could possibly be used as
yes.
comedic or
These
storytelling.
stories may be
proper,
fictional.
So this may or may not be true. But
Yes.
either way, you cannot prove it. So shut
Yeah,
the
take
fuck
it
up
however
and
you
just
want
enjoy
it.
The story.
But one day we.
Oh, I'm lying the entire time.
Yeah.
This is
None of this is true.
My name is actually
this,
Jim.
This isn't my house. This is a stranger's house.
Yeah, pretty soon like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Cooper
Yeah.
doesn't actually have
Hey, what
hearing
the
loss.
fuck are you doing in my garage?
The hearing aids are just headphones.
What
Yeah.
are you doing? Hey, what are you doing in my house?
Blasting Cardi B the whole time.
Hey, what are you doing?
He's not hard of hearing.
Hey,
he's just
what are you
always
doing in my
bumping music.
garage? We're doing a podcast, sir. Could you
Yeah,
mind?
have a
like,
seat, would you?
Sir,
Can
just
you
give
come-
us. Just give us
Can
a
you come
while.
back in like 5 more hours?
I would just include him in on it.
Yeah.
No, but one time we played the Hard Rock in Sioux City, and it was a Battle of the Bands contest, and I never I do like smoking weed. I never smoked before a show because
if you partake in
sometimes
the
it makes me really anxious because like I'm already an anxious person anyway, pretty kind of insecure-ish, and so like
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
weed will just compound that to where it's almost unbearable, and I feel like I'm gonna maybe die.
Okay.
It's awful. It happens very rarely, but so we were playing the Hard Rock, and I was dating a girl at the time. Her name's Michaela. We're actually friends now too, and she wanted to smoke, and my guitar player Chaz was like, "Yeah, let's smoke," and me wanting to be like, "Yeah, I want to go too." Yeah, so I went and smoked with them in the parking lot and got really high, and it was awesome at first because like
Yeah.
I love being high. Like I even brought like allegedly my pen in my truck. So like if you guys want, but anyway, so we're getting ready to go on. It's like the announcer, like the host is like, next up at our Grand Junction Hour, we got Through the Darkness. And like as they're like introducing us, like I got all tingly and I told the guys, I'm like, hey, like my vision was like sparkly and purple up top, and I was like, I think I'm gonna pass out. Ooh. Because I was so worried about like putting on a good show. Like I was worried about where my voice was at because I hadn't been hydrating properly. I wasn't doing my warm-ups, like, and thankfully we went on. We didn't win. We didn't make it past the first round. I did have a terrible performance, but the positive thing is I didn't pass out on stage. And the pictures were pretty cool from it, but the performance was awful. I was so messed up and so stuck in my own thoughts, worried about how bad it was going to be, that it was bad because of that. Because instead of just enjoying the moment, just making the best of it, I was so like self-conscious about how bad it could potentially be that it ended up being awful.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And it's actually crazy. It's actually interesting you say that, because that's kind of where I've been at lately. Because like I like having like when I start drinking, it's in my intention that my brain is gonna switch to, okay, now the fun starts.
Yep.
Because like when Cooper was saying earlier, like a beer is great after like a day of hard work. I'm
like,
you know, fucking kidding. Like I actually started drinking to the amount that I'm drinking right now because of the fact that like not too long ago, like when I got into detail, and especially when I got bumped up to being in the used car lot, and it was like the doors always open, and it was like been hot as fuck out, and I was like really like I was pounding out cars, and and I get done with the day and I'd be like fucking sweaty, and I would be fucking like had a whole day under my belt where I was like, I fucking did a lot today. And I was just like, I started drinking, so that like I've like started drinking the Busch Lights that are technically my brother's technically,
right,
for when he happens to come over, which isn't like all the time, but like enough that they like just started stocking that for him. And because I'm more of typically more of a whiskey guy, so like I've never been a beer fan.
Yeah, I'm
like,
Black Velvet and Sprite right
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's a popular one. Yep. So like I do Crown Apple and Sprite. And that's my that's been my fucking drink of choice for
that's good. Crown Apple's really
a couple
good.
of years now.
Yeah.
Crown Apple's good. I've been kind of switching over to Tito's and Sprite. Sprite and citrusy things tend to be my thing. Well,
it's lighter because I used to drink BV and Diet Coke, and I tried Sprite one time because that's all I had, and it was way better.
Have you ever had an Orange Crush?
Yeah,
dude, is that the Captain or the Admirable? That's like a vanilla orange.
It's like 2 parts Clementine vodka, 1 part triple sec. And then usually you should get like fresh squeezed orange juice, but orange juice, and then a little bit of Sprite on top.
Yep.
Is it delicious?
It goes down so smooth, but it will fuck you up.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
If I can find a drink that tasted like a push pop,
I still have a lime thrown in there.
Yeah,
because
I remember
you get that nice fruity punches, but it's got that kick of alcohol. And
yeah, so like my dad, he made like 2 bands. Like when we were in Maryland, he had a band, and it was called Leaving Texas.
Called Manson.
And then
Maryland Manson.
We're Manson from Maryland.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Leaving Texas.
You hear the Maryland Mansons?
And then when we moved to Iowa, of course, the band they never broke up, but it was just like, hey, if we ever get to hang out again,
this is a new band called Leaving Maryland. Was it?
One guy
he starts a new band every year.
One guy left Maryland while the other 3 stayed.
To be continued.
We're all leaving somewhere.
So we were in Iowa, and then the band was like, hey, someone booked us a gig in Iowa, actually. And he was like, oh shit, so yeah, let's do it.
So his band came to him to play a show where he lived now. That's cool as
the people
fuck.
in Maryland, like, they flew over, they crashed at our place and stuff.
Rehearsed and stuff.
Since they crashed over at our place, like, you know, they would like celebrate after the show and
gigs,
shit.
Yeah.
And then
that's always the best.
And I think like one of them discovered Orange Crush, and like my dad was just like, he loved it because he loves Tito's vodka, and
potato vodka hits different, man.
Yeah,
it does
so much better.
And yeah, so he was just making that. He was just making that and drinking it all night long, and then like he woke up drunk. I remember, like, he woke up, he still had a bit of a buzz, and then...
Is it sad that happens to me a lot?
I know, but it was... and then, like, I remember I woke up, and I was like, hey, Dad, what's up? And he's like, hey, Cooper, you want to be a bartender? And he's like, yeah, what's up? And he's like, I'm going to teach you how to make this drink. So he taught me how to make an Orange Crush, so that way he'll be like, Cooper, could you make me an Orange Crush? Because he's like...
he spun it like he was like, hey, man, I'm doing you a favor, but really, he's like, can Can you make me an Orange Crush?
Yeah, no.
Right.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
You wanna
Like,
learn how to
I don't
get
know.
me drunk?
I don't know. I definitely have like that service mentality of like I want to please people
Same.
and like
Right.
I've
I also
always
like
been.
learn-
hurts my
I always
relationships.
Like,
And
I
like
also
if
like
someone,
knowing how to do cool
yeah,
stuff.
and like if someone's like, "Can you take out the trash?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." Like I don't know why. Like I enjoy.
See, I like to do it without like even noticing that I am. I just
Yeah.
like to make.
Yeah.
But it's sad because it doesn't affect the parts of my life that it should.
Yeah,
I can be lazy too,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
really lazy. But like the people that usually the most undeserving, I try
Yeah.
to cater to the most,
yeah.
which is a really toxic thing. I
Yeah,
think.
like I'm so lazy, but like if someone's like in a need of something, I'm always like, yeah, I can help you out or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I don't know, like every time, and like after, you know, an open mic at Mother's or whatever, you know, when people leave, I always like to grab all the empty glasses and just collect them,
Yep.
and give them to
Yep.
the bartender, so that way they don't have to go out and
Yep.
whatever.
Whenever I finish like eating, like I'll combine everything to where it's
Yeah.
like all the stuff that's gonna be run through the dishwashers by itself, and all the plastic that was inside the. Say we got a basket, you know, like the bars do like baskets.
Yeah.
All that is together on the top one, and the
Yeah.
cups are stacked. And
I always do that too. Like I'll be out to dinner with people and they'll be like, "Why are you?" Like sometimes they're either they go, "Okay, so you have like either kind of worked in this area," or they go, "Why are you doing that?" And I go, "Well, do you honestly?"
I think it's so deep.
I go,
think
I
it's a
go,
deep-
I go, I go in my head. I'm like, think about it. Like if we have all our shit sprawled out in front of us, that means when they come to take it, we have to fumble to get it all gathered and give it to them.
Not just
If
that, but
we-
even if you
we
leave
just-
before they take it, it's still
Yeah.
more work for them.
Yeah, exactly. So if we just get it all together, not only do we have more room now, then it's just
Right.
they can come and go. Their work job is easier. They'll be nicer to us.
Yeah,
And then all that, and then like I've been in that. I'm like.
And if you're
overly
kind, you're
thankful.
remembered and
I
you're
like
treated
feel-
better, and it just feels good to be a good
Yeah,
person.
I like
it just
doing
feels
things
good
for
to
people,
do
but
right.
I feel bad when people do things for me. So
Yeah.
I'm like, so I'm like, I'm one of those guys. I'm like, I'm overly thankful a little bit, or I'm like definitely trying to be nice.
Yep. Oh my God!
others.
Today I did the awkward thing. I've never done it before. I always hold doors for people, but I've never. I usually am a good judge of like that's too far to hold the door. This is gonna be weird.
oh yeah,
But I did that today. But right before I came here, I stopped to come and go.
No wonder he took so long.
Yeah, I held the door for a guy for 48 minutes. Actually, no, but really, it was like,
people just
He
kept
was
coming
old.
in.
yeah, no,
and
that does
people
happen
kept coming
too.
in and
But
out,
this was
just like, might as
one
well.
guy by himself, and he was like, I don't know how far it was. It was probably 20 yards away or so.
Alright.
And I by the gas pump, but I knew he was coming inside, and I had walked out, and like I made sure like I popped over and did a spin to grab the handle, but I made sure to take my time so it didn't seem so like
Yeah.
Yeah.
waiting for you.
Yeah.
So, but I still
Hurry
held
up,
the door
dude.
and like.
doing something nice for you.
And yeah, you never even said thank you. So I was, on top of it being awkward because of the length of time it took.
Yeah.
If it were me, the guy that was walking up, I'd be like, "Hey, bro, thank you very much." You know, like make it at least worth it because I
Yeah.
just feel awkward now, and like so I
Yeah.
just scurried to my
Yeah.
truck and got in. I was like,
Yeah, that's a
I
hard.
remember-
he even looked me
Yeah.
right in the eyes and everything, and just like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hold
fuck
the
you.
door for
Yeah.
somebody.
Fuck you, guy.
And they didn't say thank you, so I beat them to death.
and
Now
now
no
I'm
one will
on
ever have to
parole.
hold the door
This
for
is
him
not an
again.
anklet. This is a tracker.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Dude, that's so funny.
Oh,
That's-
speaking of allegedly, one time at Muller's Pub on one of your guys' open mic nights, I love just talking to people. I love calling people out.
Yeah.
Not in a mean way, but like, so I was there with Amanda,
Yeah.
and there's this guy. I could tell he was on cocaine. I knew it. I could tell. I was like, I know cocaine when I see it. And I've never paid for it. I've done it
Cameron,
allegedly.
I apologize for that night. Please.
Oh
move
yeah,
on.
no, so like it gets weird, man. So like,
What's the? Is it just like sniffing a lot or?
no, so he's doing a lot of like the.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's like it's called the drip. Like when
Yeah.
you after you snort it, it kind of drips back in your throat, and it causes a numbing effect, and so you feel this weird absence of feeling, which makes you think for some reason you got phlegm. So you're always,
Yeah.
you know,
Because it gets caught. Well, plus it gets caught in your mucus, and then so then it'll be kind of.
everywhere.
It's like so it's kind of just like slowly making its
Yep.
way totally back.
I feel proud to say that I went to a party and someone offered me cocaine and I declined.
Have you never done it?
No.
Honestly, so I asked my dad way back when, because my dad and I are like best friends. Love you, Dad, but he wasn't the best dad growing up. He was pretty absent actually until I was kind of old enough to drink.
Mr. Stevens, that's funny. It's convenient you bring up. He's one of our top listeners.
Really?
Yes.
Who? There's a guy named Mr. Stevens. That's funny.
No, I just assumed that.
Oh, I
was
was
your
like, that's
dad's last
crazy.
name.
Oh no. Stevens, it is. Yes, yeah. His name is Bip, B-I-P.
Oh, okay.
But he goes. His real name's Chris, but he's always since he can remember has been Bip, and he doesn't.
Was he a bully to Marty McFly?
He has no idea why. Yeah, that's
How long have
what
we been talking?
people call him Biff all the
We're
time.
probably edging on 3 hours.
People call him Biff
Alright.
all the time.
Right.
And he's nice enough now in his older age. He just because my dad like. I'm getting way off subject here. My dad.
It's all good.
We'll touch on that later. But anyway, I told my dad one
dude.
time. I said, "Hey, I think I want to try cocaine." And Dad's like, "I wouldn't do it, bud. It's a rich man's drug. It's really addictive.
It really is.
You know, Steven's family were alcoholics.
Yeah.
We're highly susceptible to further addiction."
Right.
Well, he was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
In my case, anyway, because I've done it a handful of times. I've never looked for it, never sought it out. But like being an entertainer and having like a decent, like a little bit of notoriety,
Yeah.
you get people all the time that come to you at parties, at shows, and be like, "Yo, bro!" Like one time I did it off Lefty's Live Music in Des Moines, where we played a few shows. I did cocaine off the tank of a toilet one time. With the guy. Best set I ever played.
Gross.
After that, by the way. But one night we're at Mother's, me and Amanda, and I saw this guy, and I was like, "Hey, that dude's on cocaine. I bet you we can do cocaine with him." And she's like, "Shut the fuck up. No, you're not." And I was like, "Let me go ask him." She's like, "No." So I was like, "All right, I won't." Well, she went to pee. So I went over and asked him. I was like, "Hey, bro." And I said, and he's like, it's like him and like 8 of his buddies. And like, they're like country boy looking dudes, you know, Carhartt vests. And like, you know, that you could see their big long leather wallets in their back pocket.
Probably
and
have
whatever.
pickups that they're never picking.
Yeah,
anything
giant
with.
Chevys. Yeah. Which we went to eventually.
Nice.
And so anyway, so I'm like, "Hey man, like,
You walk out, and Amanda just comes out of the bathroom. You just go, "I was right."
no.
Gone.
So I asked the guy, I'm like, "Hey bro, like, are you on cocaine?" And he's like, "What? No, what? Why? Why would you say that?" And I was like, "You're sniff snorting a lot. Like you're doing. It's not like usual. Like it's a like is it the drip?" And he's like, "No, dude. Like I'm from Texas. This is Iowa. It's the dead of winter. Whatever." And so I'm like, "Okay, you know, like sorry, man." But in my mind, I'm like, "I don't believe you." So like I bullshit with his buddies for a while longer. Go back to my table. By that time, Amanda's already back, and she's like, "You did not." And I was like, "I did." Well, he comes over and starts bullshitting with us. End up making the guy laugh a lot.
Yeah.
We have a really good conversation, and he finally is like, "Hey, I have to tell you guys something. You were right.
Yeah.
I am on cocaine. Do you guys want to do some?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like,
Wow.
"Sure." So we went out to this guy's big Chevy pickup
Oh,
Yeah.
and did cocaine off his center console, and it gets worse.
Yeah.
So we do that. We go back in. We're laughing, having a good time. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I get like violently ill. And you've never done it, but I don't know if have you done it before?
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes. None of us have actually done it, but
Right.
it doesn't make you feel nauseous. It's not like alcohol's a downer.
Yeah.
It causes it makes you like you're not highly energetic like an Adderall or cocaine, whatever. But out of nowhere, I just like get like super nauseous, and I'm a pretty avid drinker, so it doesn't happen to me very often. I end up in the bathroom on the floor at Mother's Pub, like almost basically crying for Amanda to take care of me because I can't even stand up.
Holy fuck, dude.
So I to this day, and like her and I joke about it still because she thinks that I just couldn't handle my concoction. Yes, and but it doesn't work. That I think that someone thought my drink was her drink, and I think I was drugged, dude, at Mother's Pub. Yeah. She had to cancel 2 Ubers because they'd showed up to pick us up, but I couldn't even get up off the floor. And that does not happen to me. Like it never before, never has since. And like especially with something like cocaine, it's such a huge upper. A lot of times people drink twice, 3 times the amount they usually do because it's such an upper. But this had me like on the floor, couldn't even stand up, like dizzy. Yeah. And I told her, I was like, you know, like I need to get out of here, whatever. But yeah, that's that was one night that I laughed at you guys a bunch, and then you guys didn't ever know it till just now. But later that night, I was on the floor crying in the bathroom.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
But that's fucking crazy that you say
was
that, because I
wild.
was like, the only other thing I could possibly think of is like the coke being cut with something, but that guy was fine.
Yeah, he
So
was
it's
fine.
like-
Everyone, yeah, Amanda
So
was
it's like-
fine.
So it was it? Yeah.
Allegedly. She
Yeah,
did
allegedly,
it
yeah.
too.
So that would
Allegedly.
only make that honestly kind of does draw the conclusion that it would have to probably be something that I would totally believe.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Got
like
stuck in your drink.
I'm big on like benefit of the doubt type stuff like we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
But like I know me. I know like my tolerances for many things.
Yeah.
And I've never been like that. Like, and it wasn't something that I ate because that would just be a stomach ache and like, oh, I don't feel good. We should leave. This was like I couldn't even stand up on my own power. Like, yeah.
That's fucked up. That's
To where,
that's
like-
something hard. Yeah.
Yeah, like she was in there with me in the bathroom while other guys were using the bathroom because I just didn't want to be alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Fuck, man. Well,
terrifying.
like, speaking of the bathroom, I have to use the bathroom again. So, and we are an hour in, and make sure I also make sure I am staying on pace with not losing fucking audio anymore. Because I'm notorious for that. Then we will be taking another short break.
Hey, we should make a little song for these breaks.
A short break, or are we done, or what?
Welcome back again.
And
from the
that
last
is
break.
why men should have the right to choose what the woman does with her own body.
Right.
You know, I've been thinking that for a
herpes
long
is
time.
painful, man.
Yes.
It's got to be.
Like,
Allegedly.
a man should make a woman decide if she should wear heels or not.
Yep.
Right, and why can't I say the N-word?
Do the
Anyway,
dishes.
who cares?
Great segue.
Oh, you can. It's just dependent on what's going to happen afterwards.
Right,
Yeah.
can I accept the consequences?
Yes.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man. Well, I hope we got into enough detail about who Cameron was and the band, at least there in the middle. If not, let us know. We will do it. We'll have him on again. And even if you don't say anything, we'll still probably have him on again.
Sorry.
So
my phone.
go suck a Cam Stevens.
Yeah.
But I'm
All
not
right.
calling you a dick.
But
let's
dick.
start with it. Let's go ahead and get any kind of plugs that we got available for me. For some of us, it might just be
Butt
our
plugs.
Twitter
I think
handles.
This will be up.
Probably 2 weeks.
Uh,
We had the Tuesday after the Tuesday after this Tuesday.
So the world will
be. Well, I'm gonna have a show at the Omaha at the Backline Comedy Club on September 19th, which will already happen.
Yeah, that'll be passed.
So,
Yeah.
So be there anyway.
So
Past
just
tense.
be there anyway.
Marty
I guess I can see
McFly.
What,
Yeah.
what day is Tuesday? What day is that?
It's next week, like this.
What day
like
of the
7
week?
days.
19th, so it'll be Saturday.
7 days.
And here, boom. Okay, so you know
Where's
what?
it at?
Just shoot me a reminder.
The Backline in Omaha.
Yeah, it'll already have been done, but if you shoot me a reminder, I can add it into my intro to Jeffrey Jr.
If I don't have the kids, we can carpool, bro.
Hey, hell yeah, man! I'll be down. Let's do it. Fuck yeah, man. You got the show in Omaha,
Yeah.
and
headline.
then yeah.
Oh,
Oh, fuck, you're
what?
headlining Babes in
Yeah.
Joyland, right?
20 minutes.
Hell yeah, man.
Isn't that the Babes in Joyland show?
Huh?
That's
yeah, Babes
Babe.
in Joyland,
That's
yeah.
so funny to
Yeah.
think that because it's funny to think that originally it was all women and then Haley
Yeah.
dropped out and put you on and now they're like, hey, this guy's great, and they're like,
Yeah.
just bring him back.
Yeah, no.
Can you get me in?
There we go.
Fuck yeah.
Sorry, I just had to take a
but,
picture.
No, yeah,
Just,
thank you for remembering.
No, but it's kind of cool. This will be nice because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do all the jokes that I have,
You're speaking into the
and
side of the
then
microphone there.
and then the last things that I will have prepared are gonna be the songs that I've written and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I want to see how long I can actually do a set. So the next time I actually do a headline set or whatever, I want to see if I can have actually 20 minutes of material.
Right.
But the entire time I'm gonna hold the guitar up
And never do a
and
song?
never do a song.
That's genius.
I've done that at open mic with 5 minutes where I was just say some jokes and then I was just all right, you have a good time, and I just take off, and it makes me laugh because the minute I get off, I will see people in the audience having that look of he didn't even play the guitar.
Right.
I feel like more people wouldn't even notice.
A lot of people look at the guitar
They would.
because some places where people will look at the guitar when you bring it up and be
Yeah.
like, all right, when's that gonna happen? To the point where they're not even paying attention. To what
Yeah,
you're saying.
but I think the fact, with a 5 minute set, you might be not noticed, but with a 10 or a 20-minute set, you would.
Oh yeah, at some point they're gonna be like,
Uh-huh.
"Hey, that was funny, but I can't wait to hear whatever song he's gonna do.
Yeah,
This guy's
exactly.
gonna be good."
Yeah,
And
and
then-
they're even up for a while. He's gonna play the song now or whatever. So hopefully that'll.
yeah.
You should open a few jokes with. So the other day I was and just start act like you're gonna start a song,
Oh.
get your hand
Dude,
ready.
I think, oh man, that'd be great. And then, so besides, where can they follow you?
I just changed my Instagram name. Was it? Oh, it's Cooper the Pooper 96.
That's your Instagram name now.
Yeah,
What was it before?
Alright.
Cooper
it
Patterson
was
Comedy.
Cooper Patterson Comedy, but now it's Cooper the Pooper
Felt-
96.
Cooper the Pooper 96.
Yeah.
That's when that 96 is your birth year, correct? Yeah. Right on.
My emails. Well, I won't say the full thing, but it ends in. I almost see. I told you it's oversharing.
Ends in 69.
Yeah, no, it ends in 89.
Ah,
That's my birth year. I feel
there you go,
very.
yeah.
People are like, you're an 80s baby,
Yeah.
like for a short time.
Yeah. But it's for the last year, so it doesn't really count.
Yeah, exactly. It's the last
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
I was born in October.
Yeah. So
I'm a
you guys,
Libra.
yeah, are you guys still on your break period from performing all that and you're just
So. Oh,
recording and stuff?
it's my time to plug.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, check out Through the Darkness on Facebook and
Through the
Instagram,
Darkness.
Spotify, iTunes, obviously Apple Music, YouTube as well. We have a lot of cool music videos. We have a badass videographer, Tallif Sorensen.
Oh, nice.
He's awesome.
It's weird that people are named Tall.
Yeah, he's got a cool ass name. Like he's he's one of the coolest people I know. He's like the nicest fucking dude. His name's Tallif.
Tallif.
Tollef.
Sounds like a hobbit.
Yeah, man, and he is just like the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
It sounds like
I think I'm pretty nice sometimes.
It sounds like a hobbit who was named like if they were named after their attributes. So he was just slightly taller than the average hobbit. So they're like, your name.
He wasn't tall-ish. He was tall-if.
Yeah, you're tall-if.
See, if there was a camera, we'd all look at it right now, and it would zoom in on all of us.
So you're working on an album? It's like the first album, or
Yep. No, this is our second full-length album.
All right.
We've dropped a few singles since the release of our first album, and we're it's been slow go because we took a year off for the hiatus. Yeah. Or not like everyone should just know what it is, but for our hiatus that we just took a year away from posting on social media, playing shows. I think it was kind of just more a time for us to be like, do we want to do this? Like, let's take a year off from like the attention side of it and see if we're really here for the music or not, you know?
Right.
And we're all still in it. So and
Nice.
we're working on a new album now, and it's coming along. We're like maybe 45% done with it, with our side of it. Then we send it off to our engineer, and he'll make it amazing. And it's dude, the content's so good. Like,
hell yeah.
When we're done with all this, I'll show you guys some of our rough stuff that we're working, like some of the stuff like.
And here's what I like to do with musicians, especially send me like, especially since we have some breaks that I can like stick stuff into. Send me like at least a few songs that you would love to put out there to like have like associated with this with you talking and everything, and I'll make that the intro, outro, and then slip it into some of the breaks as like a little like transition between every time we had to pause. That's
awesome.
So, but yeah, anyway.
No, we what else we got going on? I don't really know much else we have going on besides the album.
Hey, now
which is a lot of work.
It's hard to have anything going on. So,
it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's going well, and it's weird. It's hard because some people are like, dude, like, why don't you ever talk about your band? Like, like there's people I know someone for like almost a year, and they're like, they come into work, they're like, hey, dude, you're in a fucking band? I'm like, oh yeah, and they're like, how did I not know that? I'm like, I don't like to talk. I don't want to seem like I'm bragging. Which this is a selfish thing to like admit.
That's what they don't get.
Right.
It's like if you like bring up that you're in a band, it feels like
I'm gloating,
if they don't know, and then you just bring up that you're in a band, then
you're not taken seriously.
It's more likely that they're gonna hear you like, oh, this guy.
I mean, that guy that went at Mother's, like
Dustin,
he started passing out cards of his stuff.
That's how I know what his name is because he handed me a card.
Yeah.
I
think that Dustin called me out for the band because Callan, the other comedian, he's a fan of the band as well, and I didn't know like so I know him.
Remind me to ask you about Callan's first set.
I was at his first one. It was the second one.
Oh, I was at his first set. That's why I want to ask you about. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I want to ask you about. But I also don't want to.
The dude's got balls. He got back up and did it again. Like, cause I asked him. I said, "Hey, how'd your last set go?" And I'd already heard what had happened, and he came forward and was like, "Dude, I made a fucking ass of myself. Like, I said whatever." And I was like, "Ooh,
not funny enough to do it."
Yeah, I was like, "How'd you recover from that?" And he's like, "I really don't think I did."
He didn't.
He's like, "But
I'll tell you,
shit happens, man. You know." And he's like, "I'm gonna go back and do it again, and I'll leave that out."
He'll get the respect. He'll get the respect.
Yeah, and it's like, it was like I think Callan's weird because in the best way because like we're
not talking about Brian Callan.
He's a very he's a
Seth Callan.
He's a very different personality than most of you guys. You know what I mean? But he's still crazy enough to get up there and do it somehow.
Yeah.
And like I think he's building like a reputation within your guys' community because like he's already proven that he's not going anywhere. He's gonna keep.
Well, I don't want to say he's proven it because after only a couple sets especially it's like I don't know how many he's done, but I only know about him doing 2, and I go to like everything, so I feel like I would have noticed.
I've seen him do like at least probably 4 or 5.
Really? Yeah. Okay, cool. So maybe it's possible I missed a few.
I'm just like you know.
I know I'm not going anywhere, but
I mean, the way you
don't know
described
that.
it, like, yeah, it seems like he, like, and like, you know, what I love about comedy is like, you get the feedback right away,
Right.
And, like, you could definitely tell, like, it's obvious, like, he's not like thinking, oh, this is just something I'm gonna say. He's like, he probably was like, what if I could say this and you know and have like a impact of it, then
Right.
maybe that,
Yeah.
then that's a,
Yep.
and like, yeah, that's something I don't do. That's something I would never do because it's just like it's just not a risk. It's just a risk.
It's not a risk that's gonna reap. I can't see many rewards when I think about the
Yeah,
risk
exactly.
versus
Yeah,
reward.
I just can't. Yeah, like I see.
Is a laugh worth that being brought up countless times in the future?
I just don't think the benefit outweighs the consequence.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
So I don't say that.
And I love
But,
invasive
but,
humor.
You know, but like, yeah, he wanted to try it out. And like and it didn't work.
Yeah.
But and like he's like, all right, so I'm not gonna do that again.
Yeah.
And, like so, it's
The fact that it was his first set, though, means that at least within the niche of comics that were there that night, means it will live on. He
Right.
will be the comic who he will be the white male comic who
Yep.
on his first set dropped
Yeah.
the hard ER.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it doesn't. We won't be mad at him. We won't be, but
Yeah.
it'll be something we give him shit over
Right.
if he sticks
Yeah.
around. But also, like, not going anywhere. I feel like I feel like that feels weird for him to say unless he starts going to the other mics too. Because I've only ever seen him in Ames, but most of the scene is in Des Moines.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to. Yeah, like I'm just like the fact that he sucked. He had to do like, you know, when you bomb.
A hell of a
that
hole.
hard
There's a
and
hell of a
there's-
hole.
When you bomb that hard and like it feels bad and like and like you could
Yeah.
you could keep that with you for
Right.
a day or two.
Yeah.
Just like, oh man,
Not just that, but I think you can keep it with you long enough to maybe never want to do it again.
exactly.
And
yeah.
and he got back
was
up.
willing to come back on stage. And,
I give
try
him
again,
respect for
maybe
that.
Try another joke. I'm like, all right.
Yep.
Like I can't.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna like
'Cause-
fight him. I can't like say you can't do that anymore because what you did was wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, all right, you obviously realized that was a dumb thing to say and you learned from it. So let's just move on and hopefully you'll
Yep.
like.
In a year, we'll know if it's something that he's in. I want to say in a year we'll know if it's something that he enjoys doing. But I started out the same way, where I was like trying to learn where the mics were and getting used to the run of
Yeah.
things. And so I was like wasn't really going very often. It was like pretty barely. But now I'm picked up where I'm like.
I rarely.
I feel
miss
like
one,
I
and
have.
I never even perform.
I ramped myself up to the point where I feel like I have to go, and like
Right.
it's to the point where it's like turning into like an actual addiction. Where I'm
right.
like,
Well, I'll say this: like
I have to be there.
we don't even schedule studio time for Wednesdays.
Yeah.
The guys know not to because
Yeah,
my
you're
Wednesdays
gonna
are
be
called
there.
for.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna be at open mic night. Like that's
That's
like
fucking awesome.
I
Like-
literally look forward to open mic night more than I look forward to maybe
Yeah.
anything else besides the Fridays that my kids come home to me.
Yeah.
Really, besides that, like I really look. I mean, in the band also, but that's been since 2012. Like that was something I was getting at earlier. Like people are like, how are you not more excited? You know, like you're on the radio, dude. Like that's a big deal. And it's
Yeah.
like, oh no, it definitely is. But like I'm kind of.
You still gotta have
I'm kind of
your-
used to it. Like I'm kind of adjusted
Yeah.
to it now. Like obviously it could move to the next step of like notoriety and fame, and that would probably be a shock and surprising, and I want to gloat about that.
Yeah.
But like
And you have
for
to
where
have
we're,
your
where,
periods
where we're
of
at now,
input.
we've been here for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like
yeah, I don't know what I think for people that really enjoy doing it, they're never like.
yeah, I'm not looking to brag
satisfied.
about it. I do it because
No.
I
wanna
want
brag
to.
Yeah.
about it. I think it's because they're not fully satisfied. Like even the great, they're still like.
Yep, they need that validation.
They-
They're not really happy with
Yeah.
it themselves.
They-
Maybe.
like even like the great ones, they're like, I still want to keep doing it because I want to keep changing.
Yeah, like people ask
changing
Metallica,
style,
like, why
like-
do you guys still make music, Metallica? Like, you guys are easily one of those influential rock bands in history.
You want to know how Metallica practices?
Huh.
They won't see each other for a while. Then 45 minutes before a show, they'll practice in a room together and then go out and do the whole thing.
Oh, but no, that's just Lars.
That's Metallica.
That's just Lars.
That's that's how they fucking do it because they got families and lives and everything.
yeah.
So like they live, but then like they'll meet. Maybe it's like 2 hours, but they just like meet. They just meet up a little bit before the show, kind of run through everything, and they're just so skilled and they've like played the songs a million times.
Yeah,
so
they're
they
amazing.
know.
Yeah.
they
I've seen
know
them
what to do.
twice live. I've seen them
Really?
twice. I've seen Bob Seger twice.
Fuck, dude.
And, like, man, like
I would love
those-
to see them live.
Dude, honestly, if there's one show that I can fully recommend to anybody, if you get the chance before he stops, is Bob Seger.
Hell yeah.
Like that is the most feel-good concert you'll ever go to.
Hell yeah.
He's still got it. Like the way he still moves, like working on the night move. Like the way he just like
Night
shifts around on
moves.
stage and stuff and gets all like into it. And it's like, man,
Everybody
this,
knows night moves.
like this guy is. he knows how to put on a good show that just makes everyone happy to be there. You know,
You're trying to clap us out, you fucker?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. Like 1 minute, the flashlight comes out.
Cooper flashes us. I'm like, what are you doing?
Like, wait,
This is my podcast. You gotta fight. I gotta fight Cooper.
Remember,
now.
this isn't your garage. We broke into this place.
Yeah.
You can't
True.
kick us out.
Right, yep.
There's a fly and it was pissing
Yeah.
me off, and I had to murder it.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
I get little fruit flies at my house if I don't like run my disposal often enough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
no.
And then I'll have guests, like say I have a girl over and we're like sitting there bullshitting whatever on the couch, and I see
Little
one,
fruit fly.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
and I'm just like so self-conscious.
Yeah, I get self-conscious about that
The
too.
minute I see a fly, I'm like, I'm on a mission. and
Like,
it's to
no, it's like, oh,
murder.
sorry, that's my food
And,
from 2 weeks
yeah,
ago.
so there's a cricket over there. That's what. That was
Ah.
See, I like the crickets.
That piece of shit. We can't have crickets coming in when
Or
we're trying to do a
Jiminy
comedy podcast.
Wow.
Do you know how funny it was the last time I had Dustin over at my house to do a podcast, and as soon as we started talking about bombing, we could hear crickets through the window.
Nuh-uh.
Dude, yeah, 100%. Like it was like late at night, and so it was like dark, and so it was just the natural time that crickets would come through. But like I never hear them, and I think we cracked the window or something because it was either hot or we were just smoking, and then allegedly, and then we were, and so then we just, I just,
Yes.
yes, we were smoking cigars like
was a
fancy
wedding.
bitches, and we were smoking cigars like high class people. You wouldn't understand. Anyway,
The commitment to that one.
exaggerated, rich.
Yes.
Way to
Uh,
hurt your own fans.
I know. Hey, you know what? If you're fancy, I also like to be fancy. And if you're not fancy, you're kind of like me, where sometimes you might like to pretend to be fancy.
Hey, if you're listening to me, go fuck yourself.
Yay.
Yeah.
Go or smoke a cigar.
Or fuck me.
Your
Either
choice.
way, I just hope someone's getting laid.
yeah, fuck yourself. Or
Fuck yourself, fuck me, fuck your partner, fuck your mom. I don't care.
Masturbation's funny.
Just come.
Yes, because when you're having sex, you want the soundtrack to be the underground podcast.
Ooh.
Ba-ba-bum. And there we will end it.
Ba-dum-bum.
All right, well, yeah.
No, yeah.
Man.
Let me
Sorry,
get my
I did-
plugs in real quick. Jordan
yes.
C. Comedy on everything, or Jordan Clemens. I'm just on Facebook. I don't have a page on there because I just made normal profiles into my artist profiles outside of Facebook, and so that'll be the real step where I go, you know what? I have I have a following. Let's make this a separate thing. And so I think that's the whole reason I don't have like a like page on Facebook for it. But then listen to Intelligent Idiocracy with me and Dustin Pursley, and then stick around for more exciting and fun guests or just cool guests. Maybe not that exciting, but I had fun. But we got Jeffrey, the last episode, Jeffrey Jr.,
Bummer.
and then the next episode is likely going to be Cody Jacobs.
Is that the host?
No, that's Cody Tiano. He's
that's
he's
right,
the
yeah.
first episode.
Yeah,
and
I watched
then,
that
yeah.
one. All right,
And
listen
then,
to it. I thought it was a video because there's a thumbnail picture.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, he does videos too.
I'm
And I
working
sat
on
and
it.
watched that still image forever. And I was like, and I like moved forward and I was like, oh, there's no video. Okay, go back.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Dude, all right. But yeah, that's all our plugs. Is there anything else you guys want to get out there?
I did forget to plug my mine are personal as well, but Facebook and Instagram. Facebook's just Cameron Shelby Stevens, and then Instagram's Cameron SS89.
Okay. Awesome.
Which
Fuck
you
it.
can edit this out, right?
Yeah.
That's also my email. That's what. Remember that earlier I said.
Yeah. Well, it's all right. It's at least you can email Cameron, let him know how good he did on the podcast. Offer him some cocaine, and then
Allegedly.
You,
alleged cocaine.
If you see me just driving around, just in general, and you see me and you're like, hey, you're that guy, I'll say hey back, but don't. I'm fine with like a 1 minute conversation, but
Yeah.
let's not.
Don't drag it out, please.
Yeah,
Right,
don't drag it
yeah,
out, please.
yeah.
Just I got places to be.
6 feet apart. I'm just trying to make sure I
Yeah.
don't get
Busy man.
Yeah, like if you see me and you're like, hey, I'm a big fan, and I'm like, hey, can I cut ahead of you at the Poncheros line? That'll be really great.
Just let me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then stop talking as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
just
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, just like if you see
Please
me
let
out
me
there,
step in front of you, but then I don't want the
Yeah.
conversation
give me
to
something of
continue.
yours, whether it's an item or a place in line,
a great
and
watch you
then
got there.
let me take it, and we'll move
Yeah,
on.
If you
and then
want,
you can say you gave Cooper Patterson your watch.
Yeah,
Yep.
if you want to have
I
a
gave Cooper Patterson a shot. So.
yeah,
There
if
you
you
go.
want to have a conversation with me, just listen to this podcast or the other podcast that I'm on, or watch me perform comedy just anywhere that does comedy. And
He's
just,
a really hard guy to
and
get
then
hold
just
of.
and
Oh,
then,
he is.
And then just
He's in
listen,
high demand.
just listen to me talk, and then you'll be like, all right, cool, I got everything I needed to hear from you. But don't talk to me. Like, I don't want to hear your conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I mean, you have a hard time anyway.
Exactly.
It's not that he doesn't want to; it's that he
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah,
What?
there's a bit of a bear.
Right.
Thank you everybody for listening. They came from the underground. I have been Jordan Clemens. That has been Cooper Patterson. That has been Cameron, Shelby Stevens. They both threw away their microphones, and so I'm gonna go fight these guys. And I hope y'all had a good time, and we will catch you next time. And I love you. Vultures watch from the high. We're rich boys who
You refer to the weapon as a virus. I believe it to be much more than that.
Sir?
Yes?
Tell them until Vulture gets here.
We'll be arriving in 3 days.
We? They've accepted our terms?
It's complicated. I don't know how much longer we'll be able to trust them.
It's wrong.
You'll live longer and see more things than any common man. Isn't that all that really matters?